no strangers to scandal.
And Anthony on satellite radio.
Those hosts, Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie here.
Controversial team.
Comments, profanity-laced and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy gag. The Opie and Anthony show.
Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Disturbed and deviant. There's nothing I enjoy more than drunken teen girls.
The history of misogynistic behavior.
The home of incest and anal sex. I mean, it's crazy. I am a fucking lunatic.
Shocking.
I love it!
What a freak show. What a Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey freak show. Best of our abilities. We'll try really hard every day.
What are we going to do? Best of our abilities or a good show?
This is what the show is. It's silly, it's stupid, whatever you want to call it. Listen to it and like it or don't.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
He's getting something out of the attic.
Hi.
Good morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. That's a hell of a way to start, huh? I was showing Anthony and Jimmy
Freakish.
The Hornet's Nest video on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio. I was at my brother's house yesterday, and he goes, I guess we'll start here. What the fuck?
Yeah.
We have so much to talk about. But, yeah, rewind it, because maybe we'll play the audio of the video on the show today. I'm at my brother's house. I went to his son's playoff football game yesterday, all the way out there in South Hole. And I'm hanging out with my brother Scott and his family. He goes, dude, I found a hornet's nest in the crawl space of my attic. I'm like, what? Because, yeah, we were trying to get a mattress out of there. I lift the mattress up, and I see this massive hornet's nest. Now, you saw the hornet's nest. How big is it? It's easily 2 human heads. No, it's
bigger than a basketball.
It's way bigger than that.
It's bigger than a basketball.
Yeah.
That's a huge nest.
The thing, it looked to be like...
I'm trying to explain it. It's way bigger than a watermelon.
You know, watermelon's a good size. It's
way bigger than that.
It's bigger.
It's, I'm trying to think of an object.
There's nothing that size.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's that size.
There should be a smaller nest orbiting it.
Exactly. It's almost like those workout balls at the gym where you do crunches on? It's almost big as your hand.
It is.
All right, wait, go back.
I want to see where his hand is so I can see how you can tell how big it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because then my dumb brother decides... I jokingly said, why don't you kick it, Scott? My whole family's crazy. I think you know that by now. So he pats it. He pats it a couple times. There's him patting the hornet's nest.
And it's not just a perfect circle either, by the way. Go back a little bit. It's a fucking... It's like what you're seeing in the attic... Like, you're seeing the top half of it.
Yeah,
You're not seeing the bottom half where all the bees come out. You're seeing, like, the top half of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking massive.
Oh, yeah, this goes all the way back to the wall, and they decided to build the nest incorporating that huge, like, plastic bag, like one of those really heavy plastic bags that might have been around a piece of furniture or something. They're pretty much incorporating the bag into their nest.
That is fucking... Dude, that's probably been a couple of years they've had. That's giant.
Oh, easily. Here, go back. Let's play the audio. I'll see if it means anything to anybody. What do we got today?
I'm about to show you the world's largest hornet's nest.
For real?
For real.
All right, this is your kid's room, but it leads to the attic? Yeah, we're in
the crawl space we have here.
The crawl space.
Right from his son's room.
Spooky enough, right?
Yeah. His son's
Why would you go near that?
Right.
Call people.
Now he's moving some boxes, obviously, and now we're getting on our hands and knees because it's kind of in the corner here.
Yeah, it's part of the roof where you got to kind of crawl.
Oh, crap. Hornet's nest.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
I'll give you $100 to kick it.
I'm in.
For real?
He's got 4 kids, by the way, this idiot.
There's a flashlight on it now. It's fucking massive.
Why is he doing that?
They're buzzing?
They're buzzing.
Out.
And now they run out of the fucking area.
Carson, get out of your room. Come on. Out.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow.
Dude, that looked like something from Alien. That looked like something from Alien.
Well, that was a giant. You know what? Because if you go on YouTube, you see big hornet's nests. I've seen some giant ones. That's probably the biggest one I've seen.
I'm promoting this as the world's largest hornet's nest. So if you want to help me out there,
here's what it looks like. It looks like in Apocalypto. You guys see Apocalypto?
Yeah.
When he's walking with that hornet's nest in a leaf.
Yeah.
If anyone has seen that scene, that's what it looks like. That's the size of that hornet's nest.
Well, it's brutal with that thing.
That's a giant fucking hornet's nest.
Where do they come out? Like, where was their entrance?
Well, right on the other side of that is the roof.
Yeah.
So, and it's not insulated, so they're coming up under the
eave of the roof.
Thank you, and coming in that way. I go, stupid me. My brother knows a little bit about everything. He really does. He would probably give Anthony a run for his money with stuff like that. And I go, why don't we just plug up the main hole and let's get this fucking thing out of here? He goes, dude, they got escape routes everywhere. And as soon as they know their main hole is plugged up, oh boy, do they get fucking pissed. And what they do is they leave the nest any other way they can and go right to the front to go, who the fuck just plugged up our front? And then they just go nuts.
So it'll be all over the fucking house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many would come out of there? Now, what do you do with that?
Well, before I say that, when he was patting it, and the camera doesn't pick it up. When he goes, do you hear that? You hear this massive buzzing coming from inside the fucking thing. And that's when he said, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Because even he realized, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
He shouldn't have patted it.
So my brother doesn't make a lot of money. I go, well, let's call an exterminator right now. He goes, I'm going to do it myself. I can't afford to.
No, you die.
You can't afford to.
He can't
Certain
afford
things
to.
you don't fucking do on a budget. Removing 40,000 bees from your house is one of them.
He goes, I can't afford to. So I'm like, no, I mean, Ann understands this world. I'm like, oh, all right, I guess I got to pay for an exterminator now. But now I'm thinking that we should be making a follow-up video.
Do you have?
Yes. Please.
You have to tape this.
I want to know
fucking massive.
I want to know how they go about getting this out of there.
See, I can't.
The problem is, if it's outside,
right,
you can fuck with it. What are you going to do? You get in your bee suit and you hit it with a fucking broom and you set it on fire or something. This is in the house. How do you get it out of the house?
Yeah, when you see the video, it's tucked deep into a corner with an angled roof. So it's not as easy as hoping to scoop it up real fast. I'm sure it's attached. I'm sure it's attached to the floor pretty good too.
That thing is anchored down.
They use their saliva and spit and shit to make it pretty much into a cement.
Dude, that's how it got so big because it's protected by his house.
Yeah.
So these fucking things all year, like in the winter, they do whatever they do, they sleep, but the mess is not being destroyed.
What a wonderful fucking place they have. It's heated.
They're squatters.
They're like, oh, this is great.
Your brother has fucking tenants in the house.
My brother explained another hornet's nest that he had on his property. He lives way out east, so he's got a little land and stuff. He's like adjacent to farmland and whatnot. So he explained one that was hanging from a tree. And then listen what this motherfucker did. He can't get to the... Oh, Jesus. He can't get to the hornet's nest, so he's chopping branches to kind of get at it.
Yeah.
So he would chop a few and then run away. Go, okay.
Oh, God, you can't do that.
He's like, okay, they're not moving. Clipping a few more branches. Okay, they're not moving until he could totally get at the hornet's nest. And then this sick fuck, he's sick. He gets a garbage pail, puts it under the hornet's nest like a cartoon, I swear to God, and then goes, takes a deep breath, runs, clips, the thing goes, and falls perfectly into the garbage pail, and then he, boom, puts the lid on it.
Get out of here. That shouldn't work. That should have ended in disaster.
That should end with them going, where is he? And an hour later, he's found with hedge clippers, tripping over the ladder, and bees on him.
Just a giant welt.
God bless him for, figuring it out, though.
That's good.
Dude, that's one
it worked out perfectly.
Goldberg solution.
I filmed some more stuff, but I'm going back over there when we figure out how to get it out of there. Well, even if it's with exterminators, I'll film the whole fucking process.
I want to know how an exterminator even does it, like a professional, because
I don't know.
fucking house.
What you got to do is he'll have to cover it with plastic or something from the inside. He'll completely encase the area inside the house so that covers the escape route. And then smoke it. He'll fucking smoke it from the outside and maybe even smoke it from this direction. Put them to sleep and then probably shoot poison into the nest.
Hell fucking no. Who does that for a living?
Ted's Bee Removal Emporium, I'm sure.
Oh, no, I would actually just take my foot and put it right through and stomp them out individually.
That's dangerous.
Yes, I have metal shoes.
Well, Ted, I mean, the comments on the YouTube video are just that. People doing their Ted impression. So, I don't know. I mean, that's where we're at with this fucking hornet's nest. We got to figure out how to get it out of there.
Definitely got to tape it, though.
Oh, yeah, I will.
So we could see.
God damn.
How that fucking...
When he tapped, the biggest one I've ever seen.
When he tapped at it, and you heard... And I'm so bummed that the HD flip didn't pick it up. You hear this fucking noise from inside. Just... and they're just rocking. Because they're, you know...
No one's ever done that.
Yeah,
they're like, what is that noise?
What the fuck is that?
No one's tapped them.
No,
a couple more pats, and I think we could have had a major freaking problem.
Dude, I guarantee his son came out after that.
Oh, I'm sure. That's
investigating.
That's why my brother goes out, everyone out.
How did he know it wasn't going to crack open a little bit when he tapped it? Like, because he patted it pretty hard.
Even though my brother has 4 kids, he's just like me. We're just idiots.
You got to poke it.
Is he the one that works with animals?
Yeah, he's the marine biologist, by the way.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so, I mean, these are airborne, though. They're not.
If that was a fucking porpoise, he'd be fine.
He'd know exactly what to do.
Right.
A fucking whale was in his attic.
What'd be funny if he walks in there with a fucking fishing rod and he's so out of touch with things not in the ocean. He's trying to hook it.
There's some guy in a beekeeper costume on a boat somewhere.
So I don't know
what I'm doing.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this, but... And then his son...
God, it's huge.
I ask his son, because, I mean, this is right on the other side of the wall where my nephew sleeps. And he admits, he goes, yeah, every once in a while there's a hornet in my room.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Not a lot, but, you know, 1 or 2 also.
Stray.
Yeah, a stray.
1 or 2?
Yeah.
I'd see that once.
And
they're
white.
either get rid of it or I'd move.
Move.
And who's an expert on bees?
I am.
It's called it's called a white, how do they do it? White something hornet. White.
Supremacist?
White something hornet.
Wow, I don't know.
I don't know how evil those are, but.
Oh.
Can you look it up? Just a white hornet?
Oh, my God.
Bald face? That's right.
Dude,
a white face? I think they call it a white face, right. A white-faced hornet.
Oh, it's a bald face or white face hornet. Same thing.
Right.
Let's go to Wikipedia, Sam. Let's take a look and see what they have to say.
It's frightening looking.
It really is.
Because that isn't a regular bee. That's, oh my God, that's a machine. That's a machine.
That's a chomping machine.
Look at it.
It's actually a yellow jacket. And they say it's more, they say if it's a white face hornet or bald face hornet, it's not a true hornet. It belongs in the genre of this makes it no better, by the way. A wasp's called yellow jacket. It's more of a yellow jacket.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, Jimmy, by the way, I got stung.
Yeah, see?
Do you get stung?
Yeah, I got stung yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
I was just messing with bees and yellow jackets all day yesterday.
You know,
my neck is killing me and it's really swollen.
Did you really get stung?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Doing what?
Huh?
Doing what?
Well, it's actually not. It's a separate story from that. At the football game. At my brother's son's football game, I'm waiting to get into the porta potty, and there's a father and son in front of me. Then they go, hey, this porta potty over to the right is open, but the kids won't go in there because there's a bee in there. I'm like, really? All right. I go, I'll check it out. So I open the door, and I see a ladybug. So I look back to everyone, I'm like, it's a stupid ladybug, and they start laughing, and then someone goes, oh, it figures kids would think that's a bee. I'm like, yeah. And I close the door. I see the bee up above my head in the porta potty. And like my brother said later, now you understand what a beeline is. This thing saw me, it felt threatened, and it went right at me, straight line, and fucking nailed me in the neck. And I jump out like a little sissy, like screaming. And the father goes, holy shit, I just saw that. He saw the whole thing just come right at me and sting me in the neck. And then we go back to my brother's house, and he goes, hey, speaking of bees, you want to see a hornet's nest?
No.
Dude, I haven't gotten stung in, maybe 30, 34 years, 35 years.
That's
Don't
what I was saying
jinx yourself.
yesterday. I don't know the last time I was stung, and guess what? I don't want to be stung anytime soon, because it fucking sucks.
Wait, do what to
November.
myself?
Don't jinx yourself.
Oh, I think you
Yeah.
said pinch yourself.
Oh, no.
We should bring
That's
some
wood.
bees in here, and we'll all get stung.
No, you remember when we had the bees in here for the wasp stinging the guy's nuts contest?
Greatest bit ever.
I dressed in a beekeeper's outfit and just would not fucking take it off. I'm petrified.
Tracy Morgan has not been back since.
No.
That was the show that he said, fuck you
We
guys.
scared him away with bees.
So, and I'm a very allergic boy, so as soon as I got stung, I'm like, here we go. And my whole neck swelled up,
Yeah.
but I'm fine, obviously.
I'm very surprised because you do have a lot of allergies. That
Yeah.
should be like a grapefruit.
Yeah.
Becky and neck.
Now everyone's on. You want to go and talk about hornets for a little while?
Dude, people could talk about bees all day.
All right, let's go to Jake.
Everyone likes talking about bees.
Now everyone's gonna tell me how to get rid of this fucking thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, white-faced hornets. Kevin from Connecticut goes, white-faced hornets are faggots. So now that I know that, me and my brother will just go back there and scoop up the hornet's nest.
Just pick it up and try to run out of the house with it.
You know,
like a football.
You know how I think, and my brother doesn't think too far behind me. You know we got to do something crazy to get the hornet's nest out of there. I'm just trying to figure out how and
do you
how to keep it
understand?
safe. My sister-in-law already said, you guys are sick. I'm taking all the kids and I'm leaving when you guys decided to
Dude,
get
they're already
this out.
fucking in the kids' room. They probably just explore once in a while. They'll crawl into the door. If you upset the nest, they're going to fucking come back. They're going to blame him.
Do you know how hard it would be to get rid of them if they just dispersed entirely around that house?
Oh, I know.
You'd have to burn the house down.
I know. What I'm thinking is a nice snow shovel. And a garbage pail, and let's hope for the best.
What you're going to do if you scoop it is just cut it in half.
Oh, God, and they'd all
You're just going to slice right through it.
They come pouring out.
Oh, they would fucking be hot under the collar.
Angry.
Oh, would they not be
Imagine
happy?
we think it's that easy, and yeah, we're trying to scoop it, and we realize it's just stuck to the floor, and now it's just too late.
That was too late.
That was too late.
You pull the shovel out, and they all come flying out at
And
you.
then we go, oh, it's not too bad. I've seen 4 or 5, and then they just keep coming and coming and coming. Jake, what do you got, buddy?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
A few years ago, I lived up in Massachusetts, and down in my basement for a couple of years, I had been hearing the scratching sound in the drop ceiling. I never thought anything of it, house settling or whatever. So finally, I'm like, what the hell is that? So I grab a flashlight and a chair, and I stick my head up there, and it's exactly the scene from Aliens. There's a 6-foot-long nest by 2 feet high, and it's throbbing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I end up having to call 3 exterminators before I find somebody that's willing to come out and take care of this. So he shows up, and he's got, like, this can, it looks like a can of WD-40 with a little straw sticking out of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this ain't going to work. He goes, no. There's 2 guards that fly back and forth. Everybody else is oblivious. As long as I get past them, I can spray the inside and kill them from the inside out.
Wait a minute. He said a nest has a couple of guards out front that he has to get rid of?
He just has to slowly make his way by there. And if he doesn't get stung, they send off a signal.
Big bee costume.
That alerts all the others.
Yeah, exactly. How do you get past? What does he bribe them? Here's some honey.
You didn't see me.
Like a lady bee.
Oh, dude, someone's suggesting we get one of your guns.
Oh, yeah. Take a few pot shots
Why
at
not?
it.
That'll at least, get them all disoriented.
Oh, yeah.
And then we could just
kill 5 or 6 of them.
And then we could just get a net and try to get them all as they come out.
They come out of the hole.
So what happened, dude? What happened with this fucking bee, this nest?
Well, as soon as he stuck his hand up in the ceiling, I hear, it stung him immediately. They weren't cool.
The guard got him.
But wait a minute. His hand went up in the ceiling. How did your head go up there without getting stung?
No, that didn't happen. Yeah, he got whacked a bunch of times. But he sticks his hand up there and immediately gets stung. He moves down a couple of feet because, like I said, this thing is huge. Tries again, immediately gets stung again.
Holy
So he goes, yeah. So he's like, all right, it's time for plan B. He goes out. He comes back in. He's got the full beekeeper suit and, like, this fogger machine. And he goes, all right, go stay upstairs. I'll let you know when I'm all set.
Well, hold on. But when you first saw the nest, you put your head through the drop ceiling, but farther down the line, right?
Yeah, I was about 10 feet away. I didn't know where it was. All I heard was a scratching sound.
Oh,
wow.
So you could have popped up under the fucking nest by accident and banged your head into it?
Yeah, that would have ended badly.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Surprise.
No kidding. Someone's saying I'm going to end up like Macaulay Culkin and My Girl if I mess with
the little lad died.
Poor Macaulay Culkin with his little glasses.
Yeah. Poor
I saw
little
that
feller.
dumb movie recently.
Did you?
Ugh.
Depressing. I watched that.
Why would you watch that?
I know.
Thank you, Jake.
Wait, what happened?
Well, he ends up getting the fogger and all that stuff. He says, go upstairs. So I'm upstairs, and he's down there like an hour fighting with this thing. And just randomly, I'd hear, they were getting in his suit and stinging them like all over the place.
Who was this idiot you hired?
He didn't tape off or nothing. So they got in his sleeves and up his pant legs and all that.
You know what? Like any profession, I'm sure these exterminators, there's bad ones too. Like there's really bad radio guys, there's bad, I don't know, fucking car salesmen, right? So you gotta think that these guys, there's bad exterminators out there that just get stung all the time as they're trying to figure out their craft.
So how do you finally get rid of this thing?
Well, eventually he fogged them all out, and he comes upstairs and he's starting to look a little swollen and lumpy, and he says, "Yeah, I need some trash bags." So I just hand him a whole bag of the big green hefties, 6 full trash bags of nest and bodies to clear that shit out.
So wait, when he smoked them, when you smoke a bunch, I know it makes them very sleepy and disoriented. Did he fucking spray poison and kill them then, or were they alive?
Yeah, no, he didn't spray smoke. The smoke works mostly for honeybees. These were mud wasps. So he sprayed poison. Like he had a respirator on and like this chemical dust. So it's not like it only goes out and then hits the ground. It only stays in the air a few minutes. Yeah. He said I could go back into the basement in a couple of hours.
I don't like them at all.
A fucking nest of mud wasps.
Oh, my God.
That's why you know what? That makes sense because he said they fucking stung him immediately. Honeybees wouldn't sting you immediately.
Oh, my. That thing is meant to just sting everything in its
That's a child's toy.
Right, look at that.
That's a fucking horrible monster.
That is a monster.
That would be the hottest fucking Christmas toy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a transformer.
Yeah. Huh?
I got one more thing, guys. Then I'll go. I told you I heard a scratching sound.
Yeah.
They make their nests out of mud and what they can find. They were eating their way through the ceiling tiles to make their nests over the course of about 2 to 3 years, the guy said.
So, wait, they were trying to get in the house?
Yeah, like very sneaky burglars.
Yeah,
wow.
They figure out where they want this nest, and nothing's going to stop them. So,
yep. All right, guys, have a good one.
What a conflict of interest that would have been.
Let me go to CJ in Georgia.
Looking.
CJ, that's a great design, man. I think our military
look at
should
that
design some shit after that.
There's the thorax and then the abdomen are separated by this fucking like
tail almost,
like a stick.
Yeah.
Like his stinger part, the abdomen is on a stick that comes out of the back of his thorax.
That's amazing.
Do you understand that we don't know if that's a female or a male? If that's a female, there's a male that has to fuck that.
What would you do, man?
How would you? I've always wondered how do bees keep their dick hard? How do you keep an erection to fuck that monster?
And then you slip with some dirty talk. Next thing you know, you're being stung by your mate.
It's probably hot
to drag.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you.
Look at that thorax.
And the color, like the fucking cool black and yellow.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It looks like a sports car.
Or make that into some kind of military fucking aircraft and, with the colors and everything. Let's say hi to...
Frighten Al-Qaeda with the big bees.
CJ, what do you got, buddy?
Good evening, boys.
Hey.
My cousin lives on a dairy farm, and he was recently cutting the grass. Sometimes hornets will build their nest under the ground, and he ran over one, and it was really bad. You don't have to be allergic to those things. He stung him. They stung him so much that if we hadn't have given him Benadryl on the way to the emergency room, his trachea would have swelled shut, and he wouldn't have been able to breathe.
Wow. How many times? How many times did they say he got stung?
I think it was at least 13 or 14 times. But it was all in the upper body around his shoulders and neck.
And Benadryl will actually help you breathe?
Oh, yeah.
On my ass neck.
It reduces swelling.
Yeah, you got to get that shit in you immediately, though.
So, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, CJ.
I was just going to say, if you think white-faced hornets are bad, just the black-faced ones will punch you in the face, rape your wife, and steal all your stuff. So they're really bad.
Oh, great.
Sir, is that true?
Oh, did you have to?
That's not true. Is that
We
true?
had to go there.
And he said, I have one more thing. He goes, I have one more thing.
Of course.
Thank you, CJ. Let's go to Mike in Buffalo. Mike?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Pretty good, Mike.
I think it would be possible to use a vacuum.
Me and my brother in a vacuum.
Interesting. A shop vac, right? And then you just get it in there, and
No, because here's what will
Once it's in
happen.
there for
These
a
two won't know
while.
what they're doing, and they'll start at one of the exits, and they'll start, and a couple bees will go in, and then they'll go, wah, and they'll pull like a fucking hunk, like the eye out of a pumpkin, and all of a sudden the nest will be exposed and open.
And the vacuum will be clogged with a big chunk.
Yeah.
And they'll all come flying out at you.
Yeah, then you have to pick the nest out with your finger.
Because you're now shaking the vacuum, trying to get the piece of nest off, and just flinging bees
and then the
everywhere.
other end comes off, so the ones you caught come out. What a disaster.
And the whole bucket full just comes flying out at you.
I might attach like a chain to it and then just try to
pull it out with a truck?
Yeah, pull it out with a truck down the stairs of their house.
Oh, God.
Hitting every step on the way out.
Do you understand how I would have such a terror of that?
You want to go take a ride?
Absolutely not. I can't do
pat
that.
it?
When I was a kid, we used to hunt. I forgot about this. We used to, I was the kid in the neighborhood that would disrupt bees' nests.
Yeah.
And we would go after yellow jacket nests and wasp nests, and we would catch them. And I stopped doing it when I saw my friend Denny running. There was a yellow jacket, a massive nest. And he was running, and he was going, ah! And he had 3 yellow jackets. I'll never forget. 3, and this idiot didn't swipe them off. He was running and crying with 3 yellow jackets on his forearm.
That noise is hilarious.
It's utter panic.
Dude, because as kids, you're like, come on, they're not going to organize. You always see the yellow jacket nest and stuff, and you have to
It looks like pandemonium.
You have to take rocks. Yeah, they don't look like they can organize shit. But man, as soon as you hit that nest with a fucking rock, you find out quick they know how to organize.
They take them fucking beady eyes and look at you, and that's it.
Meanwhile, you forget they got together and built this house.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, they figured it all out by themselves, and they built a home.
All the Hornets pictures that Sam is popping up on the internet because Danny's out today. Come on. The one we found yesterday is bigger. I got the world's largest one, I think.
Dude, you should go to YouTube and look at some of them. Some of the way these guys... are those bees on it?
Yes, I am heebie-jeebying out over here.
All right.
That's a honeybee nest?
Let's go to Art in Ohio. Art?
Good morning, boys.
Hey, Art.
Kicker is never mess with any of those bees during the day.
Right.
'Cause I did it. I came home from work, and it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I saw bees going in the corner of my house, and I got some spray and sprayed it. So a couple hours later, my wife comes home, and she says, "What's that noise?" And it sounded like an ultralight. And we looked up, and there's millions of bees just swarming above the house.
An ultralight.
So I grabbed the kids and took them in the house, and I called the exterminator, and they said this was on Friday. They come out Monday. And I said, no, we're held captive. We can't get out of our house. So they sent a guy out, and I went outside, and I couldn't hear anything. And there was like 1 million of them had just clung to the side of the house. And it was just like a big mural, and it was moving.
Wait, how big was the nest?
Well, it was inside the house, up between 2 floors, so I didn't know. There's a little hole, see, where they went into the house, but I made the mistake of spraying the ding-dang thing during the daylight so they didn't have any place to go. At night, they're all in there. So they're on the side of the house, and like there's a brick house, and it's just like a mural. It's just like moving, like velvet. It was pulsing, and the guy comes out in his truck, and he gets a big hose, and he doesn't even have a bee suit on. I said, what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to spray them. I said, you're going to spray them? They're going to fly away. He says, they won't fly away. He says, they'll stay right here. And he took this hose, and he was back 20 feet and sprayed, and I had to go out the next day, and then I had a whole wheelbarrow full. I shoveled those things.
Boy, let me ask you a question. His brother said there's escape routes. So what happens on the ones if you spray the outside? Didn't they escape into the house?
Well, no.
Why would you own a house? Get a fucking apartment.
Why are you getting mad?
I don't want to be a homeowner for that reason. Fucking bees will ruin it. I just know that will happen to me. My dream mansion will be... I'll come home, my fucking wife will have bees in her vagina. It'll wreck everything.
It's better than another letter.
That's true. They would wreck it worse.
All right, I'm out.
Hey, good story, brother. Thank you. I don't know. There's way too many calls coming in. Let's go to Steve on Long Island. Steve.
What am I doing? Your bee's nest is in my fucking house.
Linger longer. Dude, turn on. Sam's got audio called Swarming Hornets Nest. It's between 2 windows in a house.
Some jackass that's tapping the window.
Whoa, look at those things.
You hear him?
There is literally probably 100 of them.
Insane.
That is so cool.
I'm fucking...
Yeah, they're not happy.
I'm really getting the heebie-jeebies.
And they crawl outside the nest. They patrol the outside of the nest.
Yeah, look at them.
Look at all those bees. We've got to kill that nest soon.
Oh, that's fucking
That
horrible.
sound is...
It's a nest in between two fucking windows.
I thought it was
not
a
even
bad
static.
cell phone static.
But that's an easy one because you see where the nest is, so you wait till the night and then you just fucking smoke
I
them.
can hear the buzzing.
Can you?
Relax.
Relax.
It's really not that many bees. It's a cool video.
It's a small nest.
It's not the shit. Yeah, the size of a baseball, maybe.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Open my eyes! Eyes! Ah!
Good old Nick Cage.
Oh, no.
Fucking Nick Cage. Let's go to Matt in Middletown. Matt.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey, Matt.
Hey.
I was wondering if Ted Scheckler had any experience on these.
Ted already spoke about them. You might have missed it, sir.
Talking a little bit about the bee removal thing.
Yes, apparently Ted uses his steel shoes.
Actually, what happens is I have a sword, and I stand under and I smite them one by one.
You chop their little
I
heads
certainly do. I slice right through the neck with the sword, and I challenge them. One after another bee head coming off.
How does that work?
Not too well sometimes.
Crazy
Depends.
88 style, right? They one after the other just coming at you?
Yes, a lot of times some get through.
What's the name of your bee removal company, Ted?
It's called Ted's Bee Removal Emporium. I did this one already.
I was hoping that you might have expanded on the name, Ted.
No, I
that's
got
all.
so much business.
Okay.
That's disgusting. Bees are fucked, man. I don't like looking at this. We're looking at these videos of the bee building a nest.
Wow.
Like they actually have a cross section against a window, I guess. They built the nest against a window so you could see the inner workings of the nest.
This has to be a science experiment where they fucking,
Yeah.
Maggot bees.
And they're doing their fucking spit thing where they make the little chambers for their babies.
Let's go to Danny in Ohio. Danny?
Ready?
Hello, boys.
Hey.
Hey, I had a hornet's nest or yellow jacket's nest inside my house. You could, hear some buzzing and stuff, and you could put your hand on the wall and feel the heat from the crawly little bat.
Holy shit, really?
Exactly, yeah, it's so scary, dude. I was like, I'm an idiot, so I was like, fuck this, I'm doing it myself. Oh, of course I could afford to pay $100 to do it professionally, but I just drill a little hole from inside. I start spraying, every different kind of bug kill I got. Some days they would, really be noisy in there. Other days they'd be calm. And then one day, it's quiet and it stinks, dude. I killed them all, and they're, rotting inside my wall of my house. They smell like a fucking dead animal.
Jesus.
Sorry, dude, we're distracted. There's a great video called Three Dumbasses in a Hornet's Nest.
You know what you're going to get with that video?
Yeah, it's
Where's
not...
the hornet's nest?
Show them the beginning of the video.
Door jamb of the car.
This car must have been sitting there for a while. Look at the bottom of the door. They open the door.
Oh, okay, I didn't see this
And there's
part.
a nest at the bottom of the door jamb in the car.
And they think it's a good idea now that they're going to take a swipe at it with a stick. These three jock-looking guys.
Is there audio on this?
Yeah. Door held slow. Open the door held slow.
And they fucking open it and they swat it with a stick. Oh, he's got bee spray.
Are you gonna hit him?
What fucking... The guy is a bat, you asshole! What are you going to do?
They're getting ready to poke it down.
And then they run away. And they close the door. So now the fucking bees are in the car.
Yeah, they're hella bees.
They are using Ted's method.
Yes.
It's stupid.
Poke it with a stick and run. Do that 340 times. Eventually they get bored and leave.
He is actually trying to use it like a sword.
These guys are just smacking them.
They are incredibly stupid. God damn.
It's unbelievable. I hope there's a real stinging.
They're just dumb.
Like most YouTube videos, there's
no payoff.
No payoff.
Fuck.
What the fuck is that? These are bees all over the front of another car.
Yeah, you can have fun watching bee videos, obviously, on YouTube. I didn't know that.
Apparently a swarm just landed on some guy's car in a parking lot.
Yeah, brand new car.
Those are probably honeybees, though.
That makes it better.
No, honeybees are not...
They'll sting you, though.
If they're threatened, but literally if you just stand there and watch them, if he was that close to swarming hornets...
Oh, he'd be dead.
Let's go to Stryker. Stryker.
Hey, morning, boys.
Morning, Stryker.
actually, with my father's an exterminator. He's been doing it for like 30 years. With like wasps and hornets, you can't really smoke them. I mean, you can do it to put them to sleep, but you end up poisoning them. Bees, you can. Oftentimes, we'll call a beekeeper. He'll come out, put them to smoke them, put them to sleep, and then take them away. But we did one of these white-faced hornet jobs. Occasionally, I'll go and help him, and we did one this past summer. I was in the full bee suit. He was in the full bee suit. I fell off a 6-foot ladder because the fucker got underneath the bee suit. And when you put it on, you have to wrap it around your legs and duct tape it
no shit.
in place. And they'll still find any way they can. And in this case, there was one little spot on the back of the net that goes over the hat and the net that goes over my head. There was one little spot that apparently we missed when we were, when he was tying it down. And the whole fucker got up underneath there, and I got stung like 6 times.
That fucker was mad at you.
Oh, my dad carries a box of Benadryl and 3 epinephrine pens in his truck with him in case he gets stung. And the first thing he did was I started screaming. I got stung, and I jumped off a 6-foot ladder to get away from him. And I'm up there with the little spray can stuff.
Good luck.
Initially spraying him. And first thing he did was, went out to his truck and got the Benadryl for me. And he's like, here, just, take this now. It took 5 trips over the course of 2 months to get all these fuckers out of this woman's wall in her, the back wall. And her husband had tried doing it himself and ended up in the hospital because they nailed him so many times.
Well, my brother's, did you see,
shit.
You see the video of my brother's house?
Not yet, I haven't, but...
Because I don't know how the fuck he's going to get it out of there. It's in a weird place.
I'll tell you, this time of year when it gets cool and if it gets colder, this is when you have to get rid of them.
Yep.
Because they go to sleep, they're inactive, and a lot of times it'll kill them off, but trust me on this, if you're going to put the bill or whatever to help your brother, you hire a professional to do it because there is a chance them fuckers could wake up while you're messing with them. And because even though, you heard it yesterday when he was patting them, they started buzzing, you go messing with that, and they're still alive in there, and you just by chance break that open, and, well, this could be the Anthony and Jimmy show.
Yeah, it is you're right, it is winter. I didn't even think of that. It's actually getting to be colder and colder.
It was like 70 yesterday. They were very active yesterday. And I need an expert out there to tell me how many hornets they think are in that nest in my video.
I would estimate 30 to 40, Gregory, but I've been known to be wrong before. I tend to lowball.
I mean, it's safe to say a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have a couple 100,000 in there real easily. And,
For real.
Set them off and, there's a show on that was on TLC. I don't know if it's still on.
I felt like something was calling me.
What's that?
There was a show called Verminators. It was on, I think it was Discovery or TLC, and they were showing this one house that they did where they just had to cut basically the whole side wall off of a house to get the damn thing out.
How many bees were in it?
They didn't even bother counting.
Yeah, it was one possum. It was a moth.
Steve from Bayshore says Opie's video doesn't show the end where he invites the entire nest to an Islanders game.
The other thing is, you could always invite Steve over there, Steve and some honey over there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, hello. Well, what do bees do in the winter, man? Like, it's obvious they're being... The side that it's in his brother's house is being kept warm, so they're not freezing to death. So what do they do? They all hibernate, bees?
No, actually, most of them. Well, bees, I think, will hibernate. If you talk to like a regular beekeeper, a lot of times they transport bees to the south to warmer states in the wintertime, and then bring them back like to the northern states in the northern summer. But like wasps and hornets, most of them die off. The workers will die off over the winter, and you'll just end up with 1 or 2 queens that'll stay alive. But in this case, where they're in the attic, where they're able to stay warm, got a nice warm wall probably, they're more likely to, probably more of them are staying alive inside there.
But do they just stay alive and eat what they have and store it up for the winter and kind of like, I don't know why I ran out of steam there.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, now you're kind of getting away from what I know about them, but I know, from helping my dad with a lot of these and this is the time of year when he goes after some of these that, he'll tell customers, look, for the most part, they're dead inside there. You just got a few that'll stay alive. It's mostly just the new queen for the next year is what's alive. But if they have the ability to stay alive during the winter, then, because they're in a warm environment, then heck yeah, they're going to stay alive in there.
I think it's a pretty warm spot.
Y'all heat that, dude. The fucking heat in the attic, heat rises, guarantee they're fine.
This is giving me such fucking. I'm having like phantom twinges.
My brother was patting the nest yesterday when we were all thinking it was hilarious, and now I'm like, what?
I
the
swear,
fuck?
like I felt something crawling on my back. I'm getting like heebie-jeebied out, and I thought I saw something flying around you. I swear I'm hallucinating.
Probably in my fucking jacket.
Very scary.
I probably brought a few to the studio. If we get this hornet's nest in one piece, I'm bringing that fucking thing in this studio, though, I'll tell you that much. And we're going to display it somewhere.
Better be...
we'll display it in a corner.
Better be vacant.
You're going to have to... You understand... The breakdown of this nest is going to have to occur in the fucking house.
Yeah.
It's not like it's equally sticking out the fucking outside where if you get it, the whole thing will fall through.
He might have to break open his roof.
Yeah.
Seriously.
In the winter,
I don't know how the fuck he's going to get to that
Dude,
thing.
the inside of that fucking nest is all in the house. So you're going to have to break that open in your house.
And if you're just tuning in, the video's on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio. We're looking at a pretty fucking big hornet's nest.
Massive.
We still don't know how to describe how big it is.
It looks like
you're way bigger than a really huge watermelon.
Looks like you shaved the top off a head and you're looking at a brain. Like that's the view you have.
Alien egg.
It's really creepy.
Egg from Alien.
All right.
That's it.
You want any more of these calls? Attacked bees while I was in a frat. Sucked them all out with a shop vac. Worked on a golf course. We had to remove hornet's nest. Do not mess with these bees. Have been around my house for 2 years because my kids disturbed the nest. Bees went nuts when I shot their nest with foam. Anthony was bleeped on Access Hollywood. We'll get to that a little later. Roofer used to burn bees with a propane torch.
Oh, great.
Hit my head on a hornet's nest, and I didn't notice till they stung me. Used to wrap bees' nests in a bag, toss it in someone's car, and punch bag and run. It's fucked. And I see truckloads of bees being transported. That I never understood. When you see those trucks, you always see bees outside the truck.
Yeah, they're just flying around outside the truck.
How is that safe? What the fuck?
They're fucking honeybees, man. They don't bother you. I'm telling you, they said that most bees won't sting away from, far enough away from the nest.
Yeah, they won't attack you unless they feel threatened, for the most part. You want any of those phone calls? I don't know what to do. They're just...
I would love an expert to call up. There was somebody just said something that I wanted an expert to call about. How do you get rid of them in the winter?
I want to know how many bees are in there and how the fuck we're going to get rid of that.
Yeah, we should ask Dr. Steve.
You don't understand. My nephew...
He knows. I know he knows.
Probably
For the people that won't check out the video, that's fine, whatever. My nephew's bedroom has a door. You open the door, and it's literally right there in the corner.
Yeah, it's one of those little attic doors.
So it's not even...
bedroom.
It's not even in the attic out of the way where you can almost go, you know what, fuck the bees, let them fucking live there. What are we going to do? This has to be removed.
They could be gnawing right through the bottom of the sheetrock, eating that shit up and then get into the house at some point.
Jesus. All right. Want to take a break?
Yeah, I gotta make sure I don't have bees on me. I swear I got the heebie-jeebies.
I'd hate to have bees on me.
Oh,
I would hate that.
Awful. No.
Blue Healer taking a cheap shot today. I kind of like it, though. Just play the Howard Stern show audio under the nest. They'll all commit suicide.
Jesus.
That's kind of a cheap shot.
that is really.
But someone else said, why don't you bore him to death? Play a Rich Voss comedy CD.
Oh, yeah, see that too.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Ant's got some stories.
Yeah, just a few observations on movies.
You saw 3 movies.
I saw
of interest.
3 movies. It was kind of movie weekend. Of interest.
Okay.
Just horrible.
And do you know that Uncle Paul was wished a very happy birthday on TV, Jimmy?
Dude,
I heard about that. I
fucking saw that.
I have not seen it.
I was laughing my ass off. They nailed the fucking thing. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Why they had a Photoshop picture?
Oh, I got to hear that. I got to see it. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Let's
wait.
See it.
It'll be after the break for sure.
Oh, it's so fucking.
Give
funny.
the people something for after the break. But first, Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
I heard they just woke you up.
Well, it's time to get up anyway.
The best part is this isn't even a doctor question.
This isn't a question.
We always wait
for Dr. Steve.
For the newbies, we always wake up Dr. Steve when we're talking medical shit. Like, wow, fuck, we need an expert. And then Dr. Steve wakes up. He doesn't know what he's saying because he's still asleep, and it makes for good radio.
We just assume if you went to medical school, like you had to learn a bunch of stuff anyway, so you might know something about...
Do you know anything about hornets' nests?
Watch Dr. Steve be a total idiot about bees. Like, he knows everything else, but we're like, what about bees? He goes, well, what I would do is just, I would get under the nest and jump up and down and break it open with my head. That's what I would recommend.
What do you got on hornets' nests?
Hornets' nest.
Yeah. We woke you up for this, by the way.
What do you got on hornets' nest?
Wait, so he didn't see the video?
No, I just posted this, literally, I don't know, before I went to bed. Dr. Steve, why are we... I don't even know what to do with this.
I was just joking when I said Dr. Steve. I'm sorry I missed you. Did you get to go to the Comedy Cellar?
Yes, absolutely. It was great.
All right, because you sent me a text, and I texted you back, but I didn't hear from you, so I was assuming that you were all right.
And Weird Medicine, I was listening on the way home from the Islander game, man. Fucking A, dude, you know how to do radio. I told you that personally, but I want to say it on our show, too. This guy really knows how to do a radio show, and we got to figure out how to make this Weird Medicine show work for the guy.
Yeah. Steve, did you get your guest? Did you talk to Steve?
No, but we turned it into a... Well, basically what I said was we wanted to have a prostitute in the studio so that we could have her explain how it is that you can avoid getting STDs, because if a prostitute could do it, the rest of us could do it. What was great was that we couldn't get any prostitute to come up there because they wanted to be paid, and then I just turned it into a joke that every whore in New York City was smarter than we were because we were doing what we were doing for free.
So actually you tried again and they just wouldn't. How about a porn girl? Didn't Steve have any porn? Because he asked me, did I know anybody in porn? But everybody I know in porn is in L.A. I'm like, maybe you can get him on the phone, but he wanted them in studio. So I'm like, Steve has got to know something, like our Foundry Steve.
Yeah, it didn't work out, but it was okay. Did you hear me hang up on Voss?
No, I didn't hear the show at all. I was away.
Yeah, I missed that part. I heard it was really good. Because Voss called in late. So Dr. Steve did a little opie. Said, fuck you, you're late.
Goddamn Steve from Bayshore. Ask Dr. Steve for a couple of bottles of his grape swill so you can spray it on the nest and kill everything. Grape swill.
By the way, am I the only one really depressed that Roland Campos shot a bunch of soldiers in Fort Hood? Holy shit.
He does look like Roland.
I was thinking what that guy looked like.
Yeah, it's fucking Roland. That's all I've been thinking of.
Yes.
I didn't talk about it on Friday because I didn't have you guys. You know, that's
Roland.
What am I going to do with that story? We'll talk about it a little bit today. Dr. Steve, you have nothing on Hornets, huh?
I got nothing. I mean,
fucking Michio Kaku would have fucking had a lot on the Hornets. You know that, right?
The Hornet is like a soap bubble.
Yeah. They're like little planets flying around a universe, except they sting you.
Stinging the shit out of you.
Fuck him. I got nothing.
I love that we're now waking up Dr. Steve for everything.
Poor Dr. Steve. Let him go back to sleep.
All right, Steve.
All right, guys.
Bye, Doc.
Steve. Bye, Doc. Someone said they just saw the video and they said, my brother doesn't have a nest. He's officially farming hornets.
Yeah.
Your brother is a farmer.
Fucking grape swill. I can see. It's good.
Wow. Dude, that nest is fucking creepy because it's inside. So you know it's like it's attached at all places.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to function.
Half a medicine ball, I think, is the size. Well, if you cut a medicine ball in half, that's what it looks like.
Well, when my brother was patting it, the thing barely, you heard it shake a little bit, but that thing is a solid fucking net. It's solid, though. It's hard. And then to hear the buzzing inside, when my brother goes, you hear that? I was like, I was trying to figure out what that noise was. I'm like, get the hell out of there.
I swear I'm feeling
just doing the heebie-jeebie. All right, quick break. We'll get into some other things, including the birthday wish for Uncle Paul.
Yeah, I heard about it. Did not hear it.
Hysterical.
Dude, it's amazing. The video is going to do very well for whoever posted that one, man. All right, stay there. Opie and Anthony. Quick observation. I'm walking down the hall with Kenny, and Kenny saw the sports guys for one of the sports stations here. And you had a little observation there, Kenny?
A lot of buzz in the hallways. Those sports guys are in their glory this morning.
Well, Monday's a big day for sports, right?
Yeah, they're all second guessing. Why would he try to kick a field goal with no timeouts? He should have punted. They're all discussing the big controversy, all the games, and tune into the sports channels if you want to hear that noddish kite.
Monday morning quarterbacking. Not a fan of that. You're not a fan of the second guessing.
I just don't have time for sports.
No?
I guess I'm not macho enough. I don't know.
Is it the time? You're so busy?
Yeah, I slept all day yesterday.
Oh, okay.
They're skipping around the halls. They're just excited, looking up stats.
Yeah, they're in their glories. Numbers.
Yeah, doing the numbers for the games.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you for letting me contribute that.
It was good. It was nice.
I know. Thanks.
All right, there he goes.
We got to hear the Uncle Paul. Did you guys watch it?
Oh, yeah. Actually, put it up so we can...
I walked out. I went to the bathroom. I didn't watch it.
We can watch, and
I'll tweet this video.
Channel 7 here?
For the people out there. But basically, we should explain, though, it's kind of taking on a life of its own. I mean, we got the Uncle Ted birthday wish behind you.
No, not Uncle Ted. That's fucking...
Ted Sheckler.
Ted Sheckler. I'm tired today. Motherfucker. Yeah, Ted Sheckler.
You got a son, I'll feel tiny. Uncle Ted. That's different.
I don't know why I said Uncle Ted. Oh, because Uncle Paul. Yeah. Uncle Paul and Ted Sheckler. I put them together. So it's becoming a thing to get some birthday announcements on the local news for Ted Sheckler and now Paul Harkis, who's also known as Uncle Paul, of course.
Yeah.
Here, just play it off there. It'll be easier.
Now for birthdays on the 7th.
Turning 7 years young, Nevaeh, I'm hoping that's right, Stern. She is a little piece of heaven. Likes Hannah Montana and likes to help others. Nevaeh, happy birthday to you.
And turning 77 years young, Paul Hargis enjoys playing patty cake with all of his grandchildren. And hey, this is the best part. He enjoys watching First News every day. Thank you, Paul, and a very happy birthday to you.
It is 6:12.
And they found a picture that could be you in about 30 years.
And hey, this is the best part. He enjoys watching.
God damn it, I'm not happy.
Why aren't you happy, Paul?
I'm 57 years young.
They did get Paul Hargis's age wrong.
And they spelled my name wrong.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you spell Hargis?
Harrgis. Hargis.
Now, is that a Photoshop picture of James?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they put...
fuck, you know what? I'm a dummy.
And they gave me hair where I look like the fucking... I look like I should be trying to fucking suck Kevin Spacey's dick. And then fucking in American Beauty, that fucking horseshit movie.
Yeah, they gave you some gray hair and aged you. And
you know what, though? We got another one.
That is so funny. He likes to play patty cake with his grandchildren.
Yeah, can I hear that part again?
Oh, what a creep.
Paul Hargis.
Oh. And the fact that they put that little girl on it first, saying she's a little slice of heaven.
She sure is.
She is.
Turning 77 years young, Paul Hargis enjoys playing patty cake with all of his grandchildren. And hey, this is the best part. He enjoys watching First News every day. Thank you,
And
Paul,
hey,
and a
here's the
very
best
happy
part.
birthday to you.
Is that the best part, really?
Paul Hargis.
Paul Hargis makes the news.
Patty cakes.
These fucking birthday announcements are great fucking fodder.
We got to get a picture, because that's good. We got to get a picture. I'll send a picture that I have of Paul Hargis.
Paul Hargis,
I photographed him one time where it was I had the shoe. Remember when I got my head shaved? He had the shoehorn.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That was it. And I actually woke my girlfriend up at the time. And when she saw me, she screamed because she was half asleep and she just saw the hair. And I went, "Get her up!"
Oh, shit.
And she went, "Ah!" And then she realized it was me.
It was like the reverse shoehorn.
Yeah, it was so bad, dude.
It was a great haircut. It was one of the best of all time.
Wow, fucking, you know something? That is just, that is a great bit for people to do. Just try to get on these goddamn shows like that.
Well, we got 2 so far.
Yeah.
We look forward to the next one, whoever can get that
please.
done. And so you watched a bunch of movies this weekend. We had a nice little discussion about it before the show. Maybe we should share it with the rest of the audience.
Yeah, I know. These
there were a lot of laughs and observations in there.
Some laughs. These are not movies that are in the theaters, mind you. These are movies that have pretty much just popped on demand, things like that. Because, of course, I don't go to the movies. So the movies that have been out for a while. But I don't think a lot of people saw it in the theater. Then they might see it at home.
Right.
So why not fucking talk about it? The first one was one that James saw. A Righteous Kill.
You finally saw it, huh?
I finally saw that hunk of shit.
Wait, you hadn't seen it?
No.
I thought all this time you saw it.
No.
Oh.
Your impression of it had me laughing my balls off for months now, and then seeing it, you couldn't even convey to me how bad it was.
Oh, good. So I didn't over-exaggerate.
No, it is embarrassing to Pacino and De Niro and their legacy.
Yeah.
It is embarrassing. The Turk and Rooster thing, they're just calling each other Turk and Rooster too many goddamn times.
Hey, Turk.
Rooster.
Rooster.
Hey, Turk. Shut up.
They say their names a lot.
Oh.
Too much.
Do we have any scenes? There's got to be a scene on YouTube we can grab.
And just the fact, you know what it is? They're too old for a buddy cop movie thing.
Turk and Rooster.
Yeah, and throw around names like Turk and Rooster. They're not. It is so unbelievable. And there's one horrid scene where De Niro is playing baseball. I guess he's on a baseball team or something, and he's on third. And I guess somebody gets a hit, and he's got to run for home. They show him running for home, and you just realize how old De Niro is and how he shouldn't be playing baseball and how they shouldn't have filmed him running. Wow. He ran like an old man running.
Well, that's one of those things that they do to give character to a character and to give depth to a character. It has nothing to do with the film, and it's awful.
Yeah. What happened to him, you think?
Why wouldn't they look at the script and see how bad that is?
You know, and we play this game with other actors. What was the last good movie that De Niro did?
Oh, fuck.
What would you say? I guess we got to go to IMDb, but it's getting to a point where you're like, what's De Niro up to? He hasn't done a good movie in a long time.
This proves how dumb these guys
you
are.
can't even come up with it. We're all De Niro fans.
No.
Last good De Niro film. I
didn't think Heat was that good. I mean, it didn't stink like this, but I thought Heat was kind of fucking shitty. People disagree with me on that.
A bunch of people like the Heat.
I thought it was awful.
Yeah.
Enough about the Fockers.
I thought, you know what? I thought the first one, Meet the Parents, was funny.
I love Meet the Parents.
That was
funny.
Good. Yeah.
The little Fockers. All right, with Fockers, we get it.
They're making a third, right? It's called Little Fockers.
What's another Heat? What's this Heat again?
Huh?
Heat?
Wait, 2009?
Is it just like
Heat 2009 video game?
Oh, it's a video. Oh, okay.
Where's his IMDb? I really want to know.
We're looking at it right now.
The last good De Niro movie.
Righteous Kill. What Just Happened?
Wait, where are you at?
Stardust.
Top.
Going down. The Good Shepherd.
Okay. Would you say Good Shepherd? No.
It was all right.
A couple of movies I never heard of.
Arthur El Minimo says, it's probably some cartoon. Hide and Seek. He played David Calloway in Hide and Seek. Wow.
Shit. Now
that's what good roles are doing to him.
We're in 2005.
We're already in 2005, so we're on to something here.
Something.
Bridge of San Luis Rey, Meet the Fockers. I can't say that was a good movie.
No.
The first one was good.
That.
Shark Tale, you can't say. Godsend,
you know
Analyze That.
But I'll tell you one thing.
Analyze That sucked. The first one wasn't that bad.
Let me tell you something. Billy Crystal is so funny in those movies.
You don't like him in those?
You got scared for a second.
I'm gonna play a psychiatrist. Shut up.
All nervous because he might get fucking whacked. Shut up.
Right, we get it.
The score was very good with him and Brando and Edward Norton.
All right, guess what?
Norton, full retard, and he pulled it off.
Holy shit, the score was a good movie. I remember that movie.
And he went full retard.
Yeah. He did go full retard.
So good.
So that's
8 years ago.
So there's your answer. Last De Niro movie that we sort of all agree on is 8 years ago for De Niro.
And I think that Brando who was such a cunt. I heard that he would not allow. Frank Oz directed that movie, and he would not allow Frank to direct his scenes because he goes, "I'm not going to Miss Piggy." He would always call Miss Piggy.
Muppet director.
De Niro had to direct him. He wouldn't take direction from Frank Oz.
Miss Piggy.
Is he a good director, Frank Oz?
I don't know if he. I don't know. He might be.
I was surprised to see that he directed that.
But Brando was just, and there was one movie he did. I want to say it was what was it? He loved Johnny Depp, Don Juan DeMarco, which I actually liked. And somebody might know if this is not true, but I heard that he would only be shot, he wouldn't wear pants during the scenes. Or this might have been the score.
Oh, okay, right.
Because he was so fat, he didn't want to be shot, so he refused to wear pants, so they couldn't shoot him that way.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, you know.
Who only fucking Brando
Could
would
get away
walk
with
on
that.
in a suit and underwear and do a scene well.
I'm not going to put my pants on.
I'm going to be without
That's
pants.
brilliant.
But somebody had to make the call to the director.
Yeah.
Marlon's not going to wear trousers.
A couple people saying
What?
Showtime was a really good movie.
Was that with Eddie Murphy? I didn't see that one. Okay, maybe it was.
But I don't. Did you see Showtime?
No.
I don't remember the movie.
I didn't see Bowfinger. What about let's look at Pacino's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Continued success.
We made our point, though. It's been a while for a really good De Niro movie. Now we go to Pacino. Last good movie Pacino made.
Wig.
What?
He's doing King Lear now.
We start with Righteous Kill, I guess, right? He's playing Jack Kevorkian. That's right. That's coming out soon.
Oh, wow.
Is he?
Yeah, lie down.
Yeah.
Ocean's 13, but I don't think he had a big role in that. I don't know, though, because I didn't see... Okay.
Yeah. I suffocate people with my wig. That's how I kill them. I put the needle in your arm, but I can't reach. I need my lift.
Yeah. I got to stand up and just kind of reach over my head and jab. Hit you in the arm.
Pacino fans are not going to be happy. I don't see one on the whole first page.
Ocean's 13.
88 minutes was another horrendous
Terrible.
movie. Two for the Money, The Merchant of Venice, Angels in America.
I didn't see The Merchant. Angels in America might have been it. I've heard that was really good. It was about AIDS. It was supposed to be some really touching
Really?
6-part miniseries. Yeah.
Great.
I heard that was very good.
So that wasn't even a movie? That was on like Showtime or something?
HBO.
You would count that as a role, though. I mean, that's
we're
fucking
talking
6 years.
No, but we're talking a movie. You go and see.
What
A
about
movie.
Simone? Ugh.
Holy
You know
shit,
what,
he
though?
hasn't fucking done a good movie in a while.
I'll say
Insomnia
this.
I liked.
Insomnia?
I liked Insomnia.
Yeah, me too.
That could be
He
it.
was great in that. Robin Williams was
Do you
really
remember
creepy.
his nails in that?
No.
Oh, yeah. He had his crusty nail fungus phase.
Oh. For some reason,
Pacino had
I remember he had
horrible-
horrendous nails in Insomnia.
He had like a nail fungus
I
thing
don't
going
give
on,
a
and they
shit
would
about nails on anyone.
They should have a handstand in
Right.
for him because like there were
They were dark or something,
They
right?
were rotting. It looked like his fingernails were rotting.
What if that's from smoking?
Yeah.
Insomnia was a good fucking
I liked
movie.
it too.
I might have to go rewatch that.
And he also did a couple years before The Insider, and that's 99. Devil's Advocate, I loved.
It was wig glue.
I loved
on my
Devil's
fingernail. Little wig glue. I had an allergic reaction.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm fixing my lips, I get dirt from the street on my fingers.
Shoe polish gets on there, trying to squeak them on my little feet.
Sometimes I mix up my wig polish and shoe polish. Same color.
Wig polish.
Yeah. I wear wig polish.
Jesus.
Because it looks like I got gray sideburns and Emilio Estevez light brown.
A wig.
Yeah. Sometimes I sneeze and my wig comes forward. Gets in my eyes like speed racing.
So both these guys, they haven't really done a big movie.
Nah, it's been
almost a decade.
been a while, man.
Right?
It's been a while.
Devil's Advocate was amazing.
I loved it.
That movie is really fucking
Look, don't touch, don't take.
So you hated Righteous Kill. Yeah, you were supposed to, though.
It was so hokey. It's one of those like...
50 Cent was in that too.
Oh, yes, he was.
Why
You
did
couldn't,
50
you couldn't understand a word Fitty was saying also.
Why didn't Mr. Fitty stop by? He was in New York last week.
Was he?
We had a
He was
great time
doing,
with him.
We did, yo.
Some line he was launching.
I don't know, but I thought we hit it off with the guy where he would come back. We had a really good time with him.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, yeah, Fitty was in that. Yo.
Fitty. And right. So what were the other two movies you saw over the weekend?
Yeah, that was a horrible one. And then, oh my God, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Now the original.
The remake.
You didn't see...
I've seen the original. It's great.
Did you see
It's a good old movie, gritty New York kind of.
You should have did a double feature. Did the original and then the new one.
Well, I'd seen the original very recently.
Pretty recent? So
within the past couple of weeks.
Okay. So you got a good reference point.
Yeah.
Well, let me interrupt you because I didn't see it yet. There's a great... I forgot Walter Matthau's in the original.
Yeah.
Walter Matthau's the lead. And there's a great moment where Walter Matthau has been... These Japanese fucking guys are following him the whole time. These fucking guys... And they're all yapping in Japanese, and he keeps saying, like, racist shit about them.
Yeah.
And he's so annoyed with them. And then finally, one of them just addresses him in English, and he realizes the whole time they understood everything he was saying. And it's fucking great. I imagine they had that in this one.
No. Of course not.
No?
Why would they?
No.
Why would they?
How do they ruin a great movie?
By putting John Travolta in it. John Travolta... Worst actor ever.
He stinks.
I am voting him in my worst actor ever Pulp Fiction, a fluke. Don't know what happened. Quentin Tarantino said, play a heroin addict guy, and he was able to pull it off by just kind of, I stab it 3 times?
He nailed that
He was
role.
able to just,
He nailed
do
it.
that.
Right.
But anything before and after that is over-the-top horse shit. And now he's so over-the-top guy, you can't even watch him and seriously take him seriously.
You know how you knew it was going to be bad? When Denzel was on Letterman promoting it, and they showed a clip of him and Travolta talking, like, on the phone, and they showed Travolta's rant.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. And I'm like, if that's what they're showing, it's going to be a bad fucking movie.
It's bad in every fucking respect. He's horrible in it. The camera work is annoying. It's trying to be this action movie, this whipping around the characters like John Woo does, and shit like that. Like you might see something like that in Bad Boys, where the camera swings around people.
Sure, yeah.
Every fucking shot where they were doing dialogue between Travolta and Denzel Washington. Denzel is in the command center, and John Travolta is on the subway train. So John Travolta's talking, and the camera's going around clockwise around Travolta. And then Denzel, it's counterclockwise around Denzel. Clockwise around Travolta. Counterclock. Back and forth like this, you get fucking dizzy.
And the biggest problem with the movie that I read, they weren't even on the set together. They fucking filmed their parts separately.
Well, he was in the command center for most of the time.
So they figured, well, we could do this because you're not even supposed to be in the same room.
I believe there are a couple of scenes where they are together.
Right.
But it's minimal.
Most of it was separate.
No,
Denzel said that, actually.
Yeah, they said most of the movie they were filmed separately.
Minimal.
That can't be good.
It was so hokey and hack. There's a car chase in it that absolutely was thrown in because they had to have said, we need more action in here. Let's just put in a ridiculous, unnecessary, car pursuit thing with crashes and fucking flipping cars and explosions that does not fit.
Are you
in
done
this
with
movie.
Are you done with the car chase at this point?
You really need a good reason
Are you
for
done?
it. Yeah, I'm done with the car coming off the ground and people going, holy shit! All right. And Travolta, again, I cannot reiterate how bad he is in this movie.
I don't understand. This is what I don't get. Like, when I've read scripts and I've looked at scripts, I can look at things and go like, God, that line stinks. And sometimes I have the ability to change it, other times I don't. But when you're on that level, when you're Travolta or you're Denzel, you have, unless you're fucking dealing with Scorsese or somebody, and even with them you could talk to them, you fucking probably have final cut as far as what you say. Like, you could say, I don't want to say that.
Oh.
You gotta think they just don't, you gotta think they just don't care.
Dude, how could they not?
They just don't care.
How could they not go, you know what, man, this is really corny. Let me just,
They've been doing it a long time. They don't care.
With gusto, he was pumping out this drivel with gusto.
Are they that dumb if they don't see it?
He loved it. He loved it.
Do you think he thought that he was being really intense?
Nah, they just don't care.
I think he thought, no, seriously, I think he thought he was being intense.
Travolta,
really? Like he's just extreme and action-packed. Yeah, did that get you? Yeah, shaking things up.
Can we see a little Travolta in this?
So fucking bad.
Can we see her?
Travolta filmed this in 3 days, John G is telling us.
Oh, wow. I'm going to need the archway and the switch.
the Trolls
over to
go.
Denzel.
34th Street.
Here's so much of this camera work, too. Slow-mo, blurry background.
Slow to fast mo.
Yeah, slow to fast.
Back to slow-mo.
Push-ins, pull-outs.
Unlock the door. Do it now or I'll kill you.
Already he stinks.
Yeah.
This side, facing the window. Control center, call him, tell him 123. Why'd you stop 123? You're all green ahead.
Rail Control Center, do you read me?
Who is this?
This is a man who's going to give the city a run for the money.
Now what is... Oh, he fucked up that line. It's in the trailer. They couldn't redo the line.
He's so bad.
He's fucking terrible.
He is a horrible actor. He is awful.
Robert Shaw was fucking chilling in that.
Robert Shaw is a great actor.
Because he didn't overdo it.
No.
He was just a guy who would fucking shoot a passenger in the head, and he meant it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's so over the top. It doesn't come off as chilling, and it comes off like, oh, here's John Travolta being so unbelievable in his role that I'm completely removed from this motion
Can
picture.
we see a little more Travolta? Because this is
please.
Travolta talking into the, what the fuck is he holding? Oh my,
He's got his
intercom,
little, yeah.
Price for New York City hostages this morning. What do you think, $1 million? Now, what is the price for New York City hostages this morning? What do you think, $1 million a piece is too high?
Oh, I'm not a hostage negotiator. I'm a civil service employee.
Oh, I think you'll do just fine. Now, what time do you got on your watch?
2:13.
59 minutes, I'm going to start killing passengers.
You don't want innocent people dying, do you?
You tell me. Life is simple now. You just have to do what I say. Call the mayor now. Somebody just hijacked Pelham 123.
Oh, hold on.
Is that
Gandolfini's
Gandolfini's the mayor?
as the mayor is horrendous.
Of course he is.
It's so
But
bad.
we all love Gandolfini.
Dude,
How can you say
yeah,
that?
Yeah, Tony Soprano is the fucking mayor.
He's also a big fucking mascot in that other movie that's out now.
Let me tell
Wild
you,
Things, whatever.
the characters are so shallow and fake and typical. Like they try to make there's like a scene where the New York subway guy is going, well, we're gonna have to cut the friggin' power. I gotta call the supervisor. Like the typical New York Con Ed guy. And then the mayor is the mayor guy. And just like so shallow and horrid.
How many guys took this over with Travolta?
You know something? I can't even be
Well,
sure.
he wasn't alone, was he?
No, but there was no character development with his cronies. They were just cronies.
Do you have any of Robert Shaw from the original? Like, just to compare, like...
Wait, I want to go through the rest
Oh,
of
yeah, I
the
do
show.
too.
Hold on a
Great.
minute. Jeff in Texas. Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff. Let's go.
Jeff.
Johnny.
Hey.
Whatever. Go ahead.
All right. What's up, man?
Hey, there is a line in there where John Travolta gets all flustered and upset and screams, "Kiss my bunghole." And nobody ever screams that.
No, he did. He doesn't. I don't believe you. That couldn't have happened.
Last night, dude, kiss my bunghole, and I just looked at my wife like, we're going to bed, and it was like 7:30. I was like, nah, it's over.
You're saying that just to make me physically ill. I don't believe it's that bad.
Wow.
He couldn't have yelled that. He probably was actually yelling that as a complimentary positive thing to another gentleman.
Shit.
The Italian thing too. You want to talk about?
Yeah.
In the original, there was a lot of black.
There's one scene toward the beginning of the original movie where one of the train hijackers turns around and there's a black guy sitting in the seat and he's talking or saying something, and the guy hits him in the mouth with the rifle and says, "Shut up, nigga," and the black guy shuts up. In this one, there is not a hint of white-black racism, kind of that type of thing. But John Travolta goes off on this anti-Italian diatribe that is over the top, ridiculous, unnecessary, uncalled for, and no outrage at all.
Why is that okay?
I don't know.
Why is that okay if they're basically saying racism isn't okay with the whole black-white thing, but they do the Italian thing?
Which Totoro is in that? Fucking...
Probably Nick. Or was it John?
John Totoro? No, I don't know. The skinny Totoro. The fucking one that's in all the movies. Not the chubby one.
Oh, that's John, then.
I'll tell you why.
John's
People
in
that do
movies.
these films don't feel intellectually superior to Italians, so they feel like Italians are a safe target. Like they feel like they're dealing with other adults who can handle it. When they're dealing with blacks, they're paternalistic. It's sickening the view they have of black people.
His name was Caminetti. And, of course, he's this Italian guy, and he gets on the intercom to talk to John Travolta, and John Travolta won't have it. He wants Denzel back, but this guy is a hostage negotiator, so he figures Denzel can get up and leave. He's going to sit down and be the hostage negotiator. And John Travolta just turns around and says, where's the greaseball hijacker, negotiator? What's he out getting a pizza? Listen, you greaseball, you guinea. Like he's able to do that. He poured the anti-Italian sentiment on, but when he finally meets Denzel for the first time at the subway, he doesn't say anything about his race. He doesn't say, I didn't know you were a fucking,
Yeah, God, why wouldn't he?
He's a brutal guy. Why wouldn't he say something horrid? But and obviously he's got some racial problems because he just wouldn't leave John Turturro's character alone.
He's a white guy with a tattoo on his neck. Of course he has racial problems.
Yeah. But again, people are just petrified these days of doing anything in a movie that portrays black people as being bad guys. They're always good people in every movie now, regardless. Like, why can't... And it's not a stereotype thing or something that should be, oh, that's offensive. What if a criminal happens to be a black guy in a movie or commercial these days for an alarm company or something? It just doesn't happen anymore.
There would be outrage.
There'd be outrage. Well, I was watching that movie going, how come fucking Italians can just be shit on? You know why?
Because you wops can take it.
We don't give a shit.
You wops can take it.
I'm watching. It didn't piss me off that he was doing that.
Take it
and saying, it didn't piss me off that he was saying bad things about Italians because I could give a shit.
Not offensive.
But what was offensive to me was the fact that he wouldn't do it to blacks or Muslims or anything like that because there'd be outrage.
What's enraging is the phony rebellion. These phony fucking rebels in Hollywood, these fucking cornball writers and these fucking cornball actors.
How the fuck did it get to this point, Jimmy?
Because they got Denzel and Travolta to sign off on it.
No. In general, in Hollywood. In general, this isn't just an isolated case. It's happening in all our movies now, in all our comedies, all our fucking thrillers.
Because
they're playing it safe. There was a time when we were growing up, the movies were pretty fucking edgy.
You watched...
With the material and the stereotyping and the humor, you know, they weren't scared.
You watched
They just
movies.
made a funny movie.
Yeah. You watch movies from, the 70s, shit like that, 80s, even into the 90s. And you'll hear fucking words. You'll see, everyone getting shit on. Now there's only certain groups that are able to get shit on.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Back to the Future, a comedy, a light movie has, Beat It, Spook.
Right.
It's a bunch of black guys.
Right.
And that was, that was accepted as just, it's comedy.
You wouldn't see that in a comedy now.
No.
It's a bunch of young, predominantly white writers who have never fucking had fun interactions, like where they're teasing black people racially or black people are teasing them.
Right.
Like, they've just never had those interactions. They're a bunch of little sheltered cunts. And so they don't know how. Look, the bottom line is, a guy like that who got a tattoo on his neck and one of the problems he'd probably have, one of the outrages he'd probably have is he'd be angry at blacks. That's one of the guys. If he hates Italians, he hates blacks.
He was in prison, apparently. Maybe he's got a problem.
Yeah.
And if I see one more fucking fat black judge in a movie, does every judge in every movie have to be a fat black woman that comes in and takes control of that courtroom?
We were talking about the stereotypes in movies, and that's another one we got to add to the list.
It's become a stereotype.
The other one we mentioned before the show, we had a terrific break on this. It was amazing. I think as soon as we say hi in the morning, we should just start rolling because
let's roll.
We use up all our good material before the show even starts.
We should roll tape and then just leave early.
That's a good point. The stereotype of the New York City cab driver. It's always a white guy with a cigar and one of those fucking cabbie hats.
Yeah.
And
where to?
Where to?
Where can I take you?
Yeah.
Like it's 1935 and you're going to the Copa.
And I wonder if the rest of the country really understands that there's barely any of those guys in cabs in New York City.
No.
But every movie will portray the cabbie as that.
White cab driver equals insane man.
Right, that's what Ed and I was saying.
The only white cabbies you see in New York now, white male cabbies,
honestly,
are insane.
Honestly, when I get in a cab and it's a white guy, I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I really want the fucking,
fucking Sikh or fucking
all those guys.
Arab. I want whatever.
I want the most foreign of foreign guys driving me around New York City now. Because when you do get a white guy, he's got fucking problems, and he wants to tell you all his problems within 2 minutes.
He'll let you.
He turns around and go, where are you heading to? And he's got that stare that goes right through you. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. Fucking Charles Manson looking guys.
They just can't portray things accurately.
It drives me fucking nuts.
And the black judge is good too.
The black woman judge all the time. The black guy that's got to be the hero to the white person, and that's what happened, in this movie also. The black guy that stands up and takes the bullet for the white woman. It's just all this
It's out of balance.
Yeah.
It's
Way
gotten
out
to a
of
point
balance.
where, for many years, it was out of balance the other way, where blacks were cartooned, they were treated like shit in films, and they were fucking shucking and jiving. And look, blaxploitation.
Look at fucking, Sidney Poitier.
Right.
Motherfucking Sidney Poitier did fucking fine movies. He was portrayed as a strong man.
Sure.
It wasn't even like, they called me Mr. Tibbs.
Right.
Yeah, that was some good shit.
And he slapped he slapped that old white man in the face.
Yeah.
It was a very big scene.
That was some good shit. Now, how old is that fucking
67,
movie? So we're talking, there's been a lot of years that have gone by where it's been kind of in, or getting in balance. Now we're so fucking out of whack that they can't even show a goddamn one single burglar alarm commercial where the perpetrator is a black guy. They're all white guys breaking into this poor dumb broad's house.
And if Hollywood is filled with all these pussies, then they shouldn't be remaking these really cool, gritty movies from the 70s. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, if you're going to remake
your fucking pussy movies and leave the great movies alone.
Go the distance, at least.
They're just
either go the distance or don't fucking make the film.
But dude,
that's
they
your
don't
choice.
know. They don't know they're pussies. They don't know.
That's what's amazing.
That they're ruining this stuff. And again, I apologize to the listeners. I know sometimes they kill me on whack bed for redundancy, and sometimes you're right. But it's like, I don't know how else to explain it other than white paternalism.
Yeah,
it's disingenuous, man. It's a fucking. I don't understand how black people are not just disgusted by it. It's not real. It's a bunch of white people that would never truly feel comfortable around you, trying to show you how comfortable they feel around you.
Yeah. You ever see a gang in a TV show or movie these days? A gang? It's a Benetton ad. It's a fucking black guy, a white guy, an Asian guy. They're all getting together in crime. They're all having fun getting together in crime. It's never just a black gang, just a Asian gang, a white fucking skinheads or something. They're all getting along, mugging somebody or fucking robbing a place.
Basically, they couldn't remake The Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they would have to...
Riffs! The Riffs got like Asian guys in it.
Of course.
Right.
A gay Jewish friend.
And that's another thing.
Representing everybody in every gang.
Dude, there's an Olive Garden commercial where the girl is coming home from college, and the parents are going to take her and her roommates out to the Olive Garden. And what is the fucking roommate? There's a white girl, and then the black girl, and the Asian guy. Like, they gotta add everyone in. Sometimes, you know something? It just isn't like that.
Right.
You see a get-together at a house.
Well, they gotta...
And there's every race is represented at a party, at a house or something.
Including the Muslim now.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Gotta accept the
Unless
Muslim.
it's unpleasant. Unless it's unpleasant.
Hey, let's say hi to Kevin. I don't want to lose this phone call because it's a great observation.
Oh, sorry.
Kevin in Jersey, go ahead.
Hey, these guys in Hollywood are so disconnected that they think the guy from the Backstreet Boys is dangerous. That's what the Travolta character looks like. Just like that dude from the Backstreet Boys.
Looks like an old Backstreet Boy.
He had, he's such a ruthless criminal, but he had time to make sure his fucking beard was trimmed down like the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, like, oh God, is he the worst? Travolta's horrible.
Pat from Menaki, by the way, this is something I want to say another 100 times on our show, and I agree with him. Bad News Bears should have never been remade.
Agreed.
What they did to that fucking comedy, that Walter Matthau comedy, is a sin. Hollywood should just leave those movies alone. Leave them alone.
Tanner fucking had a thing on all the races where he talked about like all the fucking kids, and he's
can you
dropping
find that original
N-bomb and
if you could find that original clip on YouTube, that'd be great.
Tanner Boyle, yeah.
Tanner Boyle,
and the kids are drinking beer, and Walter Matthau's drinking beer with kids in the car, and no one has seatbelts, and he's driving and drinking. And then in the remake, what's his name there? Fucking Billy Bob. They're drinking soda, right? They were drinking fucking soda.
Just stop. Give beer.
Part of it is because, again, special interest groups have gotten so powerful. People, there's so much money involved with these things that people are so afraid of doing something. And look, maybe it's easy for me to say, maybe if I had 30 or 40 or $50 million like a studio invested, I would say, look, don't say nigger. Black groups are going to protest us.
Right.
And blacks are a big part of our audience, and we're going to lose $20 million. You know what? It's easy to say in our position, maybe I'd be the same way, but just don't remake the movies.
You know what, though?
Yeah, then come up with original fucking ideas.
Or don't target other people when they say fucked up.
Right.
That's what drives me nuts. If they didn't do anything racial because they're pussies, fine. But they want to do racial stuff, but they just won't be edgy with it.
Yeah, it's not realistic. just not, they're not realistic depictions. And they've gotten me affected to the point now where when I do see something or somebody say something that would be considered politically incorrect, or you see somebody on the news, one of these off comments, I'll sit there and go like, oh shit. Like, oh, like I know there's trouble brewing, you know?
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's just making it worse, to be honest with you.
You just gotta fucking keep spitting at it and keep screaming about it and fucking just don't give into it.
Thank God we have a voice and we could yell and scream back.
You are no Danny Ross. Let me fucking explain.
It's weird to see somebody sitting still straight up this long to the show.
Then why the fuck did we fire Danny?
You are, I don't
know. If he's no Danny Ross, then why the fuck did we fire Danny? That was stupid.
Everybody knows why we fired Danny.
What's up, Sam?
There's no Tanner Boyle rant on YouTube.
You should put Tanner Boyle rant. Racist rant.
Racist motherfucker.
See, you don't know
rant.
how to search like the great Danny Ross.
Absolutely. Because you actually have a girlfriend and things that you do. You don't just spend all day on the computer. Oh, wait. Am I smashing Danny?
Maybe there's a part of the body concealed underneath a liver that gives you the potential of doing that. And when the liver rots away, that part comes forward.
Let's say hi to Derek in Ohio.
All right, that was a long trip.
It's well worth it. It's bad alcoholism.
Yeah. Derek, what's up?
Hey, man, they're going to remake Blazing Saddles with that uppity white guy went and hit me on the head with a shovel.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Are they remaking Blazing Saddles, though?
No
I mean, I like
way.
your line, Derek, but there's no way they would attempt to fucking...
Sure they would.
Oh, Christ.
I'm not saying they're doing it, but dude, they're terrible.
Well,
they're fucking terrible.
Well, if they do remake Blazing Saddles, maybe they could come up with an ending for that movie that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Fuckers.
They fucking... When
they gave up on that movie.
Yes,
That's another topic we should do. Movies that were great, and then all of a sudden they just said, we did enough here. Let's just go home. And they never come up with a good, nice ending for it.
At least with that, you know that they were just trying something different. Like, that was Mel Brooks actually just trying something weird that probably just we looked at and go,
Yeah, it didn't quite
They
work.
just didn't know how to end comedies in the 70s and early 80s. Caddyshack, a movie we all love. If you really think about it, that ending was just completely ridiculous.
That whole
it was
creature
completely ridiculous.
Blowing up the golf course.
Right.
Yeah. The golf course.
So anything else on taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3?
Well, I got to that. I was calling the shots, like knowing everything that was going to happen.
Okay, got it. I'm sorry.
Because it was so like obvious. And then at the end, I won't. You know, if someone wants to watch it and not have it ruined, I won't ruin the end for you. But I just knew. I said, watch, guaranteed. There's going to be a cornball last line to this fucking movie. Like a cornball, awful, just hack, need to get that last fucking line that they think is so great and memorable in a movie in there.
Do they at least kill Travolta, or do they arrest him?
I don't want to ruin the movie. For,
no one's going to see it. Go see the original.
For everybody. I don't want to ruin
Is
the
there any
movie.
Robin
For real? Well, we'll give him a chance to leave.
That's funny. Did Travolta step on the third rail at the
Let's
end?
see the original.
That would have been a good
All right, listen.
fucking ending.
Listen,
Typical.
I need the answers to this question, so if you don't want to hear the ending, we're being cooler about spoilers these days. Give us 30 seconds, so just go somewhere else. You don't want to know either, Jimmy?
No, of course, I want to see it.
Oh, no, he wants to see
I
it.
think I know, but I don't want to
All right, forget it then.
No, I would just cover my ears.
Because I know what happened, and I haven't seen the movie. They probably arrested him.
I watched the movie. Yeah, just see it. I won't give it away.
Okay, all right.
I'll tell you what.
Sorry.
Here's what the problem is. This is what.
But do you have the hacky line that ended the movie? Travolta's last line?
It doesn't make sense out of context. You got to see it and then go like, yeah, I know. It really is kind of.
Should we give everyone a chance to see the movie and then we'll fucking do the remainder of this bit?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. They're obsessed with, and Eric Idle said this about comedy. They're obsessed with likability in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they think if you say nigger in any context, even as a bad guy, you're not likable. And that's the problem. The only time they'll allow that word is in a period piece where it absolutely had, like, in Amistad or a movie where you can't not have it.
It's used in a way, too, that is kind of necessary to show the evilness of the person using it against the black guy, obviously. But it's never you can't use it casually. Like black people use it, back and forth and stuff. It's just being taken out of, and that's not realistic.
Let me go to Stryker, because, oh my God, we're going to go a little off-roading, but it's still in the same topic we're kind of doing here. Stryker, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, have you guys noticed they're starting to cut drug scenes out of movies? when they move a movie to broadcast TV. Gone in 60 Seconds was on yesterday on just regular broadcast TV, and the entire middle sequence where they're in the when the cops confront them in Otto's garage and the car full of heroin, they chop it up completely. I mean, it's like a fairly pivotal 6-minute scene, and they reduce it down to 1 minute, and it goes from the cop knocking on the door to the cop getting back into his BMW undercover car saying, it's happening tonight. And they don't explain how he knows that it's happening tonight. They don't explain that, what all went on that led up to him realizing that it was happening that night. And it's all about the drugs right there. And they just completely cut it out.
They've been doing that. Yeah, I think they did that to Pulp Fiction also. I think they cut out a drug scene. Yeah, there've been a few that they're cutting the drug scenes out of movies. Why?
Broadcast TV, though, you can't even complain. That's just such garbage at this point. Why would you watch a movie?
Yeah. Why would you even bother?
They are getting rid of...
I mean, it was just something that was on to watch, but I noticed Godfather was on AMC all weekend, and they've changed the language in it, too.
No, they didn't.
AMC? Oh, yes,
AMC was all about trying to keep the movies fucking pure. They were one of the channels that did keep the movies pure.
That's not Ted Turner, is it?
I think it is.
AMC, American Movie Classic. So they run these movies as they were in theaters.
Did they change the part about the dog, the colors?
I don't remember I don't remember the specific wording, but there was 4 or 5 scenes in there where the last time I saw it, there was a totally different language, and you could hear, you could just see. In fact, the one part there in the hotel room where they meet Mo Green.
Yeah.
There was something that he said originally, and yesterday you could tell it was something.
Goddamn guineas.
Goddamn guineas really make me laugh.
I bet you they took anything racial out of it.
And in fact, the part where they meet with where Tom meets the producer, the film guy.
Oh.
There was even a change in that.
Jeez. Listen,
AMC is garbage. If they did that, it's garbage.
Yeah, but they were one of the last fucking cable outlets.
Friend. I'm sure they took that out.
Unless what he's talking about is profanity. Unless they just take all cursing out, and instead of guineas, they took out goddamn.
I bet they took out... I bet they took out...
You know what really scares me? As we obviously all see the blockbusters disappear, and all the movies are moving to what? Your fucking Xbox, your PS3, your cable network. What if they start now fixing the movies for that?
What, fixing? Oh, you mean
at least with Blockbuster, you go, fuck, I want The Godfather, how it's fucking filmed.
Oh, I got
it. I got my copy. But we're all going into this digital world where I mean, it's going to take a while, but you're going to start throwing your DVDs away, trust me, to make room in your fucking houses. Yeah. So now all the movies are going to be on your PlayStation 3, your Xbox, your cable network. And what if all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We got to fix this Godfather movie. We can't have this out there.
That's offensive.
You think there's a possibility that would happen?
You never know. Yeah.
What do you think? Because Blockbuster was sort of, editing movies here and there, and you didn't know.
Yeah.
Unless you look closely at the box and stuff. They denied it, but it was happening.
Yeah.
We all know it was happening.
Yeah, well,
what if they start doing that? And now you don't even have the opportunity to get the original movie anymore.
Oh, God, if it goes that far, we're just
really?
doomed anyway. We're doomed anyway.
You didn't think
we're doomed.
It would get to the point it's got to today.
Political correctness says this. Also, there's a movie out or coming out that 2012 is coming out, and this is an end of the world movie. Of course, everything you see, all kinds of icons and monuments and buildings being destroyed in this, sacred objects, churches, things like that. What you will not see destroyed is a very holy Muslim.
A mosque?
Some type of holy fucking Muslim thing.
Okay.
In the movie. The Kaaba. The Kaaba, is that it? What's the Kaaba?
Don't know.
Someone help me.
I don't know.
But you won't see that being destroyed. Because the guy was afraid that there'd be a fatwa against him. It's political correctness, it's fear-mongering, and it's people pussying out.
But they won't acknowledge usually, this is what you're... I go, okay, would I want a fatwa on me? No. but then don't target, like, Bill Donahue, as much as he can be an ass, he does point that out, which is the one thing I like about him, is the fucking phoniness, like Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's hilarious that he got a drop of piss on the Christ painting, and they thought it was a tear. That's very funny. Yeah. But they would never fucking do that with a picture of Muhammad. They just wouldn't do it.
Oh, my God, no.
I was proud how we handled Bill Donahue.
I didn't hear the interview.
It was good, man. Patrice was strong in that one.
Patrice was good, yeah.
And we beat up Bill a little bit, and then Bill was beating up Patrice. It was a really good phone.
I'm only saying that one aspect of his arguments I totally agree with.
Yeah. Getting back to the fatwa. What is it?
Fatwa.
Fatwa. There's a W in there. Fatwa.
Yes, there is. Fatwah or W-A.
I got a question for Jimmy. Would you rather have a fatwa or my brother's hornet's nest slam dunked on your head?
It's the same thing. I mean,
yes, exactly.
And you're dealing with the same mentality of the angry bunch of dumb buzzing bees. Same fucking irrational horseshit. And you'd have an easier time being rational with a hornet. Less of a fucking knee-jerk reaction from a hornet.
How much would that suck, though? That's your choice.
A lot.
That would be like, what?
Apparently, that's a giant, some kind of giant cube in Saudi Arabia or something.
Okay.
That monument, and I guess they show it, but they don't show it destroyed. Because the guy, he said he didn't want to get fucked. Didn't want to get in trouble.
But they don't actually just come out and go, look, the bottom line is this. We have found that Islam and extremist Muslims handle things very, very violently, so we're afraid they're going to kill us for parodying them or making. They will never say that, but that's what they're saying.
Amazing.
That's exactly what's going on.
Original First Bueller's Day Off had a bare breast scene that was never released for DVD.
Oh, yeah?
Is that true? I'm telling you, dude, that's happening. And now, with all that stuff moving to our TVs, I'm scared what they're going to do to these classic movies. Let's go to Graham, who's a mulatto. He says it for it's
a mulatto.
It's important.
Mongrel classic caller.
It's important to the discussion. What's
Hi,
up,
Graham?
Graham?
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, I was just calling to say, Jimmy, you hit the nail on the head. Like, as far as the white media goes, and just for me, white people in general, I grew up in a white household, but when I deal with white people just, during my day, it feels like they talk to me like a kid that's throwing a fit in the supermarket, and the parents are trying to speak to them without, antagonizing them.
Good word, without antagonizing.
God,
great fucking word. That's exactly it.
Don't antagonize the black man.
And really, honestly, I'd rather deal with, real disrespect than fake respect. It's frustrating.
You're right. Dude, that's exactly it. I'd rather deal with real disrespect than fake respect. It's like, but there's a way to have real respect and just be honest. Like, just treat, and I'm not saying treat everybody the way you want to be treated, but just be fucking honest and give everybody the same amount of bullshit. I mean, that's not a smart way to say it, but if you're going to make Italian jokes or you're going to target a guinea, then fucking attack blacks too and attack Jews. Don't be so fucking scared of it, because that's what a real racist does.
Yes.
Like Clint Eastwood, you want to portray a racist? Look, if the guy's going to say slope and think, that's a guy that would say nigger and kike. It's it's the reality of what a racist is.
And that was the problem you had with that movie?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think it was that great anyway. I didn't give a fuck about it. I just didn't care about it.
I kind of liked it. I wish he pumped up the racism a little bit.
It's
kind of fun.
No, I think if people don't put the stuff out in the open, then we won't be able to address our issues and gain any kind of understanding of each other.
You know what's happening? People are misunderstanding. They're making a mistake between the distinction of blacks being given equality and rights over the past 50 years or so, and them being coddled.
Yep.
Being coddled because they are looked at as, irresponsible children that need the white man to coddle them and make sure they aren't offended or agitated or anything like that. And it's coming off like, I think if the black leadership in this country should be outraged at that. Outraged at the fucking, the gall that white people think that you got to just give and you're not able to do for yourself. And that's being mistaken for equality and equal rights and shit like that.
Or don't even give. Just act like you're giving and pretend you're giving and pretend. It really is like dating somebody and fucking somebody behind their back and then smiling at your girlfriend when she walks in. I mean, it's the same fucking dishonesty.
Yeah.
It's because it's like by swinging the pendulum so far the other way, you're showing you're showing that paternalism. I mean, do you look black or do you look white, or is it obvious that you're mixed?
Jimmy.
Well, I look, I guess, probably more Puerto Rican than anything. People think I'm Middle Eastern sometimes, but I got brown skin, so people just treat me different. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, do you hear? Because like there are really light-skinned black guys, and I'm sorry I interrupted you. I didn't mean it. I'm kidding. But there are light-skinned black guys that will talk about, or they're black and they're white, that will talk about how white people say things around them, right? Because they don't know that they're part black.
And speaking of light-skinned blacks, do yourself a favor today.
Yes.
And find the pictures of Sammy Sosa and what he looks like now.
What did he do to himself?
I don't know what they're saying. Travis, what are they saying? I know Travis is on this one.
Hey, gentlemen, I got to get out. I got to get back to work, but I just wanted to say, as much as y'all goof on stuff, I appreciate that y'all can address shit on a serious note too, and that's cool.
Thanks, man. My brother. Great word, antagonizing, too.
Travis is dropping a log right now, so we can't go to Travis.
Do you mean that like kind of theoretically in what he's doing at work? Dropping a deuce? Basically what Travis does every day on the job?
We're looking at pictures of Sammy Sosa where he's now a white guy.
And his hair is fucking Nat King Cole-ish.
Yeah, it's very strange. And maybe I'm
Cole hair over here.
Maybe I have the story in front of me. I don't know. Or if someone has it, they could call the show real fast. But, here we go. Sammy Sosa turning white, question mark. The pictures are everywhere. You'll see him today.
Maybe he's just older.
What's going on with Sammy Sosa's face? Reggie Jackson. The former Cubs slugger's skin looks startlingly lighter in photographs that have been splashed around the internet since Friday, but Sosa's people are claiming the dramatic change is the result of a skin rejuvenation treatment.
Rejuvenation?
Now we know what Michael Jackson did.
What does that mean? Does it affect melanin? I mean,
what the fuck is skin rejuvenation?
Let me see. He's not trying to be Michael Jackson. Okay, former Cubs employee, blah, blah, blah.
Not touching children.
He's going through a rejuvenation process for his skin. Women have it all of the time. He was surprised he came out looking so white. I thought it was a body double.
He was surprised.
Part of the photo appearance is just the lighting. No, it's not.
That doesn't explain the fucking hairdo. That's a whiter guy's hairdo.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah,
color contacts too. Really?
Look at the eyes.
So his eyes aren't that dark brown
Always
anymore?
look eye. Wow.
That's a guy that's a weird look. As far as I'm concerned, guys that do that shit to themselves, unless they got like vitiligo, that's like a weird self-hatred.
Yeah.
That's a weird, and that's like with the other side. Like that's with all the fucking horrible treatment and stuff. It kind of fucked like black people up, where it's like all of a sudden black should be changed, and it really, I guess it did fuck people up.
Right on.
Maybe that's what happens when you stop taking steroids.
And everything leaves. His cock shrunk. He's a complete white guy. He fucking looked down. His dick was awful.
He was always white. It was the steroids that made him black. Cigars. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Opie.
Hey.
Hi, hey, Jim.
Hey, buddy.
Go back to the sanitizing of movies.
Yeah.
The movie studios can't even show an actor smoking a cigarette without getting a shitload of pressure about promoting tobacco and everything else now.
And a lot of times the character would smoke.
Sure.
So why can't the character fucking smoke?
And why? That shouldn't have anything to do with fucking Hollywood.
It'll influence the children.
Well, tough
It'll make
shit.
them want to smoke. Why?
Let's stop Britney Spears. She's doing some damage out there.
Can we just take entertainment
to the culture
for what it is?
Yeah.
Entertainment?
Yeah.
It doesn't, everything doesn't have to have a message or affect children, or we don't have to run it through a fucking strainer so the children, won't get, subjected to violence or sex or what are we supposed to do for just entertainment? I want it like it was, where, language was realistic and raw, sexual content is realistic, and just fucking people reacting with people is realistic.
And with you saying that, I'm going to end this break with something that's going to drive you fucking nuts that I heard on Sirius XM. Now, we've been petting the dog a lot lately. I want to acknowledge that, but roll up that fucking newspaper, because we got to hit this company on the nose hard in a little bit. A little song I heard that I loved.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago. Wow, I didn't even recognize the song.
No way.
Yeah, I'll get into it in a second, but we got Josh in D.C. Josh.
He's Joshing.
What's up?
What's up, Josh?
Good evening.
Hey,
good evening.
Jimmy, you might appreciate this. On Craigslist, if you ever look at the personals, which I'm not sure if you do or not.
Of course I do.
The women seeking men, they will actually put at the end of their long ad that says something like, my preference is white guys. Sorry, not being racist. And I didn't know you had to apologize if you liked a certain race. You just want to bang a white chick, you want to bang a black chick. What difference is why is that racist?
It's probably, I'll be honest with you, it's probably because that's not a Craigslist mandate. It's simply because they probably don't want hate mail. Or what happens on Craigslist, and it's kind of a flaw in the system, is you can flag posts. And I think that it's such a knee-jerk thing where it's like if you flag a post, it comes off. So they probably just don't want to get flagged by black guys or Spanish guys. And they probably just don't want the hassle of reposting. Like, hey, white guys only or black guys only. You might get flagged by people who are annoyed by that. So that's probably just I'm guessing.
But in normal conversation, you have something with somebody. If I said that, oh yeah, I only like white chicks, or I only like Puerto Rican chicks, you can get your ass beat for that.
You won't get beat up for it. I mean, but like it's okay that the only time people say that is when they're talking about I only like, and they'll mention another race. Like if you talk to some girls, like, look, I only like black guys, or not, dude, I only like Spanish chicks. Yeah. But very people feel guilty. Let me correct themselves. White people feel guilty saying they only like white girls.
I only like white girls. I only date white girls.
I only date white girls, but I like Spanish girls too, and black girls I'm attracted to. Just not as much as white girls.
I'm not attracted. I need like pale girls.
No, man, I want to go black so bad.
You're crazy.
I want to go black so bad. I failed miserably.
That would look really
my
funny.
attempt. I tried though. I went into the black guy. I've told the story a million times.
This is how you know Sam's not a piece of shit. This is how you know Sam's not a real pig. Is you got to I'm teaching him how to fucking Google inside of fucking Craig's because he didn't think to do that.
He didn't know how to. Aw, Sam. He's so innocent. Danny would have been fucking balls deep in it already. He'd have known exactly.
There would have been some big cock and some girl's fucking shitter within seconds.
Exactly.
Hey, all right, let's. Oh my God, you guys are killing me today. There's too many good phone calls. Let's try Kevin in Poughkeepsie. Kevin.
Hey, Owen, how we doing?
Pretty good, Kevin.
Hey, man.
Hey, you guys are talking about scripts without any balls these days. How about that movie, A Time to Kill?
Yeah.
There's a scene where the black sheriff goes into that redneck bar, and obviously those two guys had just hurt that little girl, and the sheriff walks up, and the redneck turns and calls him, hey, Blue Gums, get your monkey ass out of this bar. I mean, could you imagine if they put A Time to Kill on regular television?
Well, that line wouldn't be in.
No. Yeah.
Dude, what the script would look like? There'd be like 3 pages left of the script.
Well, they always fucked with movies when it went to regular TV,
terrible.
so I'm not really bothered too much by that.
Because they have to worry about the advertisers on TV.
But I am bothered with like American Movie Classic because they never did that. We heard the stories of Blockbuster starting to edit their fucking tapes here and there.
For racial content, though, they've always edited like NC-17 shit.
Yeah.
There was some fucking voodoo going on.
Did you almost say mumbo jumbo?
Yeah.
Mumbo jumbo.
I'm fucking tired from fucking figuring out that hornet's nest yesterday.
Hey, do you guys feel though, honestly, when you look at movies that depict Southern life, they're really strong in content, using the word nigger and blue gums and this and that. But you got Pelham 1, 2, 3. It's in New York, and there seems to be a different audience. The way we handle, blacks and sensitivity when it comes to New York as compared to the South. You
know what? That's a fucking good point. It's like they're comfortable making a Southern guy say it,
right?
But even a guy who's taking hostages in New York. Maybe Travolta refused to say. I imagine he seems like the type of fucking guy that would do that. But yeah, it's a great point, man. They are comfortable making Southern people fucking sound like a bunch of fucking, niggers. But if God forbid it's a fucking New York criminal, you're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kiefer Sutherland destroys the black race in that movie. I mean, absolutely destroys it.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That was really bad.
Like, he's a totally different person.
Yeah, that was oof. But you know what? That was the character. That made, like when someone says something so offensive like that in a movie, it's supposed to be. Yeah. You're supposed to get that reaction from the audience like, holy shit, that person is fucked up. And the only way to convey it is through the dialogue, which has to be fucked up to show that this person is indeed fucked up.
Patrice has a great point. I love when he says, about race, he goes, "I've never met a racist." Meaning, like, nobody has ever, they exist, but yet nobody comes out and goes, "Yeah, I'm right." Like, nobody. It's like people are so fucking covert. People get tired of Patrice talking about race sometimes on the message, but I love what he talks about.
I know. It's a great insight.
It's fucking, he's completely right.
Yep. All right. Hey, thank you, Kevin. Let's go to Tony in Jersey. Tony, let's do a speed round here because there's too many calls coming in. Go ahead, Tony.
Whiz.
Yeah, no, this is from a different angle.
Thanks for calling, Tone.
This doesn't make it a speed round.
Go ahead, buddy. No, that was the end of it. I skipped through. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
What's up, Tony?
Cool. A lot of
Good point. Next caller.
Go.
No, I'm not falling for that again.
No, go ahead, Tony.
He does anything.
No, Tony, for real.
We actually want to hear what you say.
He doesn't believe us, and he's
I was actually going to listen to him there.
You were the little boy that cried wolf.
I know, with fire.
He says that a lot of actors don't want to be racist in movies because then in real life they'll be portrayed as racist people.
I don't know about that.
Let's go
It's
to...
funny, it's funny, nobody ever accused him of murder in real life.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's probably true half of these fucking sissy actors. I fucking hate most actors. Most of them have nothing to say.
You know what? We just got to push back as a culture. We push back. Maybe in your life you can push back a little bit here and there without fucking up your job or your life in general. But when you see an opportunity to push back, you gotta just push back a little bit.
Same way they don't get fucking the same way comedians get targeted for saying what we want. Fucking actors don't. Like, I'd love to know, the Italian American groups were annoying too because they targeted the commercials. Why aren't they targeting this fucking Sissy Travolta movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the Italian American groups outraged that he attacked fucking Dagos?
Outrage.
How about in the radio world? Not to sound like a broken record again, but fuck, the stuff we do, they're doing in movies, but radio guys aren't allowed to do it.
And if I have to hear one more person when I ask that question say, why would they attack not actors but us, radio guys or comedians? Well, because you guys are saying what you really... Fuck you. So what if you write a fucking a biography film? How do they know that's not your real thoughts coming through?
Exactly.
Fuck out of here with that stupid argument.
Yes.
Radio guys getting fired for doing Asian accents, I'll never... ever get over that one.
Never.
Well, that guy.
Never.
And then you go and watch a movie and they're in comedies and they're doing the Asian accent, getting huge laughs. What is the fucking difference?
Someone's bringing up, no one thinks Ed Norton is a racist because of American History X, but he was redeemed in the end, and it showed what the bad thing, he did with his brother and the other young black boy.
The redeeming in that
like
movie kind of worked, though, too, man. You're like, oh, my God.
You know what, though? I watched that movie.
And you stop
it
at
half hour before the end. I turn it off, but I think it's a fantastic movie. It's great. His speech to Elliot Gould at that fucking dinner table
is one for the ages.
Fantastic.
If you want to find that.
It's fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh, you found something,
got it.
Wow.
Oh, you found something. It's
Already
5 minutes
here.
long, though.
It's
that's going to kill
I
us
didn't
today.
make the clip.
It's just, but and people would be offended by this, but it's the character.
And the
It's
look
great.
he's giving
The
fucking
look he
Gould,
gives-
man. Oh.
This is one of his best movies.
Can we put the volume up?
He was so fucking believable in this movie.
Bullshit. You know, it's exactly what happened in this trial, too, because the media twisted things around so people got all focused on, these cops and whether or not they were going to get convicted.
Rodney
whether
King.
Rodney King's civil rights had been violated. I mean, everybody lost sight of old Rodney King himself. I mean, the guy's a multiple felon. By his own admission, he's high as a goddamn kite, driving 120 miles an hour down the highway. He gets pulled over by a bunch of cops, and he attacks them. He attacked police officers. That's the bottom line. And he walked.
Yeah, and there's some yahoo there with a video camera who turned it on halfway through, so that all we see is them hitting him.
That's some horrible acting right there.
Winding up and cracking him with billy clubs, and Briseño kicking him in the back of the skull, so it looks severe, And people are going, oh, this poor guy who attacked 4 cops.
Remember that guy?
And those cops end up on the stand defending themselves for using absolutely standard textbook self-defense procedures.
I don't think that the tape showed that at all.
Oh, you didn't think so, huh? And what, you're an authority, Ma?
Murray, what do you think?
Murray is shocked. Can you pause that right there, though?
Murray,
At this point, Murray's like, what did I get myself into?
God. Elliot Gould, obviously Jewish, is sitting at this table.
Murray.
Well, just in case you didn't.
Oh, my God.
Just in case it wasn't obvious, they gave him the name Murray.
Yes. I'm surprised they... Jewy Heeb, what do you think? Murray. We got it. He's Jewish. Jesus Christ.
The Murray moneylender, what do you think?
And at this point, he's like, I know the pussy's good, but I have to deal with this shit? Fuck that.
Edward
I'll go
Norton in
find
that
some new
scene.
pussy.
Dude, how good is fucking Norton in that scene?
Everything. The way he delivers the lines and the look he gives Murray is fantastic.
And he's being rational.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's
a smart dude.
sense.
He's not
Yes.
a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
Why is the mom from Christmas Vacation in this movie? What the fuck? I'm waiting for Chevy Chase to pop out.
What a
somewhere.
set of tits on
Oh,
her.
my God, she had a
Beverly
nice set.
D'Angelo had some nice melons in her
Pacino's
day.
lady.
They were round.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be.
Oh, she used to be? Okay.
Oh, yeah, they had some fucking problems.
We got to hear Elliot Gould's response, the Jewish fella. Murray.
Good old Murray. What do you have to say about
Murray's
this, Murray?
shocked look, and then he starts talking.
Hold on, Shane, by the way.
Well, I did think that the police used their clubs rather excessively.
Who are you to say what's excessive? I think it was totally appropriate. I think they're in a better position to make that judgment call than you are. In fact, we as society grant cops a certain amount of authority to make those calls because we acknowledge that their job is difficult and dangerous. You know, unfortunately, very few people respect that authority.
Look who's talking about respect here, Mr. Junior KKK.
What?
Davina.
What? No, you want to go to college, Davina? You should learn to listen.
Derek.
Okay, and say I respect any laws. I acknowledge a cop's authority. I don't respect any laws that let monkeys like Rodney King back on the street. Second of all, I am not, as you well know, a member of a low-rent, disorganized bunch of rednecks like the fucking KKK. Please. So take your head out of your ass. I mean, you've gotten off the point. I had a point. That wasn't even the point.
Do you have one? What is your point, Derek?
All right, think about this. If Danny had been walking across the street that night and Rodney King had plowed into him...
Can we just drop this Rodney King thing?
There's so much tension at this table.
God, is he good, though?
I don't think they're having dessert.
Who would like some dessert?
Yeah, stop it there. That's a good point. It just keeps going and going.
Damn, no, he laces into him,
when
doesn't
he laces into Elliot Gould,
You want to keep going?
Get to the part where he
laces into Murray.
just fucking has had it with Murray fucking his mother.
Let me tell you something. He is not at all happy that Murray is joining them for dinner.
No!
Kill anybody, thank
Go
God.
down, okay? Allie's sleeping.
No, it's
Sad though. I mean, come on, think about it. If that fucking monkey had run some kid over, everybody would have a very different opinion of this whole matter. You know, they'd be focused on
Murray.
Rodney King and not on these officers,
Very
but
worried.
instead, he just attacked a few cops. And so all of a sudden, it's hands across America for this fucking total son of a bitch. I mean, it blows my mind. We're so hung up on this notion that we have some obligation to help this struggling black man, you know, cut him some slack until he can overcome these historical injustices. It's crap. This stuff you guys are saying just perpetuates it. All this liberal nonsense, you know. Everyone's turning and looking the other way while our country rots from the inside out. I mean, Christ, Lincoln freed the slaves. What, like 130 years ago? How long does it take to get your act together?
Jews have been persecuted for over 5,000 years. Are you saying that it's wrong to feel sensitive about anti-Semitism?
Oh, it's stopped right there.
And then the look, look Edward Norton gives old Murray right after that line. He's looking at him like, well, you said it, motherfucker. You said it. Oh, we got it. We just got to find that fucking piece where he lays into him.
That's a great fucking Edward Norton in that. It's delivered so rationally and without rage. That's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
God, is he great.
Okay, here's him losing it on Murray.
Takes his fucking shirt off.
No, he shows his swastika tat.
Yeah. This is your family.
Right, my family. My family. So you know what? I don't give two shits about you or anybody else or what you think. You're not a part of it and you never will be.
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh, it doesn't? You don't think I see what you're trying to do here? You think I'm gonna sit here and smile while some fucking kite tries to fuck my mother? It's never gonna happen, Murray. Fucking forget it. Not on my watch. Not while I'm in this family. I will fucking cut your Shylock nose off and stick it up your ass before I let that happen. Coming in here and
Murray.
poisoning my family's dinner with your Jewish, nigger-loving, hippie bullshit.
Oh, this isn't a clip. This was my house last night.
Fuck you. Yeah, walk out. Asshole, fucking Kabbalah-reading motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my house.
There goes Murray.
Murray is.
See this?
He shows
That means
his,
not welcome.
he shows his swastika tattoo. Murray's got to go.
Goodbye, Murray.
Thank you for dinner.
Goodbye, Murray.
Can I call you?
That's a tough one.
Holy shit.
That's a great scene, though. Man.
Fucking, I
Holy
forgot how
shit.
unbelievable Edward Norton is in this movie, man.
Fuck, he's a good actor, that motherfucker.
God damn it, is he fucking good.
Yeah.
Let's go to Dave in Jersey.
Great
Dave.
Yeah, hi. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good.
Hey, man.
I just wanted to make the point that when Quentin Tarantino made Pulp Fiction 20 years ago, Spike Lee and everybody got all over him that he didn't have the right to use the N-word because he was a white director.
Hold on. Can I jump in just to, not that you're wrong. Spike did give him shit, but Quentin Tarantino to me goes the other way. I love Tarantino, but he uses nigger like I'm going to be the hip white guy that can get away with it. It's almost, it doesn't make sense some of the places he uses it. Like, hey, does that say nigger drop off? But it's almost like,
that part was a little.
It was stupid.
Forced.
It didn't ring true to me.
But
you're talking to two murderers. That didn't ring true. It was just him wanting to be the hip white guy that can say what he wants. Like, I don't agree with Spike telling him he shouldn't say it, but I almost understood the sentiment behind it.
He was, Tarantino was just awful in that anyway.
Because it was too sensitive to hear from a white guy just saying nigger arbitrarily.
Meaning it was just pointless, and it was so obvious. And I think he said in every one of his appearances, Tarantino says nigger, which, again, he has the right to in his movies. But I just feel like it didn't help the character. It wasn't like there was a moment where you would yell that. You wouldn't, if two guys bring over fucking bodies, say, hey.
Right.
Because to me, the reveal that his wife was black almost was such a shallow reveal. It was obvious as to why he did it was to be gratuitous.
Exactly.
But if his wife was black, so I guess that was some justification. But if he was a black director and arbitrarily said the word nigger, just as a stutter, they wouldn't exchange.
Damn, Jimmy.
Black.
Maybe, but also again, part of it is realism. Two guys standing there in blood who just shot somebody. You might say one time, you brought that nigger to my house, but you wouldn't. Did this say that nigger? He said it so casually. It was just didn't ring true. And to me, the fucking part that made it really gratuitous was the reveal that Bonnie was black.
Right.
That made it phony.
It's like, okay, see, he's not racist because he's married to a black girl, so he can use that word over and over and over again. I see Jimmy's point.
Dennis Hopper using it in True Romance, which I think Tarantino wrote the screenplay for that, was not gratuitous. It was a guy basically committing suicide.
Yes. Suicide by word.
And I don't think you heard a lot of shit about that.
Suicide by prostate cancer.
That was fucking, oh, Jesus.
Do you know what I'm saying, though, dude?
Too soon?
Do you understand what I mean? Like, I think that in Hopper's role...
I know. I just wanted to make another point, like, with remaking these movies from 1970 or 1960, New York City, like, if they remade Serpico with those, like, cop cars, what were they, like Chevy Impalas?
Yeah, the old
ones with the siren, the single siren on the top.
Yeah.
I mean, how can they remake those movies?
There are certain movies.
Leave them alone.
There are certain movies that can't be remade just because the time is different, and it's almost like it was a period piece. If you look at Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, there was that gritty fucking old New York that you remember,
and it just isn't around.
It's not like that anymore.
And it's not like that unless you want to replicate, the actual historic scenery.
Then you're talking, about doing a period piece, pretty much. Instead of a remake and updating it to now, you're talking about bringing in old cop cars and old uniforms and doing it, remaking it that way.
Well, and you know why they made Pelham 1, 2, 3, don't you? Because of the whole terrorist idea of they're going to attack the transit system next.
The guy's wife who does it, you're right.
So it's kind of loosely based on that fear that we all have right now. But of course they wouldn't make it with like some kind of extremist, They make it with Travolta, who's Italian, so then hence he could do the Italian fucking rant there.
Or Germans and Russians are always safe bad guys too.
Oh yeah, the Russian bad guy.
But in the original, there wasn't any ranting. There was just that New York Walter Matthau excellent performance.
Yeah.
Disinterested cop solving this crime, and I don't know how they made the remake.
They tried to make a real thriller, like a real action movie out of it instead of a thriller. That was originally a fucking thriller.
God damn
where
that! And that is a difference.
Yeah. where you were like, oh man, this is a cool fucking movie.
Right.
I'm at the edge of my seat because of the dialogue and what with the situation that's going on. Not because, you know, cops are racing down the fucking road trying to get to the south side of Manhattan.
A lot of thrillers didn't have a lot of action.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was all.
They had just enough.
It was psychological.
Right, it was more psychological. You're so right. The dialogue got into your psyche.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Walter Matthau had the same attitude. You didn't know that he was solving the crime. The thriller was in his acting performance.
Yep.
And the reveal at the end that he put it all together. You know, and they knock on that guy's apartment door.
Yeah,
at the end.
Yeah.
Can I wait? Hold on. Can we see? Because he has Dead Nigger Storage. That scene from Pulp Fiction.
Hey guys! I just gotta say, I love your show, and I love that you guys really make my day. You make my afternoon. You make my evening. You make my weekend.
Thank you, sir, very much.
I play it on repeat. It's great. You guys are great.
Wow. Well, right. Then don't go to a fan site because you'll get very confused.
Thanks, buddy.
You'll actually get very confused and go, wow, is that the same fucking radio show I listen to? Because I'm confused.
But I do want to say that Jimmy sounded a little bit like he wanted to suck Ed Norton's dick on what a great actor he was in.
He really is fucking great.
I've always liked Edward Norton, but I never really raved and went ballistic about Norton. I just forgot at that moment. Like, God, like the way he does that, it's so easy to have started that scene. He ends it very angry.
Yeah, yeah.
But to start that scene, the temptation with that dialogue, and believe me, as I've read scripts, is I'm so awful. I would start that off going, that fucking Rodney King. But he's logical.
Yeah, he's talking
like,
it out.
Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, the guy did this. He ran, and you're listening to him going, he's a smart dude. And he really believes what he's saying. And that's a tough dude to argue with.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy to argue
Why don't you play some excellent clips of Edward Norton in the remake of The Hulk?
I didn't see that.
All right.
We have Dead Nigger Storage here.
They're not all
Thanks,
gold.
Dave. With that, we'll see you next time, Dave. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Endless with this fucking guy. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Good phone call. We'll get you next time.
Fuck.
It's fucking endless.
Let's hear this.
Knock it off, Julie.
What?
I don't need you to tell me how fucking good my coffee is, okay? I'm the one who buys it. I know how good it is.
Terrible.
When Bonnie goes shopping, she buys shit. I buy the gourmet expensive stuff because when I drink it, I want to taste it. But you know what's on my mind right now? It ain't the coffee in my kitchen.
What is it?
It's the dead nigger in my garage.
Oh, Jimmy, don't even worry about it.
Listen to me, don't think about anything. I want to ask you a question. When you came pulling in here, did you notice a sign out in the front of my house that said Dead Nigger Storage?
Jimmy, you know I ain't seen no shit.
Did you notice a sign in the front of my house that said Dead Nigger Storage?
No, I didn't.
You know why you didn't see that sign?
Why?
Because it ain't there, because storing dead niggers ain't my fucking business, that's why.
Jules, let's break this down. How do you do that? I mean, you think
easily.
But Samuel Jackson's sitting there going, I want to fucking knock this guy
You don't
out.
care.
You don't care, you think?
He did Snakes on a Plane.
Please, Samuel Jackson was made from this movie. Samuel probably said you should say that one more time.
That was an overuse of the word. Absolutely.
And it was obvious. Like the first time he said it, like, this is that nigger, I'm like, all right, you're reacting. You say something crazy. But I like the thing about the coffee better. It was fucking.
The coffee is, by the way, a hysterical scene in that fucking. Damn! And then when the wolf comes over and takes a sip and has to look over and tip his head and acknowledge that it's good coffee and he wasn't even in on the conversation.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And the fact that he says, well, Bonnie buys shit. Like he gets annoyed with his wife for buying bad coffee. But that was an overuse. What did he do in, did he do it in Reservoir Dogs?
The only one I think was, that was Steve Buscemi. When they're fighting.
Oh, yeah, that was perfect.
Come on, we're professionals here.
Yeah.
You're acting like a bunch of niggas.
Yeah.
He said that, but I don't think it was overused at all. No, that was, you're right. I never even thought of that, but that is kind of an overuse.
Did you notice
of
a
that
sign in the front of my house that said Dead African American Storage? Did you notice a sign in the front of my house that said Dead African American Storage?
No.
You know why you didn't see that sign? Because storing dead African Americans ain't my Rudy Toot-Tootin' business.
TV edit.
We love the TV
Rudy
edit.
Toot-Toot.
That's funny.
Well, we should take a break.
Yeah, I got to whiz desperately.
My observation isn't as great now, but...
What's your observation?
Well, it was a song. I'll tell you the song, Everlast, What It's Like.
Yeah.
Remember that song was pretty fucking cool, man. It had a nice little groove to it. And there's a lot of drug references and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Sirius XM on the way home a couple days ago from Long Island, and that song's on, and I'm like, fuck, I like this song. I turn it up. I was enraged by the end of it, because I'm like, this is satellite radio. Is this the version they play, Travis? From the master computer?
Yeah, this is the one from the 90s channel.
Oh. Yeah, 90s on 9 is not an XL channel, so they...
Is there profanity they're taking out?
Probably
Pause
drug
this.
references.
Pause this.
It's the same as... it's the same... They program the same as terrestrial
Who do
radio.
I have
so
to talk to?
They take out drug references.
But this song
gang
was on the
references.
radio for years as is.
Why the
Who decided then drug references have to be knocked out of these songs?
They take all
That's
references...
different than an XL fucking channel.
Drugs, gang culture, guns...
Who decided this shit?
Are all taken out.
Yeah, why?
Do they have commercials on there?
No.
Dude,
What the fuck's the use then?
Let regular radio destroy themselves. Don't do it to satellite radio. We don't have to do this as a company. And we've been petting the dog a lot lately. Don't do this to yourselves.
Unless it's profanity where you wouldn't be able to play it in a store,
All right,
fine.
now it's worth it. Listen to this song. Listen to this song.
I don't know the original. Oh, yeah, dude.
Count how many times they beat this thing. So the curse word goes now. There's no satellite radio. The one so far. I think this is where it gets crazy. Like, who's complaining that they can't play the original song anymore?
Mary got pregnant from a kid named Tom, said he was in love. Said, don't worry about a thing, baby, doll, I'm the man you've been dreaming of. But 3 months later, he said he won't date or return her call. And she swear, damn, if you find that man cutting off his balls. And she heads for the clinic and she gets some static walking through the door.
I don't even know what that...
They call her a killer, and they call her a sinner, and they call her a whore.
Can't say whore anymore.
They beat that whore?
Yeah. Keep listening. This drove me nuts.
Then you really might know what it's like to have to choose. Then you really might know what it's like.
It's okay she got pregnant out of wedlock, but you can't call her a whore. Yeah.
What it's like. Then you really might know what it's like. Then you really might know what it's like. Seen a rich man beg, seen a good man sin, I seen a tough man cry. I seen a loser win and a sad man grin. I heard an honest man lie. I seen the good side of bad and the downside of up and everything between. I licked the silver spoon, drank from the golden cup, and smoked the finest.
Green.
They cut out smoking green?
Finest green.
No drug reference.
You know where it is, yo, it usually depends on where you start.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Don't make the same mistakes as regular radio, you dummies.
Max used to get fat stacks out on the corner with
Drugs.
Drugs is...
you like to hang out late, you like to get in the face and keep pace with thugs.
I don't even know what that word was supposed to be.
Shit-face.
One night
Oh.
there was a big gunfight, Max lost his head. He pulled out his chrome 45 talks and wound up dead.
Talk shit.
Now his wife and his kids are caught in the midst of all of his pain. You know, it comes that way, at least that's what they say when you play the game. God forbid you ever had to wake up to hear the news. Then you really might know what it's like to have to lose. Then you really might know what it's like.
They get the point. It's I don't know.
That is revolting.
It really is, right?
Can I say this? I don't mind if they take out profanity, because most like FCC shit, because this kind of cuts off an angle that fucking they can come after satellite with. Like, and also you couldn't play it in stores. I understand that.
And they have a channel, I guess, where you could hear that unedited. You know,
Yeah, I think it plays unedited on Lithium.
Yeah, so the 90s channel is kind of one of those channels that they do probably want on in stores and things.
Fine.
It's not like but
the drug
To
references.
take out the socially inappropriate references, whoever's fucking making that programming decision, you got to be ashamed of yourself. The cursing I get, but if it's not an FCC violation, you should absolutely not be taking it out.
Exactly.
And someone wrote, that's the only version they've ever heard.
That's embarrassing.
Oh, really?
And I believe the guy, because I'm sure they've been, playing the clean version of that song for a long time now. But when we originally played that either at AF or maybe NEW, it was around that time, I think. I think that song's about 97, 98, I think. No, man, they just bleeped a couple curses out, and that was it.
What's the name of that song?
Yes.
What It's Like by Everlast.
I know it's Steve Bladder, but I don't think Steve's just took over the VP of music. I don't think he's making those decisions. I was actually going to call him and ask him, because he's pretty rational. He'd have a reason at least.
It's just stupid.
What's
that's the mistakes that fucking satellite radio, that regular radio makes.
We were in radio there when they actually played "Who the Fuck Are You" and actually let it play in that Who song.
Right.
Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
It's very obvious. It's not hidden. It's very loud.
That used to be on regular radio.
Yeah, and they put it on regular radio because fuck it, it's in a song. Who cares?
Yeah,
And
I guess I can't argue the curse part of that argument, but certainly,
the
certainly
drug stuff.
you should be able to say whore. You should be able to have the drug references. The song's about that stuff.
That's mind-boggling.
At that point, I guess you don't even play the song on the 90s channel.
Yeah. I'm pissed that they don't even try to play The House Next Door to Me, which, you know.
You never get through.
Well, I got it on my iPod.
I don't know why they would just make the same mistakes that is killing regular radio. I don't know why they would go down that road. That's just dumb.
Silly.
That's
silly.
That's just fucking dumb. Curses is one thing, but, talking about drugs and someone is a whore.
Because that's social stuff that the FCC can't come at. That's where they're fucking up. That's where they've gotten so soft, and they just refuse to. This is television too. They just refuse to say no. It's appropriate. It's what the artist said.
That's why it's so easy to leave right after our show. I can't do it to myself.
I know it's infuriating.
I can't have them pull me in. I can't have them pull the show into that crap.
That'll never happen. Never.
Really?
No. Look at the break we
changes
just did.
with our show.
It's true.
With all the stuff we used to be able to do. It's happening to us.
There's a difference.
We're holding
between,
on as best we can. Trust me.
We can, but I'm saying, like, as far as lawyers stepping in and stopping things, that's what lawyers do. They're shit. But I mean, as far as what we're saying, like the break we just did on fucking on that, they'll never be able to stop that.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's just. What it is.
Well, we had to change as a show. You know what I mean? Because they took all our bits away. That's the point I'm making. They did take all that stuff away from us.
But the day you can't discuss socially relevant things in, a language that everybody understands with the use of any words that are available to you in context, then there's trouble. Like talking about racial issues and things like that, without inciting, then there'll be problems.
Dude, I'm walking.
Go make peepees. I'm gonna eat.
All right, we're all gonna make peepees and shit.
N-word, gotta eat.
Literally shit.
That's what I say.
We're gonna make peepees and shit.
All right.
Wow, now the phone's lit on this. We might have to continue with this after the break. Stay there, Opie and Anthony. I want to like an animal. I have horrendous timing. During the break, I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And there was a surprise visitor in there, Anthony Cumia, who rarely takes bathroom breaks.
I had to make wee-wee.
Me and Jimmy take a break and go to the bathroom after every segment. You go to the bathroom once a week.
Yeah. I like to hold in my urine and get every bit of nourishment out of it.
It's pretty bizarre.
It's a yellow, thick paste that comes out when I piss because I've absorbed everything else. It's powdered.
It comes out like honey.
It looks like Tang when I piss.
So I'm coming back to the studio, and I ordered a sandwich. A sandwich.
Yes.
Going with some egg whites on an everything bagel today. And I like to call sandwiches Sambos.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Sambos, right?
Picking up Sambo.
So I'm just about at our studio door, and I see Kenny, and I go, "Hey, when is my Sambo arriving?"
No.
Even worse than that?
You said, "Hey, Kenny, when's that Sambo coming?"
Oh, okay. Yeah, that does make a little bit of a difference.
Oh, dude.
So I kind of loud, but I go, when is that Sambo coming or arriving? I said that as I stared at two black people leaving Shade 45.
Yeah, your timing there was impeccable. Whoopsie daisy.
And they definitely gave me a dirty look.
Did they?
Yes.
How could they not?
I'm talking about a sandwich.
Bit of a derogatory term, I think, over the years.
I'm talking about a sandwich.
And by the way, during the break...
by the way, thank you, Little Bill, because Aunt and I were talking about that. In the Midwest, they bleep Chrome 45 from that What It's Like song from Everlast.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They bleep all gun references, too. That version we played for you guys was not the version I heard on the way back in the city. There were a few more bleeps in there, and I believe the gun reference was one of them. Yes, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
That's right. We were watching the Taking of Pelham 1, the original trailer, which they do show you too much of the movie. They did that even back in '74.
Yeah, who knew?
But Robert Shaw, not yelling like a fucking asshole. He's wearing a fedora and like a nice overcoat, and there's three other guys. And, Travolta's just overacting with the big mustache and the tattoo.
And the tat on the neck, and he's got to be, like, extreme.
And fucking Robert Shaw is just like, we're going to begin executing passengers. Yeah. And he fucking means it.
Of course he does.
He certainly
is.
He
didn't need a tattoo on his fucking neck.
Dude,
to show that he was a tough guy.
It was just...
He just knew in his acting that the guy meant business.
Yeah. Without yelling, it was like when Norton first started that scene, it was just this it was just... Because the guy's a great actor, you fucking knew what he was saying.
Yes. Let's go to Tim in Iowa. Tim.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Tim.
Wanted to point out also the song Money for Nothing, Dire Straits, mid-'80s, 80s channel. They cut the entire verse out that mentions the little faggot in the earring and the makeup.
Oh, right.
Gone.
Because you can't say
Gone.
faggot, right?
Wow. Oh.
And throw in as well, I've introduced your show to my 14-year-old son. He appreciates it. Opie Radio on
Thanks, Tim.
YouTube.
Great.
Enjoys that as well.
Well, I
appreciate what you guys do. Thank you very much.
There is another video up on my YouTube channel. If you could give me a minute that I want to promote. Me, and actually it was Sam. I brought Sam in side piece to a hockey game.
What?
And,
wow.
As a matter of fact, someone who's a fan of the show noticed that side piece was at the hockey game and was tweeting me during the game.
Oh, really?
But there's another video on my YouTube channel, Opie Radio, where me and Sam and a few other people joined in my section. I didn't ask them to. They just enjoyed the spirit of the bit. I was yelling and screaming awful things as little peewee hockey players were trying to play a 45-second game in between periods, because that's how much time they give them.
They put 2 goals on the blue line, and that's the whole fucking, that's all the ice they use.
Honestly, the video is, 50 seconds? That was the entire game, man. So I filmed the entire game with me and Sam and a few other people yelling awful things at the little fuckers.
And they're little hockey players.
How tall are they?
They're adorable. They're just little hockey players out on the ice, and you are taunting them to hit each other. And booing them.
Jimmy, you see this?
They're being awful.
Hey, play the audio, and then we'll move into other things.
You're being terrible.
Let's go, you little effers! Hit somebody! Move the ball! Come on, Joey! Bring it home! Bring it home! Hit him! Where are you shooting?
What are you shooting?
Where are you shooting?
Where are you shooting?
Stay! Put it in! Come on! Hit him! Come on! Yeah, come on! Right there! In the net! In the net! Where are you shooting?
That was the game? Yeah. I'm fucking stuck.
Then they're booing children.
Yeah. Someone asked me about the last boo. I was kind of proud of myself, so I was cracking myself up that I was booing these little fuckers.
The poor little guys.
And I had my HD flip at the game, and I was scared shitless that the section would not appreciate that I was doing this. So I couldn't look at anyone. I'm like, just go for it, just do it.
Yeah, if someone
do
goes,
it, do it.
My son, that's my boy out there, you ass.
But my wife came back with hot chocolates for everybody, and she said, "What are you doing? Everybody is laughing." I'm like, "Oh, they were laughing, okay," because I couldn't like move around to look.
Oh, to see some asshole yelling at little kids, two idiots yelling at kids, that would be hysterical. I'd be laughing my balls off.
There were a couple people that were very, very annoyed. I wish I got their reaction.
Spin the camera around to them.
But in general, I was surprised. They kind of went with it.
My favorite part of that story is my wife came back with Cocos for everyone.
Well, you don't think I said it in that way to get thrown under the bus for a second or two?
Aw, Sweetie wanted a cocoa.
Sweetie wanted a cocoa.
It was chilly by the ice.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize that.
All right, let's get into some other things. 20 years today, what happened, Ant? Let's do a little trivia.
20 years ago today would have been 1989.
What happened to the aught part?
There's no aught.
Because why?
1908. See, because it's just an 89. If it was 1990, I would have said 1909 aught.
Oh, I got it.
I don't know. Or 1906.
Oh, it's zero? Aught?
Yeah, aught.
20 years ago today, what is it?
20 years ago, we're talking 1989. Mm-hmm. Let me think. The Berlin Wall came down.
Give yourself.
Wow, good call.
Veil?
Is it really?
Yeah. Smart guy.
Jesus.
And you can count on radio to take an amazing event like the coming down of the Berlin Wall and make it into a promotion. I was doing radio in Buffalo. And the big thing was radio companies got a lot of pieces of the wall and then broke it up and then gave it to their listeners.
Giveaways.
If they were the 10th caller. I actually found my piece of the Berlin Wall recently, and they even slapped the logo on the fucking thing.
They were.
This was a pretty serious thing.
One of the biggest moments in history,
right?
And they bastardized it into a fucking radio promotion.
I'll bring my piece in. It has the little logo. It was
side piece, or you got a what piece was it from the wall?
This will be the.
Was it from the front, the top, the back, the side piece?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the wall.
Oh, okay.
The Berlin Wall.
But they slapped the Fox logo. I was working for a Fox station at the time.
Oh,
little Fox logo on it. You know.
That's fantastic.
So that happened 20 years ago.
That's great.
The last one we'll say last because I know that'll get a discussion going, which is fine.
Oh my God! Do you have any Omaha Beach shell casing fucking key fobs from the station
with the radio station logo?
Any of
on
those?
Fuck.
Did they pick up some of those? Maybe
leave it to radio to bastardize something that was really important.
Horrid asses.
Joe Perry says he thinks Steven Tyler quit Aerosmith, but he's not sure. That came out today. He thinks but something's going on with Steven Tyler. Is he back on the dope?
Real? No way.
I'm asking. I don't know for sure, but
I would think no way. He's been off so long.
Yeah, something's going on with Steve Perry.
Maybe he's sick. Didn't he have a fucking
Steve Perry
hip?
Joe Perry, and Steven Tyler, huh?
Didn't he have like hip replacement or some shit?
Which one?
Steven Tyler.
I don't know.
We just go off on speculation here, and then we'll call it back. I'm going to say yes.
Yes. Wasn't he arrested for raping children?
I'm just going to say.
And no one's paying attention, so we'll go, yeah, I heard that. Meaning we have no idea what you're talking about.
We're fucking idiots.
A Christmas Carol, #1 at the box office. Who's in that? Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
That looks horrible.
I saw the
right?
Well, I saw the preview of it.
Yeah, it's like a 3D animation. Jim Carrey does multiple voices, I think.
Oh, wow.
The preview looks
Jim
horrible.
Carrey and Jim Carrey and Jim Carrey. Okay.
Sam, you see This Is It?
Yeah, I saw This Is It. I saw the opening
Michael
weekend.
Jackson fucking... Did we talk about this?
No.
Why would you see that, first of all? Why?
It was a good movie.
Shut up, it wasn't. Why would you see it?
Well, because I would see a concert movie of any artist that I, was a fan of, and this is the concert movie. And let me tell you something, Michael Jackson's This Is It would have maybe been the greatest concert of all time if he could have pulled it off like The Rehearsal.
I think he's still going to. I don't think he's dead.
You don't think so?
Nope.
He brought out Jackson 5 songs. He did every hit he's ever done. It was incredible.
Did he?
Yeah.
80% on Rotten Tomatoes, huh?
It was a great movie, and you got to see him
how do they make it into a great movie? They just had some fucking...
They pumped this out so fast.
They had practice footage.
Yeah.
How do they make it into a great
first
movie?
of all, there was no body doubles like one Joseph Jackson said. But they,
excuse me, we'll take your word over Michael's father.
Michael's father who wants an allowance from the fucking... from his son's fucking estate.
He wants, what, $150,000 a month,
He wants some money, because the kids get money. The sister gets money for taking care of the kid. Like it's all worked out from Michael's will. And Joe apparently was not in Michael's will. So now Joe is saying he deserves an allowance. Like he didn't earn enough money fucking that kid up through his childhood to maybe leave the corpse alone. He's rifling through the pockets in the coffin.
That's a great way to put it.
Scumbag.
But no, this is it was a great. You got to see him do like dress rehearsal stuff of pretty much every performance. Most of the performances you got to see him do.
And they said he was too drugged out to even practice.
Hell no.
And he rehearsed.
Hell no. He was in control of the rehearsals too. You got to see him working with the dancers, telling them exactly what he wanted. Do this here, do that there. No, the cue is this, the cue is that. He was not. He was with it.
It really is good.
He was
great.
On.
Yeah.
He was on the motherfucker.
Yeah.
What are you writing, Jimmy?
Just a thought for a joke.
Oh, I thought you were writing down, like, reminder, go see This Is It.
I actually
should write it down, everybody.
I will see it. I want to see it because I'm talking about
I
it on
guess we
stage.
got to see it for the radio show, so...
See it because you want to
I'm
see
starting
it.
to, like, do stuff that maybe I could bring to the radio show.
You
I thought after all these years it might be smart to
might-
see some of these hit movies and then maybe talk about it on our radio show.
It might be brought up tonight on Red Eye, which I'm doing. I'm not sure. That's it.
You're definitely doing Red Eye. You're just not sure you're going to bring this up.
Yeah, I am on
Okay,
Red Eye.
I don't want people to be confused. Pat from Monaco's right. It's not called A Christmas Carol, this Jim Carrey movie. It's called The Past, The Present, and Irene.
Oh, that's not true. There were a lot of tears in the theater for This Is It.
Of course.
A
Look
lot
at
of
the people that
tears.
are going to this movie.
I would see it though, because I'm saying it's probably going to stink, but it might be. Maybe it's interesting. I don't know.
No, it's great.
I'd have no interest in seeing that Michael Jackson, This Is It. No interest.
And but it's not like he sings some of the songs you can tell he's lip syncing because obviously he's not going to sing full force at rehearsal. And the other songs you can see he's half singing them, and they don't hide the fact that he's half singing.
Yeah.
Like
It's more to get the rhythm of the dancing down, right?
Yeah, and you could tell that he could, but you could tell he could still sing. He could still sing. He could still completely dance.
Now?
Yeah. No, well, not now.
Oh, okay.
Not like today.
I was confused. I thought you meant now in his coffin.
No, like before he died.
Okay.
Did they do any dead stuff?
No, what do you mean dead stuff?
You know, he died. Did they throw that in the movie in some way or another?
No. They just say this
Showing
is
the
memories.
ambulance with the fucking lights going
It's not
to end the movie as the credits roll.
Celebration of his life.
It's just a documentary of the making of the tour. It's not a documentary of...
And did you hear? Oh, Jesus.
Wait.
Oh, my God. We are looking at something horrific.
Wait,
Maury.
before you move on, because it just made me laugh openly. Eric from Virginia Tech wants to know if it's a Lionsgate movie.
Oh, that's true. D-Boy will not be seeing it if it's Lionsgate.
Is it Lionsgate?
I do not think that it's Lionsgate.
Thank God.
That was fucking so psychotic.
He is
Of course, he's
that
out of
break
his
with
mind.
Derek was so
Fucking
psychotic.
psychopath.
He
He's a
refuses to
psychopath.
see Lionsgate movies.
Lionsgate movies, he just doesn't like them at all.
All right, so maybe
Crazy
we see
person.
This Is It. I don't know.
I'll go back and
No.
see it with you guys if you want.
I would not see it.
I'll see it again.
I don't want to.
Larry
Why?
King loved the fourth kind.
Oh,
The
yeah, that looks
Fourth
good.
Kind.
Was that good?
I haven't seen it, but it looks good. I'll see it this weekend.
That
All right.
apparently is a
it's
thing
on.
about alien abduction.
It's only got 16%.
Any anal probing? Is there that hack anal probing going to be going on? Or the big needle they put through the belly button?
Mila Jovovich.
Betty and Barney Hill, that mixed race couple that was taken by aliens.
Fucking yes.
Yeah.
Hey, why didn't Jovovich come by to promote this horse shit?
She wasn't.
Jesus. Maybe that's why.
She wasn't in the building.
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she did a lot of promotion for this movie. It's
No.
only getting 16% positive reviews.
Now,
on
I
Rotten
only
Tomatoes.
thought there were three kinds.
No.
First is citing.
Yes.
Second is evidence.
Yes.
Third, of course, we remember from the old movie, is Contact.
Fourth, abduction.
Is abduction. Now, when did they fucking come up with that?
They did before, but they just didn't mention it.
They didn't mention it in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They just said
because
third kind.
they didn't want to distract.
But then it was Fourth Kind because they were abducted. That was what the whole fucking movie was about.
Not really.
You can't just say not really.
They were.
You got to back it up with something.
The fucking Navy flyers that disappeared in the train of planes, and then the ships, all the people on the ships, and then little fucking the little boy.
It's about the song at the end, the song that they play, and that's that's Contact.
Fourth Kind is anal probing.
Yeah. Definitely got to be anal probing. If there
Fourth
is an
Kind is
anal
anal
probing
probing.
in Fourth Kind, if Mila Jovovich does not get anally probed,
let me check.
I will never watch that movie.
And Stephen S. says that the fifth kind is interracial marriage. So.
Okay.
What? Too much? Too soon? What?
Yeah, I don't see anything about anal probing.
All right.
Pat Romanaki says Close Encounters of the Ron Kind. Very good one, Pat, you fucks.
Pat was in here on Friday. He was doing a pretty good job.
Linger a bit longer.
Hey, and the men who stare at goats, who the fuck has seen this horse?
You know
It's
something?
really good.
Something
Something about it you
compelling.
like?
Something I like about it.
Yes, the men and goats.
Yes.
I've seen the preview 4 or 5 times. I don't understand the movie.
I think it's some type of secret government project where people use their
How about
minds.
they let us in on the secret a little bit?
Well, I kind of like that the trailer left me thinking, like, I don't know what this is about, but I'm kind of compelled. I want to see it.
I actually know what it's
Travis wants to talk.
What, Travis?
No, I was going to whisper in Sam's ear that
Oh, go
Steve
fuck
saw
yourself.
it if you guys want to review.
I saw it.
That could be good.
Yeah, oh, no shit. He saw the men who stare at
Yeah, of
goats.
course
He
he
thought
did.
it was goatees.
What a fruit.
Yes, hello. You're staring at me.
Yes. No, this is actually a good movie because, like, what happens is, like, every time they ask this guy a question, he goes, nah.
Oh, my God. Guys, here comes Fat John Travolta from Pelham 123 now.
It's Pelham 625.
There you go. It's Pelham 789. Look at how fat he is.
Oh, shit, Sam.
Just joining in.
Just joining in.
Boston.
Steve,
you're on the radio right now.
Steve, how bad is this movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats, good?
It's all right. I mean, all the funny parts, I will tell you, are in the trailer.
Is it a comedy?
It's one of those quirky movies.
Because he said the same thing about The Woodsman.
That's a good
All the
movie.
sexy parts are in the trailer.
Yes.
You and Travolta look the same.
I was doing
you know
this
what
first.
they say about Travolta.
Yes.
Yeah.
He took
He's
my
a
look.
terrible producer.
Oh, shit. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Holy fuck. Yes. Oh, my God.
What's The Men Who Stare at Goats about?
It is the army apparently developed a secret branch of soldiers that were supposed to be Jedi warriors that developed psychic powers, and one of them, George Clooney, was so skilled at it he could stare at a goat for hours on end and make its heart stop.
Yes.
And that was one of his powers, and they were all led by Jeff Bridges, who was the
Funny?
Parts.
Sounds terrible for comedy.
Parts. It's a long. What was the movie that he did with? It's almost like a Coen Brothers movie.
Right.
Burn
That's
After
kind of a
Reading.
weird.
Yeah, but it's
quirky
very much
thing.
like Burn After Reading.
That
It's-
movie ruled.
It was okay. It was okay, but you have to go through periods of quirky followed by very funny, like Jeff Bridges jumping off a roof and missing a pile of mattresses and whining the whole time. And in between that, there's just quirky monologues by him and but-
You have to wait through all the annoying talking to hear the funny man fall down.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a long wait, but the banana peel scene is worth it.
It's a long wait in between funny.
Just stay for the pie fight at the end.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yes, he has a pie and he goes, "Give it to me."
Give it to me. How many lumps do you take with your coffee? Was hysterical. The little hammer.
All right, I'm not seeing this fucking movie. That much.
Shit, I don't know. It
There.
look good.
Sam's gonna sum it up there.
Very ugly, sir.
I fell down on his ass on the stairs.
Did you see, dude?
That is funny.
Find the fucking one. There's a YouTube video of a fat lady stepping up on a table to dance.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen that.
Black lady,
We've all seen it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's the greatest
That's
thing
good.
I've ever seen.
She falls down and just starts moaning in pain.
This is the greatest video ever.
Well, Grace
Fat
Lady
lady.
is still up there. She's a big fat lady up on a table doing her thing.
She cracks her head in her ass.
It's almost 3 million views.
Fall better.
Dude, she hits
You
her
had a
ass on the
Hollywood
fucking
director
hard part.
directing it.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Shit, the way that clip was put together is great, too.
Dude, this is 3 million. How many do the other ones have? Because there's like 10 versions of it.
Holy shit, that is so funny. They repeated.
30,000.
Oh, my.
Oh, does she
When Grease
fucking
watch
go
that one more
down?
time, her sing, it's the best fall ever.
Oh, does she fucking go down?
God, is that great?
A ton of shit falling down. Look at her.
How do you step forward?
And they show her rolling, holding her fat thigh.
Her legs go straight up in the air.
She lands right on the back of her fucking fat thigh. And in the original part, like, she rolls off, and she's just holding the back of her fucking fat leg.
Holy shit, my stomach hurts for laughing.
What a buffalo. It's so...
I've seen that so many times. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard
Dude,
now.
Who couldn't? I would love to know who can watch that and not laugh. She looks like Bookman from fucking Good Times.
Oh, buffalo butt.
Oh, that was so great.
Bravo.
Yeah, that is good.
All right. Well, Steve,
I
thank
think
you.
most of those views are from me, actually.
God damn.
Football, I didn't pay attention because the Jets had a bye week, so I figured, fuck, I'll take a break from football.
The whole team acts that way on a week?
Huh?
Giants lost the heartbreaker.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's what they call it, right?
21-12, 20 seconds left. Giants have now lost 4 in a row. Yeah.
I'm a bad Dallas fan.
And your dirty Cowboys beat the Eagles last
I
night.
watched some of it, and then
2016.
for a minute, and I just went home and I forgot I was so tired from flying last night. And I was listening to my new favorite song. I just fucking
What song?
I don't want to talk about it, but I get into like sometimes you find a song
What is it?
sometimes you find a song that came out a long time ago, and you realize, well, I fucking love this.
I love Jimmy's picks.
And what is it?
Diamonds and Rust.
Diamonds and Rust.
You looked at me and I don't know.
Let us
You had to have heard it.
hear a little. Who does it?
You have to hear the original, not the Judas Priest cover.
No, wait.
You're listening to the original.
You're talking,
Of course, from '75.
You're talking Miss Joan Baez.
Yeah. You heard this?
I hate Joan Baez.
I like her, man.
Never liked
Fucking
her.
filthy hippie. You like this?
I fucking love it. I've never heard this before.
I've never heard this song, to be honest, Jimmy.
This was like a big hit for her.
Coming in, Jimmy is such a homo.
Fair enough. From Jimmy's Subconscious.
Joan Baez sucks.
Well, I'll be damned. Here comes your ghost again.
Sings into a fan.
The moon is full, and you happen to call.
It's about an ex-boyfriend calling her.
Here I
Oh, yeah?
And I figured out who the ex-boyfriend was. I was very proud of myself.
Oh, you did?
I certainly did.
Who is it?
I'm not telling you.
Hearing a voice I'd known a couple of light years ago, heading straight for a fall. As I remember, your eyes were bluer than robin's eggs. My poetry was lousy, you said.
Was?
Where are you calling from? A booth in the Midwest.
All I was thinking about while enjoying the song was Anthony ridiculing me.
I'm trying to figure out who the boyfriend is or was.
You brought me something. We We both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust.
What's it?
Why aren't
David
you,
Berkowitz?
Why aren't you doing my favorite bit? This is perfect.
Oh, fuck. Because he wants to figure out who the boyfriend was.
I don't know the song very well, though. I'll just try.
Well, you burst on the scene, already a legend. The unwashed phenomenon, the original vagabond.
Toodly-doodly-doo. A toodly-doo-ly-doo. A toodly-doo.
You're gonna hurt your Adam's apple.
Ow.
I'm gonna go with Bob Dylan.
Now I see you standing.
Give yourself a bell.
Fuck.
The line that
Because of the original Vagabond.
That's exactly it. I love
when
that. It's a great line, too.
It's gotta be Bob Dylan.
The unwashed phenomenon,
Yeah.
the original Vagabond.
I didn't
yeah.
know until that line.
I guess she
Diamonds and Rust.
She said memories bring diamonds and rust. I'm guessing that when you go over memories, there's beautiful ones and just horrible, painful ones.
She banged Bob Dylan?
She was dating him in '65, I think. Yes.
That must have been a disgusting
Imagine what
fucking
that
looking,
bed smelled
just
like.
a hairy fucking... That bed must have looked like a fucking doggy sleep bed.
But I'm guessing that's what diamonds and rust means.
Oh.
Very
Jeez.
good.
The rust part is probably from what the sheets looked like.
When he fucked her in a rag.
Oh no, when does this song end?
It's a long one. I like Joan Baez. Her voice, she did a fucking version of, which of course I downloaded, of Amazing Grace, where she gets the audience to sing with her, and she sings the verse before they sing it. Like, it's almost
Really?
like, if so they know what to sing. She's fucking badass, man.
I don't mind this song now that I'm hearing
doesn't
it.
describe her.
I just never really got into Joan Baez. Karen Carpenter is just ghoulish when she sang. I don't know why people liked her music. All her shit was so overly sad.
I like fucking folk story songs. I really love them. They're like I love the Edmund Fitzgerald, even though we bag it. I like a song to tell. Yeah, I love that folk stuff, man.
You must love songs of similar length.
I love long songs that are fucking like when you listen to it, you're like, oh wow, I forgot that. I like a song that.
Get your gumi.
Her fucking amazing. She's good, man. I mean, I don't love all of her shit, but I downloaded a couple of tunes.
Do you know You know that the
I downloaded her greatest hits, all 20, on the fucking plane. I'm such a faggot. I'm hoping that they don't tell me to turn my phone off before Joan Baez's greatest hits is downloaded. the flight attendant should come over and fuck my face while I waited. Fucking Mo. I really am what a liberal Mo I'm turning into.
You really are. Joan Baez.
Yeah, that's a rough
fucking
one.
commie.
But good for you. Hey, Fedor, what are we doing with this Fedor fight? I didn't watch. Did anyone see Fedor? And what, they split his fucking nose open?
That fucking, Brett Rogers, I think his name is, that guy fucking I was on CBS for free, which is a smart move to get Fedor recognition. And, this guy Rogers Fedor looks like he put a few pounds on, not much, maybe an extra 10 pounds or 5 pounds, which could just be the way a Russian keeps, to absorb blows. Sometimes these guys keep a little extra weight.
Yes.
But, the guy was very strong. The guy hit really fucking hard. And I don't know if Fedor has a lot of experience in a cage before. But the guy you could see Fedor was trying to tap him, and then in the second round, do you want to play it?
Fedor looked good?
Fedor's last couple of fights, the last guy he tapped, I think, was fucking Tim Sylvia. He knocked out Arlovsky, he knocked this guy out. He had the one punch.
Man's at all times. Fight clean, fight hard, fight fair if you want.
Aging tires. How long was the fight?
It was a minute or something in the second round. So you should fast forward to the second round. Fedor was bleeding like a pig, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. This guy split Fedor's nose.
That's working that jab.
This Rick Rogers, a big black dude from Cabrini Greens in Chicago.
Are now being drowned out by the chants of USA.
They were cheering for the Russian louder than the American.
Came in with punches and went right to the hips for the takedown. Rogers is so strong, he was bolting right off. In between rounds, Dr. Bruce Hurst.
Just the way Fedor gets out of everything.
Damn, that was crazy how he got out of that.
Fedor's a tough guy to fucking beat, man. Now they're up against the cage, and the guy will hold the cage when he has you pinned against it.
Like if I missed the team. How the fuck isn't he in the UFC?
Every scintillating second, Rogers
I know.
to earn the respect of the man.
He's bleeding badly.
The greatest mixed martial artist ever.
But he's so strong.
Yeah?
Yeah, Fedor's so strong. This is a big young guy, man.
And Brett Rogers.
Oh, he's kneeing Fedor in the stomach.
It's just going to make him angry.
You've made me angry.
He knew he'd get the chance to change the fortunes of his
I
family forever.
must crush you.
For this 28-year-old former Project Kid from the
And he
Green.
lays. Yeah, he laid him out with one punch. Holy shit.
That was a hell of a punch.
I think
That was a hell of a right, Jimmy.
Fedor didn't even pull all the way back. He had his arm kind of cocked, but it wasn't all the way back if they show it. And he drills a right.
Yeah, he's not moving.
He knocked this fucking guy hard and then jumped on him and got a couple shots in and they stopped it. And I thought they stopped it too soon until I saw the guy still laying on the ground after Emelianenko. Let it play. See if they show it in slow motion.
Oh, no, it's pretty obvious that guy was out.
He fucking really hit him hard. But then the guy hit him too, man. That Rogers... And the guy after Rogers seems like a bit of a prick, but he was angry that he lost. They both want a rematch badly. There will be a rematch. But I think part of it is they need an interesting...
Who's in this league that Fedor's fighting in?
There's another guy, Akeem something, that Joe Rogan thinks will give Fedor a tough time, too.
Rogan. An animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big dude,
Mr.
man.
T's mad. It looks like Mr. T and Tyson.
Wondering what happened.
Fedor fucking...
He's still trying to figure out what happened.
Just show the punch again just for us. He fucking clocked him.
He sure did.
I wish he was in the UFC, too, though, man. It's
frustrating. You'd love to see Fedor fight some of the guys in the UFC.
Just walks up to him and belts him right in the face.
He's wide open.
Former Project Kid from the Cabrini Green.
See, people were saying that Brock Lesnar they think would beat Fedor up against the cage, but Fedor is so fucking good at getting out. Like every time it looks like he's about to be tapped, he just gets up or he slips out of it. He's very, very quick, and there's nobody on the planet he can't knock out with one shot if he hits you.
Very wiry.
Yeah, like I think he could knock Lesnar out if he hit him hard enough.
Yeah, James was at the fight, not the one sitting across from me, but James in Chicago. James.
Good morning, boys.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, what a fucking fight. The crowd was cheering Fedor the whole time until he got that fucking cut on his nose. And then during the second round, all of a sudden you start hearing USA, USA. And I thought, at least from where I was sitting, that when the guy got on Fedor, I thought that it was going to be over.
Yeah.
But then when Fedor turned around, got up and just did that clock and whatnot, oh my God, it was just unbelievable. And when the guy stood up, he was sitting there pissed off. He was like trying to yell. They didn't show it on TV, but he was yelling at everybody. Why did he stop the fucking fight? You know?
Yeah, he had to. That guy was laying there. The bottom line is Fedor hit him really hard and then jumped on him, and the guy was trying to put his arm up, but the way Fedor had him, he was laying on his side.
Yeah.
There was no way that guy was going to fucking not get beaten badly right there. The guy stopped it, I think it was right. He was still laying on the floor
that guy
after.
was fucked.
It almost seemed too quick, but then like once you saw like when the guy was sitting up and you could tell he was just loopy for a couple of seconds there, you're like, yeah, I'm glad he stopped it, but at the same time it was like, oh, you almost wanted to keep going because these two were really going at it like a couple of animals for a while there.
They said that Britt Rogers obviously was undefeated and he'd never even been knocked down before. And I also think because it was CBS, I think because it was on regular television, they weren't going to have a blood, like they were probably afraid of it, of something really, really bad happening.
They stopped the fight when they were supposed to.
Yeah.
That guy was barely moving on the ground.
Stop the fight.
They stopped it. And a quick note, my brother actually knows Brett Rogers because my brother works for Sam's Club. That guy used to be a tire changer for Sam's Club.
Yeah.
And my brother would travel and help set stores up, and my brother like ran into him a couple times. And my brother's like, yeah, that was one dude that did not just want to mess with because mostly the people, work at Sam's Club, my brother says, are kind of, stupid. my brother's like, once he saw this guy, he's like, okay, I know not to call him stupid. I know not to call this guy stupid. And,
Yeah, that's right. I like this guy. He's from Chicago.
it was a mess, but punch it up, boys.
There's a couple of moments where Fedor's on the ground, right? And it looks like the guy is fucking got him up against the cage on the ground, and like he's about to get hurt. And then you see, because Fedor's so good at kind of like at bringing his legs up and grab, and like just like arm barring, and like watching him do this, it's like, oh yeah, he's actually really dangerous when he's on his back.
Yeah.
Which is where I think Lesnar might run into trouble if he fought him. As big as Brock is, I think Fedor would find a way to fucking bend his arm back or his leg and tap him. I know I'm not talking like a UFC expert.
Sean in Georgia. Sean.
Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
what you're forgetting about Rogers is Rogers has no wrestling, and he has very, very little ground experience. Someone as big and strong as Lesnar with the skills that he has, everything. You forget, Frank Mir is a black belt in jiu-jitsu and a world champion in jiu-jitsu. He has a very good guard, and Lesnar kept him in a situation that a lot of black belts should be able to get out of, but was so strong he couldn't move.
No, that's true, dude. And I wouldn't bet my house against Lesnar. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I just think that a guy like, you're right, Rogers is a big, strong fucking, but non-wrestling guy, and Lesnar's probably a much better ground guy. I just think that Fedor also beat Nogueira, I think, when he was one of the best in the world. I really think that he would find a way to tap him. But again, I could be wrong. He could get knocked out, or he could also get tapped.
Right on. All right, man.
But you're right. I mean, this guy, Lesnar's a much better fucking ground guy than Brett Rogers.
And they're saying that Fedor broke his nose the first jab of the fight,
Oh, I'm
basically.
sure he did. It looked like it had to be broken.
You think it bothered him?
Yeah, because they say he was breathing through his mouth. When he's up against the fucking cage, you see him breathing through his mouth because his nose is probably worthless to breathe through.
Jesus. All right. I think we did it. Very good.
I'm going to go pee again. I pet the pee so
What?
bad.
Yeah, we can take another
Diamonds
break.
and rust.
My Sambo arrived, so I want to eat that.
Oh, easy.
Look right here
on that one.
It's right here.
It's a fucking. It's a piece of fruit.
Taylor Swift finally talking about Kanye West on SNL.
Well, joking about it.
Joking about it?
it?
Well, because she was on SNL. You got to make jokes now.
Did Kanye turn up?
No.
Of course not. That would have been cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gandolfini versus a paparazzo.
You don't like the paparazzo.
And I love him for that.
Yeah.
Our Sharon Osbourne clip was played everywhere, but the one thing that's worth mentioning, on Access Hollywood, they left Anthony's holy shit in.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
I'll probably be fined for that.
Yeah.
Probably figure out some way that
I would
I am
so
responsible.
be behind them for finding you.
How do they do that?
Well, we'll
that's
show you
cool.
after the break. Diane Sawyer interviews Rihanna. That's pretty good shit. And we got some magazine clips about him smoking the crystal meth.
Smoking the meth and wearing his wig.
A lot of stuff still to do for this fine Monday. Stay there. Anyone watching Girls Next Door, by the way? It was on last night.
No, that's the Hugh Hefner thing?
Oh, my God.
I saw a little bit of it.
He's now 83 years old. And, people like to look at Anthony because he likes to date younger girls. Well, this fucking Hugh Hefner puts it in a whole nother ballpark.
Does he?
He's now 83. He's got 3 new broads that, quote, are his girlfriends.
Yeah, sure.
Because they look like they're creeped out by the whole thing. And he's open mouth kissing them on this Girls Next Door. It could be the fucking sickest thing you'll see on regular TV. If you can find a clip, it is downright disturbing.
I just had to turn down a gig at the Playboy Mansion.
Why?
Last Thursday, because I was in Houston. I was supposed to be doing Leno, and they wanted me to do it after. It was a charity event.
Oh, my God. Have you ever done anything at the Playboy Mansion?
Never. I don't even care about it, though. It's like, it's like all it's going to do is get me fucking frustrated. I'm probably going to bomb. Then I'm going to like my fucking...
Aw, Jimmy.
We were invited to the Playboy Mansion once. And
I would go, but
we couldn't do it for some reason. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. What does he do with these
Maybe
girls?
our girls at the time were jealous and said, don't you... I don't know.
That
Who
would
the
probably
fuck
make sense.
knows? Huh? So he's got 3 new girls. There's 2 twins and another blonde bimbo, and he open
You think
mouth.
Hef has a type? Jesus.
Yeah.
The show's horrendous. I was watching last night. I couldn't believe I was watching this shit.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
They look like Tupac and Snoop. They're like wax figures.
Oh, wax.
Okay, whatever. If you find the open mouth kiss, I think the boys will enjoy that. It's so disturbing. All right, so Taylor Swift, let's...
I just got a comment. Does Carrot Top have to incorporate himself into everything now? Carrot Top is in he just turns up in, like, commercials and fucking reality shows.
They think he's a crazy guy to have in because everybody knows him. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
We wanted to hate him, too.
I like him. He's great.
That's what I was going to say. He came in, and we were prepared to just kill him. And he was so fucking cool.
As a guy, he's cool. He fucking makes fun of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He was very open. The stuff he was talking about, and we like him, man.
He's huge.
We consider him a friend, yeah, and also it doesn't hurt that looks like he's on the roids.
He's such a non-dick comedian. Like, he's nice to other comics. He's not a fucking ass. Somebody,
And for some guy that, like, his whole career just has been beat to shit over his act, man, by everybody.
I know the Girls Next Door show isn't our audience. Believe it or not, know who's watching this show? Broads. And a lot of them.
Of course.
Why would you say of course?
Because it's about girls. Like, it's about girls. Like, I would say definitely, yeah.
But you would think guys would watch because it's Playboy fucking, Playmates. And they do show a lot of pixelated nudity, which is pretty amazing that they're getting away with that.
Yeah.
But no, it is, broads love this show, and then they get on their Blackberries and their iPhones, and they're back and forth about the show.
Sing back and forth.
Footer, what's up?
Oh, it's rape. Hey, guys. I just wanted to acknowledge, hey, I remember on the old ones, I didn't realize the girls, like, spoke to him, like, as an old man.
Yeah.
On this one, they legitimately, like, they'll yell, like, raise their voice, they'll speak, like, we can kind of read their lips. It's really kind of fucking embarrassing for Hef.
Thank you for mentioning that, because he sort of pulled it off with the last three. A couple years have gone by, or maybe a year since they filmed any new episodes. They are now yelling at Hef. I forgot to tell you that, because he can't hear.
Oh, really?
So now they're like,
yelling?
Hef, do you like camping?
Oh, no.
What? And he has a creepy laugh.
Hef couldn't hear before, though. I remember when...
But now they're really just yelling right at him.
When Big A interviewed him, he got annoyed and left because Big A was just stuttering and spitting
He
in his
interviewed
ear.
Hefner?
Yeah, it's a great interview. Do we have that?
Where?
We should. When we went to the Playboy Mansion for CBS, I took Big A to the Playboy Mansion.
You were at the Playboy Mansion?
Yeah.
How do I not remember that?
Maybe
I was away.
He was hitting on all the American Gladiators, all the girls from American Gladiators.
Did he smell?
Big A, yeah. He put his bad cologne on too heavy.
Oh, no.
He drank a lot.
What was his cologne? Oh, yeah. What was his cologne?
He drank I don't know. It's the same scent that he always has. It's just same scent.
Cadaver.
Yeah.
Wait, you flew with him?
No, I wasn't on a plane with him. We
Why
had
not?
different flights.
Why'd you have different flights?
I guess it just worked out that way. We also had...
You didn't sit next to Big A? What's wrong with you?
Our flights were different for some reason, and we were on
Big A, if you're
different
listening,
areas
I
of the
would be
hotel.
insulted that Sam didn't fly with you.
I want to fly Big A first class somewhere. And then not sit with him. Like, watch.
Do it to one of your gigs.
No.
Footer, anything else on the show? I know it's more of a girl show, but I took a peek last night. I was like, this show is fucking disturbing.
No, it was just the fact that I can clearly see the difference between like last season and then this season, where they're just totally embarrassing Hef, and like exactly like how you do it, your grandpa, where you got to kind of lean in and like say the words. We can read the lips a little better. It's just so clear. But all right, I'll punch it out. Oh, it ain't party rape.
All right.
Jesus.
It's a two-part worst of.
Yeah, Travis
Have
said...
we played it in a while?
No, and it's been a while.
So. All right, let's get it on before 11. That's the bit we'll play before Ron and Fez today, if we could squeeze it in.
You know... Yeah. You know what disturbing show is on, speaking about reality shows and shit, is this, you ever see Little Miss Perfect? It's the beauty...
little people?
The beauty... it's the beauty pageants for the kids.
With the guys?
It's little girls,
right?
And they dress them up like little whores,
right?
And parade them out on stage, and then choose like a Miss. It's like a Miss America pageant for little kids, and it is. The mothers are all from the same mold. Big fat white trash moms.
Ah, they just showed one.
Dude,
She looked
big fat white trash
She
moms.
looked like Lady Trucker.
That just whore their daughters out, whore them out for these contests, and it's hosted by this guy that sings a little song at the... He is flaming.
Did we do this break?
Yeah. And We talked about it, but
No,
I don't think.
I had a weird deja vu, and I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
it wasn't a deja vu if we talked about this a little bit.
But yeah, they're all fat. They dress their kids up like whores. But I don't think we ever got to the
song.
The song. You gotta find the song that Michael, the coordinator and host of Little Miss Perfect, sings at the end of every single pageant. This guy. Oh, here it is. Okay, go to the beginning. My God. And he parades around so creepily around them.
This perfect pageant where all your dreams come true. Little Miss Perfect Pageant where the special one is you. There are citrus-colored rainbows on the other side. On your magic carpet and take a ride.
Jean Bonnet got a wild ride.
Sure
If
did.
you think it and you want it, dream it, then it's real. You are what you feel.
What does that even mean?
Look at these fucking shit parents.
Oh, they're the worst.
Top 5 finalists, Little Miss Perfect.
Parade your little whores out, your top 5 whores.
You dress your daughters up like hookers.
Yeah, that's what they
because
do.
you didn't go as far as you wanted to go in life. You're
Yeah.
a disgrace.
Fucking don't understand that culture whatsoever.
There's a segment on there where they actually have to dress in like the whoriest shit they can and parade themselves around and do like a little dance and everything like that. And it's so just creepy.
Let's go to one of these things with our HD flips.
Yeah, just go
Have
there.
some fun.
Wearing a fucking rain slicker.
Right.
And just putting your hand underneath it and shaking it around a little bit.
Just
Why
like
do you have to
yelling,
take it
"You're
that far?
hot."
Because
Anthony has to go way too far.
I just wanted to go way too far with it. Yeah, this guy, it says, there's a whole story here. It's like Little Miss Perfect, when gay men teach little girls to be queens.
Clarence has a very good question. Clarence in Texas. Clarence.
I like this Clarence. He's a wild man.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Opie? But anyway, Anthony, you need to see if you can get your girlfriend signed up for this Little Miss Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Why would you do this?
Maybe I can capitalize.
I'm looking at the phones. I'm like, why does anyone care about this enough to call? I mean, it's good radio, obviously. But all of a sudden, everyone, it's lit. The phones are lit. Michael in Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought Anthony would love that show. It's like watching AAA ball, seeing who's coming out next season.
Triple A.
Why would you do this to yourself?
It's like the draft.
Let's go to John in Albany. John.
Why is the guy that has to visit his girlfriend in the pediatric unit calling somebody else creepy?
Look, it was odd because you shouldn't be in the pediatric unit.
She's out of there, right?
She's old enough. Yeah.
Because people want an update.
Yeah,
that's up to you, man.
Everything's
She's all right.
dandy. Everything's dandy.
Let's say hi to Chad in San Diego.
Hey, Ant, isn't this your home shopping network?
Like an asshole.
Pat Romanaki, Little Miss Amber Alert.
He right now got his foot through the floor. It's cold.
A girl went missing like my toe.
Hold on, I gotta write a note.
A note?
Oh, God, I hate notes.
No, you're gonna like
They're
this
never
one.
good. They're never good.
You're gonna like this one.
Okay.
All right.
I need a good note in my life.
I don't know how to spell
My fat stomach.
okay.
C-A-T.
Oh, yeah?
All
right.
All right, well, she's coming in what day? Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say hi to Charlie in New York. Charlie.
Hello?
Hi,
What's up,
Charlie. How are you, buddy?
How
What do you
you
got
doing?
for the show today?
What's up?
He probably knows, Girls Next Door DVDs. Everyone that's all the girls are naked.
What?
On the young, right. The girl,
Wait. Say that again?
If you buy the DVDs, all the girls from next door are naked.
Oh, the girl next door. Oh, that scared me. I thought you were talking about Little Miss Perfect.
Wait, there's no
No.
there's no pixelation. The girls are actually naked if you get the
No.
DVDs?
Naked, all naked.
well, Charlie.
I got the box set.
What?
I got the box set.
You got the box set?
Who's Bob Set?
I got 5 seasons.
Has it been on that long?
Yep.
What's the difference between season 1 and 2, or season 2 and 3? Go.
Or 3 and 4.
Nothing too much. Just more nudity. More nudity.
More what?
More what?
That's it.
More what?
More what?
Oh, more nudity.
Wait, more... Did you hear him?
Yeah, nudity.
Noonie.
Nudity?
More nudity?
Yeah, no.
More...
More nudity.
More
nudity? Nudity?
Right.
Like
More-
at noon? What?
Oh, like Nana?
What happens at... What?
More...
More what? Wait, just say it. More what?
Yeah, more what? That's all we need to know.
Naked people.
More naked people. I heard that.
So,
Nice.
okay. So, where are you calling from, Charlie?
Noonan.
Actually, I was in the studio back in the day when you actually interviewed me, asking about last year. Jimmy interviewed me with the pictures, signed pictures. When I went to the
photo
studio.
album.
You actually interviewed. You used to call me Charlie Jingles back in the day.
I remember you. Charlie, we haven't seen you in a while. You should stop by and say hi.
You did 40 minutes?
Charlie Jingles, what else? Charlie.
I have no fucking recollection.
What else? Yep, I showed you my pictures of celebrity photos back in the day.
He has a photo album with a lot of celebrities in it, and he was showing us.
I showed Jimmy, and he said, yep, I actually showed him.
I must have just ran past you to my truck. Your truck's out front.
You wanted, actually, you wanted to see. Yep, you wanted to see.
All right, Charlie.
All right, I'll punch out.
Oh, hold on line. Get Charlie in here. We could do something with Charlie, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Let's make love to him. Kenny creeped me out so bad because there was a cabbie. We always say this. He was like, we were walking by a mall in Houston, and it was like, oh, stop traffic, and the cabbie's like trying to get us to a ride. Kenny goes, no, thank you. We're going to go back to the hotel and make love.
Oh, shit.
He was yelling at the Zamboni driver. We were in the Houston Galleria Mall, and there's a fucking an ice skating rink. So every time the Zamboni, the Asian fat guy who driving the Zamboni, Kenny was screaming at him, Mister, do they put ice over the basketball court? Because the guy backed the Zamboni out, and we're standing on overlooking the ice, and Kenny goes, careful. The guy got so annoyed. Careful. Kenny is such a dick. Oh, he was really funny. Careful.
Hey, Kevin from Connecticut just writes, Big C. A Big C. Anyone? Instead of big? Yeah, okay. Can we get Charlie to debate Big A?
Oh, that would be
on
good.
the topic of the day. Can we get that done immediately?
Let's do that.
Huh?
Yes.
I don't care what day, just do it. Don't even ask us. Big A and Big C doing a little debate action. All right?
You got it.
Let's say hi to Matt and Queens.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Matt.
I just figured Ant watching an episode of Little Miss Perfect would be like the rest of us watching an episode of The Golden Girls.
Yeah, it's terrible. I said it's very creepy. It's just awful. And the moms are all terrible, big fat women. They whore their daughters out. They're little whores. They dress them like whores.
Keith, spelled Kieth on the phone.
That's Keith.
Yeah, it could be that way. Hello, dear friend. Hey, Ant.
Yeah.
Hey, Ant, you said she's out of pediatrics now?
Yeah.
Does that mean she turned 16 while she was in there?
No, it's not no, that doesn't work like that.
I'm sorry, Ant.
I don't see underage girls.
Yeah.
Okay, punch it out. Punch.
And as per New York State laws.
Of course.
I was reading an tweet when you want to read what people say about you. And this guy Miller went, you some bitches. I am now sitting at my desk and I have diamonds and rust running through my head. Good.
Good for you.
Let it mingle with a bullet if you can. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Mingle.
You want to hear what Taylor Swift had to say about Kanye on SNL?
You might be expecting me to say something bad about Kanye and how he ran up on the stage and ruined my VMA monologue. But there's nothing more to say, 'cause everything's okay. I've got security lining the stage. It's my SNL monologue. La la, la 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 la. This is my SNL monologue. La la, la 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 la. That was my SNL monologue. We have a great show. Kanye West is not here. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Lorne Michaels. I bet you he was trying to get that done, right?
He probably
to have
tried
Kanye
to.
West on that stage with her. You know, is she finally admitting that was the best thing that ever happened to her as far as her career goes?
I bet.
I mean, she was doing very well on her own, but this put her up into another level, this Kanye West thing. She wouldn't be hosting SNL if Kanye West never went on that stage.
But you're
Simple
right.
as that.
I wonder who said
She
no
should
to
be
that.
thanking Kanye at this point.
Did her people say no, or did he not want it? Because I would say, if in the middle of her monologue, if she wasn't addressing it, if all of a sudden Kanye West just ran on stage, said something about how someone had done the best monologue he ever saw,
Right.
and then gave her the microphone back, and then she just looked and continued her dumb song without acknowledging it,
Well,
that would
yeah.
have been fucking great.
Who's the token black guy in SNL these days?
I don't know.
I know Fred does a lot of the black
Well, you get the
voices,
token
faces.
black
Fred
guy from
I think it's
SNL.
the fat guy from, God.
Yeah, I think
Keenan and Kel.
Keenan Thompson.
So why wouldn't they have him dress up as Kanye and interrupt her monologue?
Maybe he looks nothing. They should have got someone who looked like Kanye.
I bet you
Did
she
that
wouldn't
ever
agree
stop,
to that.
Did that ever stop SNL? People not looking
Yeah, right.
anything like people?
Yeah, really. Why didn't they do that?
Well, they
That,
should
that
have-
means she would have a problem with that.
Fred Armisen should have dressed up like fucking, because he does a funny Patterson just wandering
Yeah.
around.
God,
That would have been funny if during her monologue, fucking Patterson just wandered out blindly. Fucking idiot he is.
He does a great take
boob.
on that whole thing.
Oh, it's so funny.
Let's see how to Rick in Indiana. Rick?
Anthony, you keep on harping on these fat moms, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like the hot chick fat friend at the bar, kind of cock blocking you there, Anthony.
No, it's not a cock blocking thing. They're all from the same mold. I don't know what it is. They're all fat. They're all severe white trash.
Mikey.
Hey, Opie, you're a little out of touch there. I mean, didn't she win like the head cunt award or whatever it is, the number one award of that
It's not
night?
an award, sir.
Mikey.
Not an award.
Ring, 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 banana rape.
But Mike, no, I mean, I made the point she has a very good career. I wouldn't deny that. She won the award and all that, but there's different levels of fame, and the Kanye West moment put her on a much higher level. I didn't know who fucking Taylor Swift was until that happened.
True that.
So many more people know who she is outside that genre of music now. To the point she's now hosting SNL. They would have never asked her to host SNL.
Yeah, I had no clue who the fuck she was, to tell you the truth.
And someone else is saying I'm a dummy because that was the second time she was on SNL, but she was she hosting
No,
SNL?
this is her
Probably
first
a musical
hosting.
guest.
Thank you. So
This is
go
the
fuck
first
yourself,
time that-
Aaron, you cocksucker.
Shut up.
She was the musical guest and the host.
Yeah, going from musical guest to a hosting job is a big fucking
But I'm
step
saying
up.
she was musical guest and host this weekend.
Yes.
She did both gigs.
Yes.
Right, but the first time she was on, she just sang a quick
Exactly.
song, and that was it, right? Okay.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at Taylor Swift pictures right now. She's
So,
pretty hot.
I hope Sharon doesn't get in trouble for that whole Susan Boyle thing.
She wouldn't have said it on the radio. She was going to get in trouble.
That's true.
Yeah,
she
she
would
knows-
just say, shut up.
She knows what she's doing.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, it wasn't like it was an old private conversation. It was actually a radio thing that you filmed and put on your YouTube channel, and what were Tyler Durden who grabbed it. I mean, no, she said on the radio. She didn't expect that to be a secret.
She'll be all right?
She doesn't give a fuck. She's Sharon Osbourne. It's like, what are they going to do, fire her? She would just bash them. She attacked
Exactly.
Cosby for attacking the show. I love her.
It was very refreshing to hear a celebrity not worried about the consequences and just speaking her mind.
Because she doesn't care.
I love it. I love it. But the video went everywhere.
Yeah.
And they left Anthony's holy shit in there on Access Hollywood.
Like that.
You want to hear how some of these dummies handled this thing, though?
Yes.
Do you?
No. All right.
We'll try it. We'll end with the Access Hollywood with the holy shit.
Access Hollywood.
Showbiz Tonight, a little show, CNN headline
CNN
news?
headline.
Picked it up.
But first, ow!
Ouch! Sharon Susan smackdown caught on tape. Sharon Osbourne's vicious attack on Susan Boyle. Osbourne, who is a judge on America's Got Talent, is slamming Boyle for the way she looks. On the Opie and Anthony morning show on Sirius XM radio that surfaced today, Sharon says some unbelievable things about Boyle. Wait till you see this. Join me tonight in Hollywood, Leslie Marshall, host of The Leslie Marshall Show. Also in Hollywood, Mark Malkin, who's an online columnist for E! Leslie, Mark, look, from the moment Susan Boyle appeared on Britain's Got Talent, nobody ever said that she was a beauty queen, but Sharon Osbourne took it to a whole new level. Watch this.
This great picture of Susan Boyle smiling, looking like a slapped ass. Right?
It's great.
Yeah, fuck.
And going back to the Taylor Swift Kanye West thing, I mean, Susan Boyle is as big as she is because she's ugly with a good voice.
Exactly.
I mean, and no one wants to acknowledge that. She wouldn't have got that much attention if she wasn't a fucking mess.
She stood up there, everyone was laughing at her and looking like, oh my God, there's a monster on the stage. And then she has this great voice come out of that fucking disgusting maw of hers.
That mule asshole she calls a face. It's so good to be a comic. No one cares if you're bad.
No one cares.
Face like a mule asshole.
And
play that.
Yesterday, comedian Jim Norton said,
Right.
who cares?
But why can't we acknowledge that as a society? We got to make believe it was all about her voice?
Yeah,
it was the whole package.
Of course it was, please.
An ugly mess that, speaking of which...
She sings like
our
a
favorite
bird.
person's walking down the hall with his fucking angry looks and his leers. Anyway, let's continue. We don't want him going to human resources on us. I'm grumpy. Look at me. We hate that fucking guy.
It's just, no respect.
At all.
Hey,
Hey, you're okay.
Yeah, you know.
Holy shit!
Leslie, talk about vicious. What's wrong with Sharon?
Well, Sharon just put the cat back in cat fight, didn't she, Brooke?
Wait, who took that out?
No one.
No one took the cat out of cat fight.
That's just a fight.
That's like saying the woman who just said that put the C in cunt. It wasn't unt before, stupid.
Put the cat back in cat fight, didn't she, Brooke? I mean, this is beyond meow. I mean, first of all, not everybody can be or is a beauty queen, and I'm sure all of us won't look as hot when we're 90, 100 years from now. But, you know, this woman has immense talent. Immense talent. And I know there are people out there that would say, I'd rather be brilliantly talented than beautiful, because that voice can just bring so much more than just a pretty face can. And I'm just really surprised as a woman that she would go there.
Me too, I'm shocked. It was a low blow. It was completely cruel and unnecessary. And Sharon did not make the cut of our nominees for Showbiz Tonight's Most Provocative Celebrity of the Week. But some of our nominees...
Fuck you. Fuck you. How about this? Why didn't either one of them say... Sharon was trying to be funny and was bagging on her, and everyone was laughing while she said it.
Yeah.
No, of course not. There's no context break. There's no break with what the intent was. Fucking catty cunts. Shut up.
Yeah, it's like Sharon held a press conference to fucking stand in front of a podium with news microphones to say fucking Susan Boyle is a pig.
She sent out a press release. I have something to say. Can everyone gather? Can you imagine?
It's not a comedy show. It might as well have been.
That would be shocking. I think I would even be shocked.
That's a bit more shocking than being on a fucking dopey comedy
trying to get a few
show.
laughs out. And Sharon also said, you know, that she's very talented.
Yeah. She was being funny.
Susan Boyle's
she was being hysterical.
And these two phony fucking bitches didn't acknowledge that the one reason Susan Boyle is famous is because she is such an ugly, lumpy thing.
Exactly.
That our prejudice of ugly people caused us to have no expectations of. Because if she was a very hot woman, she's a talented person, but she's not nearly as talented as she is famous. She's, you know what I mean? She seems good because she's so homely, and can sing well.
You don't expect a voice like that to come out of that.
All right, we continue. Then E ran with the story. Let's see how they handled it.
Sharon
Osbourne has never been afraid of speaking her mind, but the America's Got Talent judge made an unfiltered attack on Susan Boyle's looks that would make even Simon blush. Witness how Mrs. Osbourne can go off the rails like a crazy train.
I like everybody to do well, and even someone that looks like a slap dance. It's like, God bless her. You go, girl. She
Holy
shit.
God doesn't give everyone everything. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, but he gave her the talent.
Yes, yes.
Yes, he did.
Really shortchanged it on the rest of it.
Ugly.
Well, she did call her a lovely lady, so it's all good, right? Okay, just for the record, looky here. Here is Sharon in 87 before she had a few admitted nips and tucks. Pot, meet kettle. Taking the high road, Subo has not commented.
Yeah, I noticed because of the comments on the video, she's called Subo.
Yeah. Subo.
Subo.
Sumo. Subo.
Sumu.
Subo.
Subo, yeah.
That sounds like a fat pig thing.
Yeah. It's not
horrible.
quite J-Lo.
What happened to your leg? A Subo bit me. I was bitten by a Subo. I fell asleep in a field, and a Subo was shitting and bit me.
The Subo ate your baby.
Did Sharon reach out to you?
No, she's not. I'm sure
I know you guys talk now, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying she wouldn't, like, I'm sure she wasn't mad about it because she's a smart person. She said it on the air to be, she knows what's a radio show.
The timing's weird because now they're saying that Subo is performing on Dancing with the Stars tomorrow night.
As what?
And Kelly Osbourne's still in the competition, and Sharon Osbourne usually is in the front row. So this whole thing.
Aw, shit,
The timing of this whole thing is a little weird.
What's she going to do on that show?
She's going to sing one of her songs, I guess. Wild Horses is the one they're pushing.
She should be forced to swim in a tank like a whale when you go to SeaWorld. While everybody's dancing, she should be forced just to or do tricks for fish. And throw a salmon to that fat porpoise.
Imagine they don't even tell her. They just bring in a huge tank and put it center stage.
Or as she's singing, they kick her in there and they reveal that she fell into a big thing of water. And everybody points like Carrie.
Isn't that ironic that that's like her hit song now? And truly, Wild Horses couldn't drag her away.
Yes, she should be pulling a bud truck fucking through the snow.
I'm still laughing at Anthony's. Like, it's not like she called a press conference.
Yeah, it's just
the visual of that is just classic.
I'd like to say,
can you get
she
the
looks
word
like
out?
a smacked ass.
She's there at a fucking podium. News 10-10 wins. Fucking mic flags in front of her.
All right, let's see how Inside Edition handled this. And then we finally get to the clip where they left in holy shit.
Nice.
Sharon Osbourne has always been one to speak her mind, but what she's saying right now about singing sensation Susan Boyle has plenty of people shocked.
You just want to say, God bless, and here's a Gillette razor.
It's a shocking radio interview. Sharon Osbourne trashing Susan Boyle on the Opie and Anthony show on Sirius XM Radio.
I like everybody to do well, and even someone that looks like a slap.
Just 2 months ago, Osbourne blew kisses at Susan Boyle during the season finale of America's Got Talent. Osbourne is a judge on the show and gave Boyle a standing ovation.
God doesn't give everyone everything. Absolutely. Yeah.
No, but he gave her the talent.
Yes, yes.
Yes, he did.
Really shortchanged it on the rest of it.
Ugly.
Inside Edition from Fort Hood Military Base in Texas will continue after this.
The timing on that line is terrific.
And we're all laughing. It's like not one person, not one of these dog shit entertainment reporters, and that's all of them, said Sharon Osbourne was joking on the Opie and Anthony show.
Yes.
You could follow by the fucking raucous laughter. It's like, that's what's lost. This is what an unfunny fucking asshole society we live in. She is obviously being funny.
Yes.
And she's oh, there's truth and humor. Big fucking deal. Susan Boyle is an ugly monster. Sorry, folks. What's the matter? Sharon's just honest enough to say it? I fucking hate this country. I fucking hate the mentality of our society. A bunch of fucking teenage whining girls.
That's what we've brought ourselves to.
God, fuck
That's the point
everybody.
we're at.
She was being funny.
Joking around.
And I can see if they said, hey, that was inappropriate, or they didn't. But no one even acknowledges that she's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
No one acknowledges that, hey, it's just fucking harsh humor. and she is voicing what every single person thought. And what part of the
Everybody.
appeal of Susan Boyle
That
is.
was all of the appeal was the fact that she was fucking disgusting and had a great voice.
And Sharon
So-
Osbourne would trash herself, because we were talking, we were backstage that time, a woman walked up to Sharon, and there's a bunch of people around, and the woman's like, did you know Randy Rhoads? Were you around when Randy died? She was very drunk, a groupie. And me and Sharon looked at each other, because anyone that knows anything about Sharon knows that Sharon's, one of her close friends was on the plane with Randy when he died, Rachel Youngblood. So, the woman was babbling about it and said something about it, and Sharon's like, well, back then, and Sharon's like, I was with Ozzy back then, and I think the girl's like, oh, I didn't recognize you. And she goes, oh, well, I was a frumpy Jew. I fucking howled when she said that, but Sharon will fucking shit on herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
very quickly. She's not stupid, like, or out of touch.
Yeah. Here's the Access Hollywood clip. I think it's Billy Bush over there.
And Nancy O'Dell.
I think Billy Bush took a few shots at us, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I think this might be the clip.
Who's Billy Bush?
He runs the Access Hollywood thing.
He's got a whole bunch of radio shows, too. He's trying to be like a Seacrest.
Yeah, I know. He's doing a little
good luck
Seacrest
with
thing.
that.
And then at the end of the clip, you hear Anthony's holy shit. So maybe we should call the FCC.
I think we should.
On Access Hollywood.
Man.
You look 10 years younger.
Thank you, babe.
Kudos. You can call Sharon Osbourne because she likes to give opinions about how people look. She didn't hold back her opinions on Sirius XM's The Opie and Anthony Show.
Do you love Susan Boyle? I mean, do you think she helped the show or not, or do you not love her? Do you happy that she's succeeding?
Oh, I'm happy that I like everybody to do well, and even someone that looks like a slap dance. It's like, God bless her. You go, girl.
Holy shit. All right, I just have to point out here that Sharon has not always looked the way she does today. Take a look at this photo of Sharon pre-makeover. Those who live in glass houses, my dear.
Shouldn't throw stones. Is that what you're trying to say? Well, she had a few more stones.
God doesn't give everyone everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he gave her the talent.
Yes, yes.
Yes, he did.
Really short-changed around the rest of it.
Ugly.
I'm just so surprised about this. Sharon Osbourne is one of the sweetest ladies you can meet. I'm just surprised that she would comment like that.
You know, it just hurts people. It goes to everybody. It goes back to 7th grade. You know, who picks on the unpopular kid? Everybody's been in that situation, and nobody's got the stomach for it. Especially, we've seen Susan Boyle. She's emotionally unstable, and she's comes from a small place, and she's not ready for this.
There's something else going on there. Maybe Sharon knows some behind-the-scenes shenanigans.
She just got caught up in a locker room, and her man came out.
Where's the holy shit?
It was there.
Oh, it was there.
Where?
You gotta keep them ears open. It was there.
Holy shit. It was, and then he came right in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what a fucking pussy guy that is. What? I don't even know who he is.
God.
What
It's
a
Billy Bush.
fucking
You know him if you
pussy
follow. Yeah.
guy he is. What a fucking pussy.
Well, absolutely.
That was mean. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I think Fish Cunt will say it perfectly here on its
Spelled PH, by the way.
feedback, for real. For Mississippi, these are all the same shows that can't wait to show you which celebrities are getting fat or have a cunt tumor. What a bunch of dishonest shit.
Dude, you're absolutely
Wow.
right.
Yes.
All they do is show that fucking fat Kirstie Alley fucking
Yes.
waddling around and,
Dude,
you know, yeah.
They always show celebrities at their worst. But then they try to make it sound like it's a news thing, or there's nothing newsy about it.
And by the way, I'm
they
sorry.
want to show you Kirstie Alley getting fat again.
The fact that they themselves probably take hours in makeup before they go out on stage so they could fucking look, their best.
Mm-hmm.
Just go out there without makeup then.
And why isn't a
It
fat
looks
fuck like Susan Boyle hosting one of these shows?
Yeah.
Why is it always good-looking people? Why are all these fucking chisel-jaw, attractive,
Exactly.
fake-tit broads? Put a fucking bitch like Susan Boyle and let her host it.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't do that because it doesn't look good for the network. Susan Boyle looks a good singer. Everybody knows she's a good singer. Part of the appeal is we never expect talent out of truly ugly people like that. We have such a bigotry towards fat, ugly people like that we were shocked that she was entertaining.
Part of the appeal is that Captain Hook uniform. I don't know why when you said part of that appeal, I just thought of that prick.
It just drives me nuts that everyone is fucking bagging on Sharon, and not one person has said that was funny. She does look like a slapped ass.
Yes.
Phones, let's go to John in Jersey. John?
Hey, John.
Hey, what's up, guys? Man, I was just listening to Billy fucking Bush back, and, like, it's ridiculous how they're trying to be all self-righteous and stuff when the show Access Hollywood and all that other shit. It's just based on, like, spreading rumors and making fun of celebrities and shit. I mean, that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah, is so-and-so getting divorced?
Oh, they do a Lindsay Lohan story pretty much every night.
Yeah.
And she's a complete fucking mess.
Fuck Access Hollywood and fuck all those corny entertainment shows. That's the beauty of being a comic who's never really going to make it. You can say whatever you want.
Doesn't matter at
Yeah,
this point.
fuck all of them.
Hey, we should do a Jocktober bit with the entertainment shows, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Not a
kinda
bad idea, because
gather up some of
every
their
night they're
bullshit.
just completely ridiculous with the stuff they're doing on their shows.
Crap.
Let me go to Aaron in Oregon. Aaron.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, answer that dumb twits question, what's wrong with Sharon Osbourne? She's got her own fucking sense of humor as an intelligent human being, as opposed to this fucking retards that run these entertainment channels.
They're just readers too. They go on there and read.
Yeah, they don't write this copy.
No, they get all like it's fake outrage. I think they're outraged. You know, with the second that fucking camera shuts off, the two of them look at each other and goes, "Holy shit, she does look like a slapped ass. What a pig. Whatever." They're just hypocrites. They're phonies.
When the video appeared, they were excited. They couldn't wait to get it on their show because they know it was good for their show.
Yes, I didn't see any of these, by the way. Did they show the video clip? And more importantly, was I seen in any of it?
No, you weren't.
I might have been.
No. No. Jimmy was, because he was right next to Sharon.
Ah, shit.
And I'm the one, look, not to take full credit, by the way, for a company who's completely disregarding me, but for getting a lot of plugs by bringing up a subject that sparked a conversation.
Yes.
But, that whole thing was based on the picture I sent them.
Exactly.
You know what? You better give yourself a bell for that. For
I
real.
should.
No, let Jimmy hit the bell.
All right.
Give yourself a bell, for real, Jimmy. There you go.
4.
Bells.
Kevin in New Mexico. News Rag
Hey,
November.
guys.
Eddie M wants to call it. Oh. Yes.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all missed something in that first clip, I believe. That chick said that 100 years from now, when we're 90, how old is she? Minus 10?
Well, it was just an awful joke that wasn't worth acknowledging. It was like trying to be cute. It's like, just shut up, bitch, and read.
Frank in Jersey. Frank.
Frank was better.
Get it?
Go ahead, Frank.
Right. Jimmy, how is she not a phony for talking shit about Susan like that? How is that not just being phony and just attacking someone for no reason?
Well, she's being, honestly, dude,
Okay.
I'll tell you how. Because like Anthony said, it was done, she didn't call a press conference. Sharon is pretty outspoken, and she's pretty, she speaks her mind. She was being funny. She was just joking around, making fun of somebody, and to me, it's acceptable because this is coming from a woman that when her and her husband opened up their life pretty much on the Osbournes, and they said the only thing that they would have had any editing capability over was anything that embarrassed the children. Like, that was something that they agreed to when they signed on with MTV. But so you understand what I mean? So that's to me why she's not being phony.
Not exactly, because you can listen to interviews where Sharon just says nothing but nice things about Susan Boyle, then you turn around and just talk garbage about her on a radio show. Well, pick an emotion. Either you like her and you're going to talk nice, or you think she's disgusting. Look, we all thought she looked ugly.
But she did.
But I'm not going to sit anywhere and just start slamming someone for no reason. Like, what did Susan ever say? I know it's kind of like a childish thing, whatever she ever say about her. But honestly, did Susan Boyle ever sit there and try to trash anyone else?
No, but Susan Boyle also, hold on, Susan Boyle also turned out to be an unstable loon who was fucking bitching because she lost. And again, I know she was a nobody who just got thrown. All of a sudden, she's one of the most famous people in the world. But it's also the context of the interview. We were joking around. Sharon was being funny. You're freer to be funny here. That's like saying, in any interview I do about something, or anybody does, why do you mention it nicely one time and then bag on it another time? It doesn't mean you're being... If she had said Susan was beautiful in an interview and her looks mean nothing and I didn't even notice, that's one thing. But I don't think she did.
She made reference to the fact that she was a woman who was prejudged based on her looks.
Oh, then she...
So she referenced it, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, why would she then just sit there and just destroy this woman?
She didn't destroy her. She just made fun of her.
Oh, come on. Did you were there?
Yes, I was.
mean, even I heard that, like, wow, I can't believe she's actually saying things she's saying.
You can't believe the honesty.
That's what made it funny.
Yeah,
it was
but
that she... Because no one really got anywhere and said this. No one actually said, holy shit, that woman is ugly and
why
she's got
would
a great
you?
voice. Why would you?
Why would, yeah,
because
why
we're,
even reference the fact that she's ugly? Who
because
cares?
we're fucking human beings and we notice things like that. And when you spit it out and just say it, for some reason that's wrong, especially in the comedy context. Why? What's wrong with her saying it? Instead of us, you asking us, what's the fucking problem? Why is she doing it? You tell me what's wrong. What's so wrong on a comedy show of her doing that when a lot of comedy is based on making fun of people?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there's one thing where you can make fun of people or their quirks or whatever, but to just sit there and say she's just, for lack of a better term, disgusting.
Wait, hold,
for what? Like, is that really even funny?
Let me answer your question, too. It was hilarious, and you know it was. Let me answer your question. You said, well, how come, why does it matter that she's ugly? You're taking that Entertainment Tonight angle, when the reality is this. When she walked out onto that stage, how come nobody says, why did everybody laugh at her until they heard her sing?
Thank you.
Every fucking person in that audience, and they showed the laughter because they wanted you to be amazed that this ugly pig could sing. That was from the beginning, the setup. That was from, so don't come and because Sharon made fun of her or people made fun of her looks, all of a sudden go, why does it matter? When it mattered from the very beginning, and you know what? It's an insight into all of our ugliness when it comes to our perception of unattractive people. Let's be fucking honest. None of us expected any type of a talented voice out of an ugly woman like that, which is stupid.
She got that ovation when she started singing because everybody was laughing, looking at her, and making fun of her.
Yeah, Frank, hold on, Frank.
Hold on, Frank.
I'm putting you on the phone with Jay from Denver, who looks at it differently, so you could hear each other. Go ahead, Jay. You got Frank on the line as well.
Go ahead, Jay. What do you got?
This guy's got a vagina between his legs, man. In comedy, there's no limits, man. You make fun of everybody because it's funny. Just take a laugh for a laugh, you puss. What the hell, man?
All right, Jay. So just so I'm clear, then, you can just basically say whatever you want about anyone, regardless of circumstance, and it's funny just because that's just the way it is, right?
Absolutely
so,
right.
You know, me not...
It makes people laugh, then it's entertainment. Entertainment is what it is. It's entertaining. If it makes you laugh, it makes you cry, if it makes you angry, it's entertaining. That's
Entertainment
what the whole
is subjective,
thing's about.
Jay. It's not across the board. You get that, right? Entertainment isn't across the board. So it's subjective to your audience.
She's an ugly pig. You yourself said she's an ugly pig. You're no better than anybody else, dude.
Frank, can I ask you a question, though, just to address the answer I gave you about our prejudicial way of looking? It's this phony niceness we have. Everyone thought the same thing when they saw that woman.
Correct.
So it's like what Sharon did, oh, yeah, it was a little tasteless, but it really was to be funny, and she really did point out what everybody thinks. It wasn't like...
Absolutely.
So why are people harping on Sharon instead of saying, you know, beyond Sharon, why do we, as a group, expect no talent out of a woman who looks like this? Why are we, as a group, shocked that a woman who looks like that can sing well?
I agree with you on that respect, and the fact that, yes, we all think that as human beings. We see someone like that, we don't expect the most out of them.
Why don't we, though? But why? Don't just gloss over that.
I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know.
Why don't you? I'm asking you about you. Why don't you expect anything out of her?
I didn't say that I didn't. It wasn't, or I did say that I did. I didn't watch that show and go, I think she's going to be terrible. I watched it and listened. And believe me, Jim, I know what the setup was.
Right.
You put this woman on there and you're showing the audience. I get it. She's unattractive to most, and we're all laughing at her. I get that setup. I know what they were trying to do. My point is, you don't have to be so overt about it and go on this talk show that's heard by millions and just destroy her verbally. For what? Like, in my opinion, Sharon's just trying to get up in the mix with the boys and try to be outlandish and say garbage that made everybody laugh.
Here's why I don't agree with you, and I'll tell you why. Because, let's be honest. I mean, she has a history of doing shock jock radio. I mean, you know, if you want to use it in that term, this is not her first time on a male-oriented show. She did Stern for years. She fucking lives with Ozzy. She's been around rock singers her whole... It's almost like this is not a woman who you just threw around the boys and she became intimidated and tried to be... That's who she is. She talks shit. She's fucking extremely out there. That's how she's fucking dealt with the people she's dealt with. And look, maybe what she said was, you know, tasteless, but it was funny. And she was just being funny. You know what I mean? It's like you're reading into it like she's this two-faced monster when fucking that's who Sharon is. She's just a fucking person who talks shit and she's funny.
She really is a person that talks shit. We've all heard the stories over the years. You know, she's kind of has that Bob Saget thing where Bob Saget was doing this family-friendly TV, but the reality was he was a potty mouth. And Sharon Osbourne has always been a potty mouth.
Absolutely.
I think the thing that was the most annoying is she picked a target that Susan Boyle's not going on some talk show and talking shit about
this is
Sharon
what- but
Osbourne.
human beings
Look at
love
targets that
easy
can defend
targets.
themselves.
But dude, this is what you're saying that makes me think you're not a funny guy. You're not thinking like a funny guy because you said she.
I'm not a comedian, Jim.
Dude, I'm not saying. Neither is Sharon.
You don't have to be a comedian.
You don't have to be a
No,
comedian.
but-
Dude, let me finish.
I don't know. She's pretty funny on the show.
Dude, let me finish. This is what I'm saying. I'm not attacking you.
Go ahead.
I'm saying to me, you're not like the way a funny guy would never question why she did that because the way that conversation happened, Susan Boyle came up and Sharon just went with the mood and was funny about it. It wasn't like she came in here
with an agenda.
Exactly.
No,
when
I
you said
understand
why
that.
did she pick, you wouldn't have said that if you understood that because
No,
you
I
said
understand
why
there
did
was
she
no agenda.
Why did she pick a target? She went with a conversation and just was funny with it off the cuff. That was called being off the cuff and just being funny and improving. That's what that was. It wasn't picking a target.
Did you hear the lead-in question, though? I don't remember who asked it, but said, what do you
It's
think
Jimmy.
of Susan Boyle? Do you love her? Just a simple, like, what do you think of Susan Boyle?
And she went with a funny answer. She went with a funny answer.
She acknowledged her talent. I mean, it's funny. I don't think I'm going to get to him. Dr. X, he goes, it was kind of a roast mentality. You can like people
Yes.
and trash them at the same time. I kind of like that phone call from Dr. X, and that's sort of what happened with Sharon. She acknowledged
Yeah,
the
true.
talent the woman has and then stated the obvious that we all were
But
thinking
ugly.
since the first time we saw her.
And she also made fun of Jeff Beck, and she said Ozzy
She
called
killed
up,
Jeff Beck.
and she's like Ozzy called up and goes, where's the fucking hook?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but that's not TV worthy, the Jeff Beck material, unfortunately.
absolutely. And
that
she
stuff
fucking
was funny, too.
By the way, and then fucking Brett Michaels is sitting right next to her, and she went, and you said, I know it is. I said, you can get, she said you can get a dose to Brett
Yeah, yeah.
Michaels.
Hey, Frank, are you a Subo fan?
I don't even know what a Subo fan is.
Are you the guy that
No,
called?
they call her Subo now, Susan Boyle.
Oh,
Are you
no.
a fan of Susan Boyle?
No, I don't care.
Okay, I
either
just
way.
wonder.
So are you the guy that called up about Ozzy being a sellout?
Maybe, Jim.
All right, so maybe you just have a thing with,
No, it's not a thing against the Osbournes. I like getting into it with you because I don't always agree with what you have to say, and I like calling you and giving you business. You give your side, I give my side. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. In this instance, with the roast mentality thing you just said, Opie, it kind of makes a little more sense.
but how can you not see
Damn
the thing
straight.
about the way a funny
Wait, I
guy
made
thinks,
sense?
dude? Yes, you did.
No, Opie, the thing you said,
Wow.
what Dr. X said.
Yes, the thing you relayed. Relayed is the best word. But,
Thank you, sir.
it's,
It wasn't
you
my
know,
point. Someone
Are
else.
you the? Come on, is this really? Are you the same guy that used to work in radio and that you call in all the time and complain about the show?
Oh, shit.
No, dude, no.
It's not him. Okay.
No, but I am the same guy who called you last week about the stupid WWE and Ozzy Osbourne thing. Yeah, the same.
But then you call up, so it's like, I mean, I know you like getting into it with me. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't. It's
I
irrelevant.
do actually kind of like it. Yeah.
But it's to think that, like, if you're a funny guy, you would never have said, well, she picks a target, unless you're just calling up to be argumentative and to be that guy.
No, I'm not. But do I consider myself a funny guy? Like, I guess, but I don't attack people. So
Okay,
I
that's
guess
not
I'm
your humor.
So that's your thing. I just completely don't see it your way, Frank. I think it would have been mean spirited going back to Anthony's thing because it's going to make me laugh all day if Sharon Osbourne called that press conference because she had to tell the world that Susan Boyle was ugly and whatever, got hit with the ugly stick. Then
Had to tell the world.
it would be a little different.
And wait a minute, by the way, you're not the guy that you just don't attack people, but you called up here unprovoked just to talk shit about Ozzy, so you do attack people. So
I didn't talk shit about him. I said that it was silly for him to do it. I didn't say he was a jerk.
You said he was a
what he
sellout.
did was dumb.
You were saying he was a sellout.
Okay, if you think that's akin to what Sharon said about Susan Boyle,
What I'm
fair
saying
enough.
is, you just said, I don't talk shit about people, meaning, like, her humor was wrong. She was at least trying to be funny. And I'm saying, well, you did call the other day and talk shit about somebody. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but just don't fucking sit here and say you don't do that, because you do.
Those two things are miles apart, dude. Really?
Yes, one happened naturally and was to be funny in a conversation, and
Right.
one you actually waited on hold to do.
Yeah, I did.
So just don't say that. Just
You know, the
don't
one thing
talk. Just don't be dishonest.
Frank, we're gonna have to do that old agree to disagree thing. I think.
I
Unfortunately,
like the line though that you said once, Jimmy. My only consistencies are my inconsistencies. So
We all, dude,
I
we
like
all have them. I'm not saying that I don't. Believe me, I got them too. I mean,
I know, bro. I'm just like you.
Yeah.
All right, Frank. Thank you, sir.
Shut
up. I love you.
I like
Shut your
Frank.
mouth.
I like Frank. He gets the
Shut
phones
up.
ringing. He gets the phones ringing.
I didn't get to talk to him, so I just figured I'd throw that in. All right, Frank.
Yeah, and, you know, Sharon was going for humor.
That's what.
And the funny thing is, with all these entertainment shows, they go for exploiting celebrities, no matter how you look at it. You know, but they won't acknowledge that. They're exploiting celebrities every night on those damn entertainment shows.
But none of them said to be funny. That's what makes me...
Right.
When did humor all
That's
of a
what I'm
sudden...
saying. They should have kind of said, well, it was in the context of a comedy show. The guys try to be funny every day. It's a humorous show.
No, they wouldn't say that.
Of course not. And I'm sorry. And then they'll say, well, the audio proved that because people were laughing, so we didn't need to say it. But then again, you did need to editorialize about it being inappropriate or mean when the audio also showed that. So don't act like you didn't need to say that, because you didn't just say, listen to Sharon, and then let it speak for itself. You did editorialize.
And what was the next story about, you know, the fact that Penny Marshall has a brain tumor or something? Why is that newsworthy? Oh, yeah, she's not...
Penny Marshall has a brain tumor?
Oh, boy, does she.
Oh, fuck, man.
Going to be losing Penny Marshall soon.
Oh, wow, man.
Gee.
That stinks. Well, she's a big smoker, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Or am I wrong? Does she not smoke at all?
I think she used to smoke. I don't know.
We hear the audio for that? I didn't...
Puddinhead and Shirley. Here it comes, folks. Another year of puddin' jokes.
All the sweaters have to have the L taken off and a big C on them.
Jesus. Watch out, Access Hollywood might be listening.
the big ragu head. Cigars and scotch.
Hey, you know what? I didn't know this. Brad's got a little info on Subo. Yes, Brad. What do you know on Subo?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's brought up that she was actually an actress in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. She played the homeless pigeon lady.
That's funny.
Good observation, sir.
Oh, my
Thank
goodness. This just in. Agent says Penny Marshall fine, not battling brain tumor. An agent for director Penny Marshall has denied a tabloid report that the star is sick with a brain tumor.
They're saying her last few movies may imply that. That's good.
Penny Marshall's fine.
Jesus Christ! She looks like a guy in the witness protection program. Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything mean. Frank, I apologize.
Come on.
I'd like to know what Frank likes about the show next time he calls.
I don't care. Here's the thing with Frank. Frank wants to be a part of the show somehow, and he wants to somehow be... It's like, I wouldn't mind it as much if he just admitted that.
Yeah. All right. Agent said that he called Penny Marshall yesterday, but didn't talk to her because she kept answering her shoe. But she's fine.
That's funny.
We got to hello. Hello.
Yeah, she has to wear two hats now. She has to cut a hole in her hat so the thing grows through, and put a hat on top of that with a wig. So it looks like she's two-hat bitch. That's what black guys call her. Yo, who that two-hat bitch? Yo, lumpy-headed two-hat bitch.
You know, I was going to do one more thing, but fuck, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, I got to whiz again.
I'm fucking
So do I.
sleepy.
That's why I said let's get out
When
of
do
here.
we have Mary Weiland in?
Sometime this week. Scott Weiland's ex-wife is coming in this week. Should be a really good interview.
We have a good week of guests this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who else we got? Rob Halford's coming in.
Halford, Penn Jillette.
Penn Jillette is always good radio. Always good. And I know his boys listen to the
Didn't you
show,
guys,
so big ups to those guys.
Did you
Big
guys
ups.
have a disagreement last time he was on?
No, first time he was on, we did.
First time.
And then afterwards...
On what?
I actually forget. Bill Donahue. And then afterwards, we talked a little bit during the break that time, and we just didn't agree on something. And then when he came back in, he's like, I saw your HBO special. It was really good. And we just,
Oh, okay. He kissed your ass and everything. Fine. All right. Just checking.
No, he doesn't seem like the type that would... I don't think he's... you can't really classify Penn as an ass kisser.
Yeah.
He's a pretty fucking opinionated dude, but no, it was cool.
Certainly
I
is.
fucking love Penn Jillette.
Yeah, I like him too. We got
He does
also...
great radio.
Let's plug the one girl we have coming in, two girls. We have Belladonna, who I'm most psyched about, and Mary Weiland.
She does some dirty stuff, Belladonna.
Dirty,
Am I right?
dirty.
She can
Is
take...
there some dirty stuff that she's done in her past?
I believe she's had two penises in her rectum at the same time.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So the word you're looking for, isn't she a good egg?
A good egg, yes.
And Scott Weiland's ex-wife.
How do you know you can do that?
I guess you take one
Start
giant
slow.
one.
You start slow.
If you saw the guy she used to date, I want to talk about Nacho when she comes in. The guy
Nacho?
The guy who blinks a lot. He's kicked out of the country.
Oh, that's good.
But
For blinking?
no, for being a bad boy. But he's one of the greatest fucks ever.
We'll get into it when she's in. There's only people stopping by, too. It's a busy week.
Halford, her, Colin Quinn, Mary Weiland, Patrice, It's a busy week.
Busy week. All right, guys. We'll see you
All
tomorrow.
right.
Thank
See
you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.